All right. Salute to everybody in the chat that's joining me for another late night boxing talk show. Salute to everyone. Really quick, I want to say what's up to everybody in the chat. We got Super Anderson Aldo. Salute. Damn, who the fuck disliked already? I don't know, but I got a lot. It's a good question. Whatever. It's all good. We got all natural. You are not on my level. Recognize. Nah, I'm probably not. Salute to my bro, Jet Kyle. What's going on? Oh boy. Salute to Brandon Blanco. Salute to L Dogs. 5 dislikes already. Well, it's more than that now. Eric Gomez, salute. He still says Bomb Squad. Hey, this is what it is. My man OG Boogie. Rat Packs, Trucking Company. ¿Qué tal? Todo bien, mi hermano. Todo bien. Felipe, Felipe Cha? I think that's how you say your name. L Dogs Only. Facts. Yep. Triple J J. Salute to Triple J. 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 Salute to L Dog. So I got L Dogs and L Dog. Salute, bro. Great show last night, man. It was real fun. Yeah, man. Procua. I'm here. Let the show begin. Facts, bro. Facts. And tonight, let's go. No doubt. Overhand. What's up, Recognize? Tell X he owes me money for that plant fight. We bet on it. Yeah. There's a good chance you ain't gonna get your money. Whew, boy. Sorry about that, man. What the fuck, man? I heard a very weird sound. It went bang. I look outside. I don't think that anything happened. And that was weird. That was weird. No, nobody got me, man. Sorry about the sorry about the no sound, man. Uh, maybe somebody could catch that. Maybe I caught it on my. You guys probably heard it. It's on the stream. Something made a really loud noise. I thought something bad happened. Let's just put it that way. Anyway, yes, I'm watching you. Thank you. Who the fuck are these people, man? Salute, man. Did you really hear something? Because I'm telling you, it was a fucking loud noise, man. Super loud. I thought something blew up, but I doubt it because, there'll be some type of reaction outside. Anyway, unless something happened, I'm going to continue with this. I'm going to continue with the show. Jet Kyle, what's up, my bro? Salute, man. Yeah, it sounded like a crash. Exactly. That's what it sounded like. Yeah, so all right, so Canelo goes undisputed, and I don't think there was any shock there. Um, Canelo was the heavy favorite going in, and more than likely he was going to win, and that was the feeling going into the fight. Me personally, I thought it was a good fight while it lasted. I think I thought Plant put up a good effort. He won a few rounds, all right, maybe more than a few. I don't think he was winning the fight up until the point where he got knocked out, but I thought he did a lot better than I expected. And I think until he lost the plot towards the ending of the fight, which happens when it comes to inexperience versus experience, a guy who's been there, done that, like Canelo. He's got the advantage over a Caleb Plant. He is the star of the show. The crowd was there for him. I thought Plant held himself pretty well in the beginning and then, fell apart. Part of that was Canelo. Canelo understanding that, there's not that much to worry when it comes to Plant's offense in terms of power. There wasn't really that much to worry, although I thought Plant landed some good shots. It wasn't shots enough to derail Canelo from applying pressure. But Plant he held up pretty well in the beginning. I thought he broke a couple of myths that, if you punch Canelo's going to automatically just, like it's a magnet, like something is typed into his, he has a sensor in his brain that as soon as you throw a punch, he's going to counterpunch you. No. He is going to counterpunch you eventually, but you don't just stand there and hope not to get knocked out. There's no way you're giving yourself a chance to win the fight. But yeah, that pressure, that chin, the power, obviously that's what allows Canelo to apply that pressure, is what did Plant in from my point of view. And so Canelo's undisputed. And Caleb Plant could maybe one day tell his grandchildren, I fought Canelo Alvarez or some shit like that, right? And be proud of that, I guess. But I didn't think that he had a shot to beat Canelo. The best shot he had was to give him a good fight. I thought he did. I thought Canelo was always in control, especially in the latter part of the fight, right before it ended. And he just needed to calm down. He was a little too, in the beginning, I think he was too impatient. He just wanted to knock Plant out. And I think Eddie Reynoso told him to calm down a few times. And when he finally did, I thought that he applied the right pressure with perfectly placed punches with a guy who's tired, who's inexperienced, and got him out of there. And that's what I saw about that fight. And so, the question is, what's next for Canelo? Who knows? He's the guy with the bag. He's the guy with the biggest bag, right? And so he can fight anybody. There's talks that he might fight David Benavidez, who I believe has a fight coming up this weekend. I think he does have a fight coming up this weekend, and it's on Showtime against an unknown fighter, but he needs to stay busy. Obviously, he needs a fight. He was supposed to fight Usategui we know what happened there. It is what it is. So, he needs to stay busy fight. But I think that fight is very possible of happening, especially that he's already worked with the PBC and Benavidez is part of the PBC. I don't see why not. They can't make that fight happen. I think it's a very good fight. Also, there's a possibility that he fights Triple G. Triple G, who has a fight at the end of December, the end of the year, with Murata. As far as I know, they agreed upon that fight. When you look at BoxRec, it's still not scheduled, but there are other articles that set the fight is set for that date, December the 29th, and that they have an agreement. So we'll see what happens with that. That's another possible opponent, Triple G. I think he would be more. I don't think he's interested if Murata wins, or at least he hasn't expressed that. Of course, there's talks of going up to light heavyweight. Guys like Beterbiev or Bivol. He accomplished everything in 168, so I don't blame anyone who thinks that he might leave the division and go up to 175. But I think the bigger money might be at 168. Or at least he can get more money if the PBC wants to keep him. You saw that they gave him $40 million, and so maybe he can get that again or something close to it. And he can always fight Triple G, which would land him back on the zone, depending how this fight works out. His fight coming up in December with Murata. And again, he has a lot of options because he is the cash cow. And wherever he fights, Vegas, Texas, they're gonna make their money. That's just the way it is. So I think Canelo is going to be in search of an opponent as of right now. I'm sure he's got his eye on a couple of fights and a couple of fighters who have fights coming up next, very soon, actually. So I'm sure by January we'll find out something, or we'll have a clue of who he might be thinking of fighting next. Anyway, I see that I got a few people in the chat, so I'm going to drop the link. As you guys know, I don't like doing this shit alone. And there's the link. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, goddammit. it. Drop me a super chat or a cash app. Oh, hold on, guys. I gotta order me something to eat. Hold on. Hey, cuz. Can I get a 5-layer burrito, nacho grande, steak quesadilla, and smack me in the face with a large Mountain Dew? Yeah. Oh, and 2 cups of nacho cheese, cuz. 2 cups. Make it 3 cups, cuz. All right, guys. I ordered my my late night breakfast. I see I got a few people. Fight Scout.
Hey, what's going on? How's it going,
Brandon
Brandon?
Blanco.
How's it going?
And we
Going
got
good, man.
Philippe. I'm just waiting for my late night breakfast, man. I don't know if you guys heard me order.
I heard this fat ass just called me out, I guess. Just right now, I'm looking at them.
Johnny Boy? Oh, JB?
Listen, he doesn't want to open up a
3
dialogue.
cups of nacho cheese, cuz. 3 cups, cuz.
He doesn't want to open up a dialogue to actually set up a fight, right? Like a real fight.
I mean, he's just trying to use your name. He's just trying to use your name for, like, he's just trying to use your name. I mean, because he knows that, he knows. Oh, I just believe he's just trying to use your name, for
To
all
try
hype.
to, yeah, to try to look him like he's gangster or something.
Exactly. I mean, that's who
We all
Johnny is.
know he's not.
He pretends to be Italian, but he's like 0.7,
We'll
0.1%
we'll get
Italian.
to that. We'll get to that in a
Yeah,
He's
second.
well,
less,
Hold on,
yeah,
hold on,
we'll
hold
get
on,
to
hold on.
that.
He's
guys,
less
hold on.
Italian than Elizabeth Warren, Native American.
Listen, we'll get to him in a second. But let me introduce introduce Virtuoso, OG Boogie, and my man
What's up?
Jed Kyle, Outlaw Boxing. What's
How's it
going on,
going,
Jed?
Good.
Going on,
everybody?
bro?
How's it going?
What's up, lads?
Cool.
That meal sounds nice. Recognizable, that Mexican food. I might get that.
Hold
for
on,
dinner.
Yeah.
cuz, make it five cups of cheese, cuz.
You
Just
sound like the guy from
Shit,
GTA San
munchies.
Andreas making that long order, that long ass order.
yeah, man. So what you guys thought of the fight, bro? Anybody can start it off.
To be
Man.
honest, I didn't watch the fight, and honestly, I just only watched the highlights because I was busy watching the UFC fight, the Usman versus Covington 2. Like I to be honest, I wanted to see a little bit more from the UFC fights because it was super hype. It was like the lead up was pretty exciting because people were thinking, was Usman gonna break Covington's jaw? But to be honest, I mean, Kobe Covington, he did his best, but his best wasn't enough. And yeah, I was watching the Usman fights, but
All right, so you didn't get to
yeah, it
watch
was
the
all
you
right,
didn't really
but
get to watch the fight.
yeah, I didn't get to watch the fight. I mean, I already knew the outcome of the Canelo fight. I already knew the outcome, so
That was
yeah.
my feeling too. I had a feeling that this fight was gonna go more or less this way. I think Plant, while he was in it, did his best. Did a little better than I thought, but go ahead, Fight Scott. What do you think?
I'll let everyone go first.
Okay,
I have a
anybody
pretty
could jump in, man.
controversial view.
I'll go.
Go ahead.
This fight was just like a foregone conclusion. Like all of you all know that Caleb Plant was gonna get knocked out, and this was a fight where it's like, you know what, I'm gonna put not even fucking bother scoring the fight. I really don't care about what Plant was doing that much, man. It's like, yeah, you're good at protecting your body, but it's like, dude, where's the return fire? Like, I've seen people like just getting complaining about, oh, why are you screenshotting people that putting up these ridiculous scorecards about Caleb Plant winning and shit? It's because, bro, you don't win rounds just by surviving, Um, I don't think
They're
there's
probably giving sympathy rounds.
sympathy rounds, anecdote rounds. That's them not
Yeah,
knowing
yeah, I
what
get
what
that.
effective aggression is,
I get
and
that.
their biggest hangup is that Canelo is like, well, he's missing a lot, and I'm like, yeah, but there's a reason why he's backing up. It's because he doesn't want to get hit by Canelo, and he made him miss. Yeah, sure, but it's not making him. He's rarely making him pay, and it was just a matter of time before Canelo was going to put him down. You know.
All right, Philippe.
Yeah. I enjoyed the fight. The first time I watched it, I thought it was closer than what I actually think it is now. First time I watched it, I gave 4, maybe 5 rounds to Plant, and now I give him maybe 3. He was mostly just like fighting to survive, as Virtuoso said. And yeah, he did like maybe a little better than I thought in terms of how long he went. I predicted 8 rounds. He made it to 11. But yeah, in terms of how it was, in terms of how it was going, it went pretty similar to what I was thinking. So yeah.
OG Boogie. What do you thought about the fight?
What did I thought about the fight? Caleb Plant didn't use his height, didn't use the length, didn't keep him in long range. He ain't do shit basically. And Canelo, because when I picked the fight, I picked Canelo 10th, possibly 11th, and then I said that, but I wanted to see a Caleb Plant make a unanimous decision, but he had the tools to be able to do that. He just didn't implement shit. Plus, in order to fight Canelo, you got to have some type of power behind your shots.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like Kovalev for him. That was a fucking disgrace. But I'm not comparing the two fights, but I'm just saying, using that as a guide stick, that in order to pressure Canelo back or keep him honest or keep him from plotting forward, meet him with some resistance. Fuck.
Agree. Outlaw?
Yeah, I thought Plant had most of his success the early 4 rounds, but he just couldn't keep up with it. Round by round, it seemed to get worse, except for the 9th round when, because Canelo started slipping his jab and started working his body, and Plant just doesn't have like full world-class stamina. So I think he slows down in all his fights in the second half. I think that's what happened here. But 2 things that stood out to me, man. I've still got questions over Canelo's feet. Like, I know people say how much he's improved about walking these guys down, which he has a little bit, but someone who can really move for 12 rounds with world-class footwork to move around that ring, I still got question marks how Canelo can go about that. And also Plant's, like Boogie said, lack of power. Plant punches even less harder than I thought. He's almost like Malignaggi level. Like, he landed a 6-punch
Like I would
combo
say,
at one
like a Chris
stage.
Algieri.
Yeah, and Canelo just laughed at him. Like, he landed like 6 punches in a row at one stage. I think it was the 9th round. And Canelo just walked through and laughed at him. Like, he really is feather-fisted, Plant. But yeah, it pretty much happened how I thought it would.
So the way L-Dog, what you thought about the fight?
Yeah, man, I was picking Canelo to win unanimous decision. I thought he'd win like an 8-4 type of fight, but man, I was wrong. When I rewatched that fight and I turned the commentary off, put it at 0.75 speed, I gave Caleb Plant 2 rounds. Because, I mean, look at all these rounds, right? Canelo was the effective aggressor. He was the ring general. Clean effective punches were about even in a lot of these rounds, despite Caleb Plant throwing more punches. Caleb Plant would throw a lot of punches, but they wouldn't be clean and effective. So I thought Canelo schooled him, man. I think at this point in time, Canelo, yeah, he's probably one of the best fighters I've ever seen, man. In terms of his skill set, his ability, what he can do in the ring. I think it's difficult to find a guy who's going to be able to beat him at this point.
All right. Fight Scout. Any
Canelo's a
Any
fraud.
words?
He's always been a fraud, and he will always be a fraud. That was a fake, fixed fight. That's what I thought, man. I thought
Come on.
once round 2 started, I said Caleb Plant is taking a dive, and I thought that was pretty fucking, like, obvious, in my opinion, right? Because you remember how he opened up in round 1 when he was throwing those punches straight to Canelo's head, right? Because Canelo was walking straight in. Round 2 started, and then he started to kind of deviate from that, even though he was able to punch him. But I tried to listen to the people who said it was real, but when you look at the examples of his last 8 fights, which were, in my opinion, obviously rigged, whether it was the scorecards or if the dude just took a dive, right? I can't say that, all of a sudden it's just real. He's going to give an actual opportunity to Plant, who opens up as a 12-1 underdog. Like, it's completely fake, man. And it's like they spit in your food 12 times, right? So the 13th time you order the same thing, and it doesn't look like they obviously spit in it, but you can see that there's still spit in it, and you're just like, well, I guess that's good. I'm just gonna eat it up. Like, no way, man. Like, that's still spit in your damn food. You know what I'm saying, right? Like, maybe that's a bad analogy or something, but I
Yeah,
just
it was
To
terrible.
be
not
honest,
convinced.
I look
I
at
think
this whole train of thought. Like where Canelo's at now reminds me of Loma at the end of 2017, right? End of 2017, when he was on that 4-fight streak of making people quit. People were already saying this guy can be a welterweight
that
champion.
it was rigged. Yeah.
He can beat a Errol
Oh, I thought you was
Spence.
gonna
He
say
can
that.
beat
Okay.
a Terrence Crawford.
Or
And
Manny
they said
Pacquiao
some of them they failed. Yeah, some of them they failed. Like that was a fight that was being talked about, Pacquiao and
versus
Loma.
Loman.
And
Yep, in
you
2018.
know, people were. I think when they
Pacquiao would
just
have
can't
whitewashed his ass.
Okay, cool. But I think when people can't comprehend quite how good someone is, they start to look for things to explain it. And I think that's where Canelo is at now. He's at that Lomachenko stage where this is his peak, man. He's peaking. This is his prime. To me, Canelo was still not in his prime that second Triple G fight. He hit his prime, I would say, the Kovalev fight.
Look, but take out all them accomplishment arguments. Well, I still don't think Canelo looks as good to me as a fighter as Lomachenko did back then.
I
I
agree
don't
with
think
that.
I don't
Yeah,
think he looks that impressive.
I mean,
I
he's
saw
fighting
also
better.
moments.
He's fighting better opposition than Loma was, though.
I don't know about that, bro.
With the
I
exception of Nicholas Walters. I mean, to me,
I saw
Billy
some.
Joe is better than a Jason Sosa. I mean, I
Look,
think we can admit that.
But
look.
look at
Every fighter
Linares,
could beat.
Gary Russell.
Every
But
fighter
he
could
didn't
be
make those
beaten.
guys quit.
Every fighter could be
Yeah,
beaten.
true.
But I always see that Canelo can be outboxed. Like even in moments of that fight, and hear what I'm saying. Like obviously Plant couldn't do it for a long haul, but he showed moments like how to outbox Canelo, and I think this happened in the Triple G fight a lot of times.
Yep.
And Plant kind of did that, and
Yep.
Jacobs showed that he could be hit with a big shot. Jacobs didn't win, but you get what I'm saying. Like he showed that, yeah, this guy's not as on.
Hey, we got someone
touchable.
backstage recognized. My bad.
That's what I was saying. Recognise, like you said, his footwork's still got big question marks for me. I know people say how much it's improved.
Feetwork is the actual correct term for
Yeah,
Canelo's footwork.
I think his footwork is actually good. I just think his feet are slow. Okay, there's the
Yeah, that's
thing.
right.
Like people,
That's what I
this
said.
is-
Recognise, L-Dog. It has improved. But
Yeah.
I still got question marks over against an elite fighter who can
There
move
you got
around the
some
ring.
echo, bro. Whoever joined.
Also, I was
Yeah.
Somebody's echoing. I think it's around
But yeah,
you.
that's why I'll say his footwork, it is good, right? He knows when to step at the perfect time. It's minimalistic and it's not flashy, but it is educated. Now it is
Can-
slow, but
can
and
I
it
say
is
something?
flat-footed.
Can you guys
But
hear me?
Dog?
people need to get yeah, sure, go ahead. Wow, but I'll just finish with this. Like, people need to move on from like, just assuming fleet-footed fighters like, I don't know, a fucking Jaron Ennis who does all this
Yeah.
flashy shit on the back foot is the only type of good footwork. No. Canelo
No, I
has
fully
good
agree.
footwork.
Yeah, I
agree
definitely
with
agree with
that.
that fleet-footed.
One
But
of the
what I'm saying is
best
Canelo
fights-
hasn't been tested. Who's Canelo fought that can move around the ring world-class for
Plant,
12
that's
rounds?
it.
One
Nah.
of the best
Oh, yeah,
quotes
Plant's
I've ever
not.
heard, bro, from a student of boxing.
What's up, Hefo? What's up, bro?
Is that a hef? Oh yeah, that's a what's up,
Sometimes
Hefe?
flat-footed fighters beat footwork fighters, bro. That shit tends to happen at times.
Yeah.
Because you could dance and you can move and you could jiggle and fucking bug dance on the ring, bro. That don't mean shit, bro. Because at the
Yeah,
end
I
of the
fully-
day, it's about
Yeah,
landing
you have a
punches.
point.
Yeah, because look at this. Fucking everybody used to say Rocky Marciano had the shittiest footwork, but he went 49-0.
He did have
Yeah,
kind of bad footwork though. Rocky Marciano, he was just like a bulldog. I'm not gonna say it was terrible, but yeah, he was just a bruiser.
But see, for instance, Chavez, I don't see Canelo being able to cut the ring like a Chavez or be able to just
no,
shut
Chavez
down guys
is
like
better,
that.
yeah. Chavez.
Yeah,
Chavez
that's
was
what
a
I
master.
mean.
Those guys
Was
weren't
a
ever
master
rated
at
pound for
cutting
pound
the
number
ring.
one, though, right?
Yeah,
Or
Chavez
were
was.
they?
Chavez was.
I
think
mean,
Chavez
I
might have
was
been-
very impressed at how he
Chavez might have
cut the
been
ring
number one
against
once.
Plant. I was very impressed.
But
Yeah,
Plant,
But Plant
just-
was doing that. He was just giving ground a lot.
and L-Dog,
Yeah,
he
but
slows
here-
down
here-
every.
So you guys remember in round 9 where somebody tweeted out what they were talking about? They were speaking to each other in round 9.
Yeah.
right?
That
If any
tends
of you
to
guys
happen
saw that.
boxing matches, bro.
So
Yeah.
they're jibber jabbing, but then Caleb Plant throws a jab, right? And his jab sounded just as hard as Canelo's punch.
No,
The hook.
it's not about how it
Oh,
sounds.
you
It's
gotta
about
be
No,
Yeah.
no,
kidding me, man.
yeah,
it's
but
about how
What?
you're
it
talking
lands,
about
bro.
Caleb Plant had no
And
power.
sometimes it's just the
You're
That
talking
sound
about
of
hook
the
Caleb Plant
sounded
had no
punches.
hard
power.
as
I'm saying
No, I
fuck.
think
Canelo also
Yeah,
didn't bring
no.
any power.
Dude,
And
those
what
No, I think
Canelo
you're capping,
punches,
the
bro.
they
whole
Canelo
sound
Sounded
what
hard
Canelo
as
landed
crazy.
on
fuck.
him,
the whole
it sounded
thing
louder.
about them talking to each other in the ring, bro. I've been in many street fights, bro. And sometimes niggas be talking shit, bro. You're throwing hands and they're like, "Oh yeah, you're a bitch" or whatever the fuck. They're trying to get you. They're trying to get you off the game, bro. They're trying to fuck you up mentally, bro.
Yeah,
And
I could
that happens
imagine
all the
Hefe
time.
talking in a fight. I could actually.
No, it's not about the speaking, right? I'm
Fuck
talking
you, bro.
about
You
their
a bitch, bro.
punches.
I could imagine
Their
talking.
punches.
That's how I fight, bro. I go, "What's up with it, boy?"
Also,
Yeah, they
hold
look at
up,
you like you're.
hold up, hold up,
You about to get buck broke,
hold
boy.
up.
They'd be looking at you
Hold
like a
up.
nutcase in New Zealand. They'd be like, "What the fuck is this guy talking about?"
No,
And
I
like
was just, I
Recognize
was
was
just gonna
saying
say,
on
I was, I was
on
gonna
the other
say,
stream, bro. Sometimes the mind games, bro. Sometimes you could bug break a fighter before he even enters the ring, bro. Like that happens, man. Caleb Plant, if you notice, bro, and the way in, the dude was nervous, bro. When he walked in, dude was nervous. All that fake confidence, and I told you guys before going into the fight, bro. All that fake confidence and nigga this, nigga that, bro. That shit don't work when you're fighting, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you gotta land these punches and you gotta take them.
But
At the
to
same
be
time.
fair, I don't mind him having the confidence. You know what I'm saying?
No,
I
but
don't
you
mind him
fell for the
coming.
confidence. You fell for the confidence.
He
Recognize.
had confidence, but here's the thing: as soon as he got in that ring, Canelo broke that confidence. That's what
Yes, that's what
Canelo
I'm
does, and
saying.
I'm gonna
Exactly.
explain what because Canelo, I believe, started the conversation in round 9 when he said you're pretty good. I
No,
think what
it was actually
Canelo's doing.
Plant that said that.
That was
Yeah.
Plant that said that. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
I
Yeah.
agree. I
when I
can't.
brought up the whole how they were open up a conversation, the whole point of it was the sound of the punches, right? So when you're looking at Caleb Plant, all of a sudden he's not throwing his right hand, right? And then he's just not throwing punches at all. It's like, all
I
right,
mean,
he's not here to win.
I'm sorry, Fight Scout, but I can tell by the sound of Plant's jabs that they weren't really like super impactful.
Yeah, but no, I'm not saying that his weren't impactful. I'm saying a lot of Canelo shots were just as impactful as Plant's. So if you're saying Plant isn't punching hard, I'm saying Canelo wasn't punching hard either, for the most
No,
part.
you know
For
what it
The
is
Canelo
about
punching
consistency,
Plant.
hard,
the consistency.
Okay. Plant slaps his punches sometimes, especially his right hand to the body. He tries to hook it,
Yeah,
but he
but
doesn't
Canelo
rotate
slaps his
his
punches
fist.
too,
Canelo's
right?
got he landed his punches really nice in that fight, man. Like that's one thing Canelo's improved is
I don't know
landing
about
with
you,
the
Fusco, man.
knuckles.
I heard Canelo's
Those
punches and
punches,
it sounded louder than Plants, man. He
yeah,
loads
that's what
up.
I'm saying,
No, no,
Virtuoso.
no, no.
I'm saying those
I'm
punches
saying
sounded
all I'm
painful.
saying is they weren't all the same consistency, right? Because you're
Hmm.
saying that he broke him down or whatever, and then he just got knocked the fuck out, right? Basically, I'm saying the consistency in those punches weren't all there, and when you're talking about him, Canelo slapping too, like yeah, he was slapping too.
So what's
but
your
what
point?
So
you know what I saw of Canelo
No,
hitting
because I'm
him
under the
on the
guise that
elbow.
it didn't look all legit to me,
Bro,
right? So that's
Canelo was
it.
That's
hitting him. He
fine.
didn't hit him to the body. He hit him in the elbow. He hit him in the arm.
shoulder. Yeah.
He hit him in the shoulder,
that's
and
smart.
he
That's how
held
you
up.
fight a
No,
slip
no, of
That's
fighter.
course,
that's
yeah.
how you beat the Philly
But
shell.
he basically
Hit him in the
he held
kidney.
up. He held up until he couldn't anymore. That's what I saw. He held up until he couldn't no more, and you started to see him get weaker. Obviously, the second half of the fight, especially, I think after the like what Jed said earlier. So for the first 3, maybe 4 rounds, he was, he had a lot of bounce on his step. He had a lot of for him. I'm talking about for him. His punches seemed more snappier, and then like from there, I started seeing him fade down. He started to fade out. But he's done this in the past in other fights, so I'm not
Canelo is
shocked.
smart, man. He knows that if you're moving laterally on the back foot like that, because pressure alone is draining, especially when you're on the back foot moving. When you're on the back foot, you got to move more than the opponent who's in the middle of the ring. They can move less. They just got to adjust a tiny bit. You got to move a bit. So Canelo, knowing this, that Plant has stamina issues and he's going to try and move, he went to the body because he knew if he goes to the body after 6 rounds, Plant's going to be fucked. Like, there's just nothing he can really do.
Yep.
There's all type of shit going on in that fight. You're talking about experience. You're talking about doubt. Talking about like I know I can't win on the fucking scorecards. All that shit starts kicking in.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
what
I
I'm saying.
think
That's why
I think Plant was mentally drained by the 9th as well.
Exactly.
Like it was getting to him. That's why he started that conversation.
Yeah,
like
he broke. He was broke.
He was
Yeah,
trying to
sorry,
suck up to him. He was trying to suck up to him. He was like,
Yeah,
I'm pretty good, right? I'm pretty good.
yeah,
Like,
that was
what the
bad,
fuck
bro.
are you
That was
asking him?
embarrassing.
Why the fuck are you asking him if you're good? Or like, what the
that's
fuck?
That was
like asking for
bad, bro.
mercy, bro.
Am I
He
good,
was
man? Am I
scared. He was
good?
trying to.
man.
You know,
Exactly.
fighters sometimes, right? They have these like, if you ever sparred someone, you know when you're both tired and you don't say anything to each other, but you kind of know that like
Yeah.
the round's almost over. Like, you know, you just kind of move around a bit, like take your foot off the gas. That's kind of what fighters do. It's like the unwritten agreements when they're in the ring. If they're both tired, sometimes I think Caleb Plant gave him that compliment to be like, "Oh man, maybe I can get him to take mercy on me." And then
Yeah, that's
Canelo
what I
just
was
went in
thinking.
there and fucked him up, dude. Canelo's a savage, man.
Maybe if
Also,
I
Plant
sweet
was
talk him,
probably
he won't knock me out.
yeah, and also he probably realised he was losing the fight, so he was like his way of I don't know dealing with it, you know. Asking Canelo, am I
They
a good
can hear
fighter?
those announcers. No, when they're in the ring, sometimes they can hear those fucking announcers, you know?
Oh, I can't believe he asked that though, bro. That's embarrassing. Am I a good fighter, man? Come on.
Yeah, that was some weak shit, dude.
Yeah, it was, bro.
Why do you need approval from a cheater, man? That's what you call him,
It's like
man.
fighters who go to touch the gloves at the start of every round. It's like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Like, I get it. Maybe the first round, right? The fight starts, you touch gloves. If it makes it to the 12th, yeah, touch gloves. If not,
Trying to be JT, bro.
Yeah, that also.
imagine what a Canelo right hand would do to those lips, man.
Man,
Holy
who
shit.
this?
Oh my god.
Hey, yo, recognize. Let me address this clown, Justin
Good.
Trouble. Dude. I'll tell you what. You get in the ring with me, son. You think your lips are fucking big right now?
Damn.
Swell him up even more.
Hey, but recognize you brought up some good points, bro. Like how you said it, that's how I see it. He lacked experience, which we all knew he did. He lacked conditioning in the late rounds, which we all
Experience.
knew he had, bro. We knew he didn't have a chin. That's the reason he fights like that, bro. So the thing is, you're saying all that, but at the same time, it
But
makes
let's be
no sense,
specific. What does he fight like?
bro. Come on, it's obvious, bro.
Like a
But
slick fighter.
yeah, bro.
Like a slick,
Like a black man.
athletic American fighter.
Mo-
No athleticism, no
Yeah.
movement.
I mean,
What do
he's
you
an
say?
Algerian level. Chris Plant is an Algerian level, as I've said before. I mean,
yeah,
That's
something like
because
that.
there's something about like the white man that he can't tap into his rhythm. You know, that's why white men can't dance, and they don't have like the rhythm of a black man.
Ah,
You ever
Well,
seen me dance
that
then,
sounded
bro?
cringe.
You never
That's
seen me
wild.
dance,
That
bro.
sounded a bit cringe.
Yeah,
You know how
you never
things
seen me
like
dance.
that on
I
purpose.
know.
You know, that's the argument, right? That's what like Drew Titan's saying today. Like, oh,
Well, look,
you know,
I consider Lomachenko a slick fighter. Like
Yeah,
that's
new
like
shit.
to me real slick fighter. He's like pressuring dudes, fucking hitting you with angles. I'm sorry, but yeah, I don't see Canelo. If you got Canelo pound for pound, number one, based off I guess you want to say resume, yeah, I can see that. But like I'm talking about style, techniques. Like a guy like Lomachenko is better, pound for pound in terms of skills. But
Yeah,
if you want to go resume, okay, fine. The resume is better.
Yeah, but even Chocolatito versus Al Gallo, right? Those two guys
Francisco.
showed better display than Plant versus Canelo.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you
They
can't
are
That's
compare
just
it.
But
different
they're
styles. That's
small though
different
too. At
styles.
the same time,
Yeah,
they're
but when you're
small, so
talking
their
about
body.
pound for pound, right? Like,
Right.
I'll
there you
say
go.
this
Those two guys
about
are better.
Loma and because I was
That's true.
thinking about this because people were saying like they were having like a Loma Usyk skill set debate. It's like their skill sets are so different. It's kind of hard to compare them. It's like trying to compare like let's say we take a soccer analogy. It's trying to compare like a center back to a striker. Like, well, who is better? It's difficult because they've got like such like they need to
yeah.
do different things. Like here's the thing, Usyk, he's like he uses his lead hand like a fencer to start reactions, taps, 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 bang, move. Canelo is not really like that. Canelo is just looking to walk you down, block your punches, parry your punches with his gloves, get you on the ropes, then unleash a good 2-punch combination. That's how he fights now, anyway.
But that's what pound for pound is. You're just looking for the best fighter in all the boxing. So even if they are different style, you still got to think who you think's the better, more well-rounded fighter.
I'm gonna ask
Yeah.
you guys this: if we, because I would say the two best fighters in the world right now are Canelo and Usyk. I think we could agree on that, right? Based
Yeah.
off accomplishments, skill set, all that. Can we?
No.
Can we?
Yeah. Just based on like resume alone, they have
Yeah.
the best.
Well,
Based on how
resume.
Canelo cheats, no. Come on, man. He opened up as a 12-1 favorite, and he was fighting what? What were
Yeah,
the
but
people had
dude,
it?
that's
Like
Come
like
Plant
on.
was winning. Plant was
I
winning.
don't like the whole
Right.
favorite argument that much because that's what people did to
And
discredit
bro,
Loma's
Hey,
wins over
L-Dog.
Linares.
the
and that.
more you win, the better your odds are gonna be against your next opponent.
Yeah, that's
L-Dog,
the thing.
I wouldn't
Like,
compare Usyk with Canelo. First of all, Usyk earned all his shit. He traveled
Usyk
all.
compares himself to Canelo.
No, man, come on,
He
stop
said,
it.
"Welcome to my
Welcome
club."
to the
Like,
undisputed
you're here
club.
with
Yeah.
me. Yeah.
Yeah, but stop it. He did it first, and he earned it. And
I
he
mean,
didn't.
doing
He
it
didn't go
first
through
doesn't matter.
no
Is
lightweight. He didn't
Crawford's
go through
undisputed run better?
no weak ass division to do it.
To be
He
fair,
earned that shit.
Teofimo's dad said that his son inspired Canelo to go on this.
That's fucking funny. That's funny, bro.
It's true.
That's kind of funny. I like that. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like that.
That
Hey, but
dude
listen, I'll say,
crazy.
but anyway, I'll say that most of us on here could agree that Canelo and Usyk are the top two dogs in boxing right now.
For sure.
If
Yeah.
Based on
if
accomplishments,
they
definitely.
if
based
they
on
were like
accomplishments.
similar size, right? And I'm not saying they're identical dimensions, but let's say Canelo was like 6'1", maybe 220, right? And he had like, let's say he had like Derek Chisora's dimensions, but he was like 220, 215. Who do you guys think would win? I think it's a 50-50, man.
I think Usyk would struggle with that style, to be honest.
If Canelo could move the same way at 6'1", 220, he beats everybody, of course.
Yeah, man. I guess.
Now, if you're gonna slow it down a bit,
Yeah, like
L-Dog,
I'm saying, that's the thing. It's tough to like.
then I could see Usyk beating him similar fashion to Chisora, maybe a little bit better. Obviously, in terms of Chisora is just like wild swinger, right? He's kind of like just bulldozing you type of puncher.
I think the way Usyk moves will give Canelo a lot of trouble. Like if we're looking at a fantasy
that's what I
matchup,
would think too. And Usyk, if Usyk is a
and he's
big
not going to
puncher
tire.
to people
And
who
he's
are
not
his
going to get
size,
tired either. And he's not going to tire either. Like Plant.
That's the thing. Like this is like because people love to bring up the Calzaghe match, but I mean this would be way worse than Calzaghe because Usyk can punch.
No, Usyk could punch. He
Like,
obviously can.
He
Now,
can't punch. Man, he almost knocked out AJ. What are you talking about?
I said he can.
He said he can.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying, against guys his own size or around that size, Usyk is a pretty big puncher. Like he's no Gassiev, but I mean he did knock out Bellew. He did stop Huck, who Povetkin couldn't stop. He did stop a couple other guys. Like he basically stopped Michael Hunter, who
Yeah, hurt Gassiev a couple times early in that
yeah,
fight.
hurt
Definitely
Gassiev, hurt Bradis. Like, dude, to me,
And
those two
Gassiev-
are on top right now, and it's gonna take something like the only fighter I can see, there's like 2 fighters I could see catching up. Taylor, if he beats Catterall, moves up and beats Crawford, and Lopez, if he beats Kambosos, moves up and beats Taylor.
Man, big yeah, that's a big if.
Those
Did you guys,
situations.
Yeah,
I was
I
gonna
don't
say, did you
fight.
guys see the hand wraps for Canelo Plant?
Ah, come on.
No, I'm just asking because
I haven't seen it.
because somebody
This is
in
an
the
LDBC
Discord was
talking point, man.
talking.
Yeah.
No, just
Somebody
kidding.
in the Discord was talking about how they were
No, that
showing
was
his
for the
raps, and then that's
Triple
kind
G
of like
fight.
when I tuned
That was
in.
for the
Right?
Triple G
ask you
fight.
this, Fight Scout.
Hold on,
You
hold on,
do
hold on.
know-
Wait.
You do
One at a
know
time, one at a
that.
time. What did they? What did they post it? What did they post?
Right. So in the Discord, they were talking about how Showtime was trying to zoom in on Canelo's raps, right? And then that's when I actually like tried to find like a stream to watch, so I missed it, right? But I was wondering if he was obviously stacking his gloves, Glovegate 2.0.
You do
I
know
guess
that
he's the original Glovegate,
they,
right?
they
He's
are
not.
allowed to stack their wraps in
Yeah.
Vegas. You do know that, right? They are allowed to put tape, gauze tape.
Yeah, but what pound for
compared to
pound
other
fighter
states.
needs to bend the
No,
rules to
that's
stack?
Vegas rules. That's Vegas rules. They're allowed to do that. Not in other states.
Yeah,
Like, I
right
know New
after
York,
Canelo did it, right?
I know in Cali
After
they don't
Canelo
allow
did it,
that.
they
I know
allowed
in New
Canelo
York
to
they
do
don't
it.
allow that, but in Texas and Nevada they allow that, bro. So he's not breaking the
Yeah,
rules. They allow it.
Texas and Nevada is the only states that allow
Yeah,
that
but
shit.
when did Nevada start allowing it?
I don't know, bro. I can't tell you, but they allow that shit, bro. It's like
After
marijuana.
the
Marijuana is
second
legal in some
GGG
states,
fight, that's
and
when they
it's
allowed it,
illegal in
dude.
other states, bro.
That's the
way
thing.
it is.
Like, I heard a lot of black people complaining about, like, oh, look, Fury's wearing MX gloves, but Floyd didn't let Maidana wear them. And it's like, Floyd paid Maidana not to wear them. It wasn't
Yep.
actually because the commission didn't allow it. The commission were like, yeah, you can use those gloves. And then Floyd was like, well, I'm not going to fight. And then Maidana, getting offered like, I think it was like $1.5 million. He's probably like, fuck it, whatever. But that's the thing, like, it is allowed. If guys don't like it, just do what Wilder did, man. I mean, just use the same type of gloves or the same type of wrap.
Yup.
Yeah, I'm
Hold
just
up.
using an argument to show that he's not number one.
Lewis
That's not
I
an
mean,
argument,
every
bro.
fighter
It's not
does
an
little
argument.
things to
That
get
is an argument, man.
every
That
fighter
is
does
not an
little
argument.
things to get
Sounds
an
petty,
advantage.
man. It's like,
There
why are
was
people so
a
obsessed with the wraps and fucking gloves, man? It's like,
hold on.
That
There
is
was an
Trinidad,
perfectly
article.
It
legal
makes a
too.
difference, man.
first
There
of
was an
all,
article on Boxing Scene about Lomachenko leading up to the Campbell fight. He got one of his team members to keep ringing the bell at Campbell's house so he couldn't sleep the night before his fight. So, I mean, fighters do these dirty things outside the ring, man, to get a little
yeah,
edge. I mean, it's
I
not
need to
illegal, but
recognize. I need to address that comment. He said that Tito Ortiz was fucking used to illegally rap his
Tito
fucking
Ortiz? Oh, Tito
Trinidad.
Tito
Yeah,
Tito
Trinidad.
Yeah, never.
First of all, listen. This whole thing about Trinidad stacking his raps. Now, I'm not saying people don't do that. They do that, and sometimes some fighters could get away with it. I get that. But when Trinidad wrapped his hands, basically when they took it off again, he wrapped it the same way. The commission said it right in front of them. You do realize he wrapped it the same way. Like there was nothing different. And HBO had showed it at the time. This whole thing that Brother Nassim
Please,
fucking exposed
rest in
something.
peace. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
bud.
listen, rest in peace for that old head, right? Like he did a lot of dirty shit, and whatever happens. But I agree with you. Like he was he was slick, okay? And okay, you want to fuck with somebody, you make them rewrap their hands.
Mhm.
Okay, think about it. So you wrap
That's
your
psyche.
hands already. You wrap your hands already. Now we gotta do it all over again. That's all I'm saying, man. So
I think you're saying
because one motherfucker didn't like it.
Hey, G Boogie,
Oh
do
no,
you
you're
want to
doing it wrong.
respond
Do it
to
again.
Justin Trouble's latest comment?
No, I didn't hear it.
Y'all, bro. For some reason.
But with Nazim, that motherfucker, just look at the damn Cunningham shit incident. That motherfucker, oh my God, man. He didn't had no weight of saying, oh, there's nothing wrong with the glove. Get the fuck out of here.
Of course he's gonna say that because that's his fighter. Of course he's gonna.
Yeah, and
say
he
that.
probably did it. He did it as well, probably.
Yeah, I mean,
getting a
for
little-
example,
And then the fucked up thing about it, if you saw that fight after that shit, that motherfucker was thumbing the shit out of that Russian guy.
Hey, real quick, like this, because I get the point we're on, but let's just realize that what Canelo did wasn't illegal, like what Brother Nazim was doing. Well, he ain't my brother, so I'm just gonna say Nazim. So, yeah, what he was
No,
doing
wait.
was
Look, this is what I say. If Canelo is stacking his raps, then Vegas is very much aware of it, right? Now, the question is how bad is he stacking his raps? Because a lot of fighters do that. I'm just going to tell you right now, it should be obvious that a lot of fighters do that. I think one boxer got exposed like right on air. Forget who it was. You just look at his fucking hands and it's like, dude, you got a cast. Like a total cast on. How the fuck did they let you put those on? Right? So it does happen. It does happen. No, Margarito never. They never like.
They never indicted him for it.
Yeah, they didn't indict him because
he was just suspended
That's
in
another
California.
conspiracy.
listen.
He was just suspended.
I think they were out for Margarito. They had it out for him. At least Brother Nassim did.
Yeah.
He played a little trick, and they were never ever able to convict or press charges basically on Antonio Margarito. Trust
That's
me, bro.
right.
If they
Also, I
had
was just
something,
gonna say at the time, Mostly was probably
why would
on
they look out for
steroids at the time.
Margarito? Why would they look out for Margarito? What's the purpose of saying, "Look, we busted you, buddy"? So, but we're not gonna, we're not gonna arrest you or kick you out of
Recognize.
boxing.
Let me tell you why the California Commission went after Margarito, because Margarito he beat the top rank
Yo,
the
you're a
top
fucking
ranked star at
weirdo,
the
Lewis. Real quick, you're a weirdo, okay? Because you like that stuff. That's why you come and listen.
Let me tell you why they went after Margarito is because like he was like a high risk opponent at the time, and that's why you saw Mayweather ducking Margarito. Like he didn't want to fight Margarito because because Mayweather struggled against Castillo. If he and Margarito fights better than Castillo. Oh my gosh, what happened?
I mean, yo, JT, like I'm trying to concentrate on the fucking show, and I see his comment.
What happened?
What happened? Wait, what's going on? I'm trying to find out what the fuck is going on.
That's the
Remember he said he goes to Black Lives Matter rallies to meet white girls.
White girls.
Hey, he's looking for some sympathy, pussy, man.
That shit was funny.
Shit, help a brother out.
He can't do it on black. He can't do it on black.
He needs some affirmative action, pussy.
Oh, come on.
He needs to go to black.
Yeah, when they say no to him, shit, ain't you heard of affirmative action or shit?
I'm sorry, Brandon.
I was just gonna say that Margarito at the time he was a high risk opponent. He was a high risk opponent.
Yeah.
And like that's why Mayweather ducked Margarito, and like that
Mayweather didn't want no parts. Mayweather didn't want no parts of a prime fighter that will give him the business, and he knew
exactly. That's why he struggled against Castillo. That's why
exactly.
I agree.
In fact, Castillo is a much better opponent than
talk about
than
Floyd.
Castillo.
To me, Floyd is like last year's news. I'm sick of talking about the guy. Like
last decade.
I do like his
No, we have to. Every time Canelo wins, we have to talk about Floyd.
I gotta say though, Floyd do got a nice pubic hair beard.
And
He looks like a
Pause.
homeless guy from. He
Pause.
looks like a
And on
homeless
top
guy
of his head.
from Skid Row.
What?
He looks like a homeless guy from Skid Row.
Oh, you're talking about when
yeah,
they took the hat off?
LA.
Yeah, when they took his hat off.
LA.
Yeah. He attacked that
It's
lad
the
that took his hat
fucking-
off like someone was Skid Row.
Anybody ever
Hey,
been,
I wanna
anybody
hear
ever
your
been
guys-
to Skid Row? Anybody ever been there?
Nah.
I have.
Yeah.
I have.
I've been.
Dude, man. You know what
The
it looks
closest thing to
like?
Skid Row was San Francisco, the
It
downtown
looks
area.
like Penn
Just
Station.
like-
It looks like Penn Station.
It's
the
Hell's
fucking 80s.
Kitchen.
Yeah, it looked like that, bro.
Yep.
I'm like,
Hell's
oh
Kitchen.
shit.
That's
Yeah.
where California got a Skid Row. Like fucking, I even
Yeah,
saw
I
a
guess
place.
New York would be Hell's Kitchen.
Does
yeah.
New York have a Skid Row?
Yeah,
New
Hell's
York
Kitchen.
City?
Well, he's saying
Yeah, it's Hell's
that's
Kitchen.
that's
There's
where the
small
R.
pockets of them, but they're not like it's not
Isn't
like
that-
a block long.
It's not a
Isn't that where
yeah.
isn't that where the Irish were? Hell's Kitchen. They used to live there, didn't they? The
Yeah,
Irish
but
in New York.
when we talk about Hell's Kitchen, we're talking about from 30. Well, from back in the days, it was like from 39th
it's on West
Street all the way to
Side.
40. Yeah, all the way to 45th Street. But no,
Yeah.
further than that, probably. Even
No,
further than that.
it's at 50 something Street.
Yeah, 50.
On
Yeah,
West
yeah,
Side.
yeah.
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 My friend of
But
So
that
mine
was
do-
back in the days.
lives
It's
in
clean. It cleaned up.
Manhattan. I think
Yeah.
my friend lives in like around like the I forgot which part of Manhattan. I have to ask my friend what part does she live?
Yeah, but
Yeah, Hell's Kitchen. Yeah, because I always knew of it as that what was that gang, the Westies? I heard about them coming from the Hell's Kitchen. That was like the Irish group.
yeah.
That's what I heard of Hell's Kitchen. Yeah, they had that movie. They did a movie in that with them
Yeah,
based on. I think-
they had many gangsters around that area because that's where, that's where they had.
Yeah.
They
rough
had a-
place, yeah, tough place.
The meatpacking district is not too far from there.
No, that's not a good name. I don't like that name. Actually, that sounds like the roughest place in New York. That sounds like the worst place to walk through. Fuck Brownsville. That sounds like the toughest.
I only know New York.
Booty
I
Warriors.
only know New York because of the Jamaica neighborhood in Queens. Because in Jamaica,
Oh,
in
you
the
talking about
neighborhood
Queens?
of
You talking about Jamaica? Well,
Jamaica,
believe it or
yeah.
not, Jamaica Queens is not. This is gonna sound funny. There are a lot of West Indies there, but it's mainly just African Americans there. Where there are some West Indies.
Brooklyn.
Believe it or not, it's the good neighborhoods of Queens. Oh yeah, Brooklyn, we know that for sure. But like
What about Staten Island?
Jamaica Hills, that's the better part of Jamaica, of Jamaica Queens.
In the early 80s, or should I say mid 80s, that's when the influx of Jamaicans started coming over because they were getting caught over there in Jamaica. That one governor was like, "Yo, we ain't taking this shit no more." So most of the shower posse and all the trench coach mafia, all those guys started coming over there, and
I remember the trench coat mafia, bro.
Yeah, and they came over to Brooklyn area first. They tried to rule that shit, but yeah, the brothers and the Hispanics, they wasn't having that shit.
Local stopped
Which
it.
which borough is the most toughest, Brownsville or the or the Harlem?
Well, no. Brownsville's part of Brooklyn.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
East New York.
No, I was just asking a question, which people are tougher, the Harlem area of the Bronx?
Well, you can't really say
You
that.
can't really
because-
say it like that because for instance, everybody knows the northern east part of Brooklyn is the worst part, which is like G Boogie said, which is East New York, Brownsville, Bushwick, the border areas of Bushwick that are bordered next to Brownsville and East New York. Bed-Stuy, right? Bed-Stuy, East Flatbush, all those areas, that's the real bad part of Brooklyn. But the Bronx as a whole is probably the worst borough. But dudes from that part of Brooklyn don't give a fuck about that. You get caught up over there, you probably will never.
Because you gotta look at it like this: every part of every place in the world halves a bad area. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Cause I'm from LA myself, and it's difficult to compare like someone from East LA versus someone from South Central because they're from there. I mean, yeah, I like every major city has a seediest neighborhoods. Like, I mean, we know that. I was just asking a question. Like, I just wanted to make sure because I don't know that much about New York in all honesty.
No,
But
it's like this. Yeah, it's the same thing like in LA, right? LA has, like, I've been told by people that I know from LA, you know, I would make a comment like, yo, you guys are real rough out there. And he's like, not where I live. You know, he'd be like, well, depends on where you're at.
It all
You know,
depends
where I
on
live
where,
at is
bro.
nice and quiet. Peaceful.
Recognize when you said the West Indian in Queens, was that girl? What's that girl rapper? She the cute one with the fat ass. Was she West Indian? What was
Which
her name?
are you talking about?
Nicki Minaj,
Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, that's her.
she
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah,
She's
her.
from
Yeah,
Trinidad.
yeah,
She's
she
yeah, thought so.
Trinidadian.
yeah. I
Yeah,
like
Gotta
the way
I
she
respond
thought
to
looked.
she
somebody
was.
in the chat, bro.
I still fuck her, but yeah, I like the way she looked when she was
Gotta
younger.
respond to somebody in the
Yeah.
chat real quick, bro.
Go ahead, bro.
Hey, Anderson and Aldo, bro, jump on the panel, bro. Stop talking shit, bro, from the chat, cause that's easy, bro. Jump on. That's about it.
LA is a shithole. Well, every major city is a shithole. San Francisco is a shithole. New York City is a shithole. Like every major city is a shithole.
New York, California. What else, bro? Like
Chicago.
Chicago,
Everywhere,
Seattle.
man. Detroit. You got
Detroit,
places
all
all over the world that's fucking shitholes. But
That's what I'm
see,
saying, bro.
this,
Like,
I mean, or
and
Sydney,
then the
or
thing
like,
is, bro,
no
like
respect
they
to Jet,
leave their
but yeah.
fucking shitty ass states and come to like base states like Texas or Florida, bro. And they want to
Oh,
continue pushing them shitty ass politics, bro, in our states.
look, the difference between violence and in different parts. Okay, in New York, they'll shoot you, stab you, whatever. In motherfucking Afghanistan, they'll just chop your head off.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You
Or if
see
you
what I'm
go to
saying?
El
But
Salvador, or if you
even
go
the
to El Salvador,
Afghanistani people have more, like they have more of a moral stand ground, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? They go by the Quran, whatever. We might hate the Quran for what it stands for, bro. But at least the Quran has more fucking morals than somebody, let's say, from Baltimore.
There's a lot of them here in Sydney, bro. The Afghans, they get pretty gangster here as well. They're
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah,
pretty,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
pretty wild.
I respect the Muslim more, bro, than somebody that has no morals, bro.
That's what. Listen. Let me tell you why I'm happy you guys brought that up, right? Because there's a stupid idiot, a fat pig on YouTube, right? He claims he's from the streets, but he doesn't understand the streets. He's always talking about real quick, hold on. He's always talking about how he's from Chicago. We all know he's not. And that nobody could fuck with him because he's from Chicago. Doesn't matter where you from, bro. It's where you at. If you came out here talking that shit, what if you bumped into me? Especially when I was younger, I'd have broke your jaw and made a fucking example out of you. You know,
Exactly.
Chicago can't help you if you're not there. All right, I'll make sure you don't go home. I'm the guy. I'm that guy that you don't want to bump into. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, I'll make sure you don't go home. I'll break your face. I'll strip you fucking naked and choke you out with your clothes. I'll embarrass you. I'm put it this way. I'll make you wish you were dead. That's what happens when you don't understand where you're at, not where you're from. Who the fuck cares where you're from? And that's why I know that. Hold on. That's why I know that fat pig is not from the streets, because anybody from Chicago, LA, St. Louis, Texas, wherever, right? Wherever,
Florida.
they understand. They have understanding. If I'm in somebody else's hood, it doesn't matter how tough my hood is. They can't help me at that moment. So
Absolutely.
I just want to say that about
Absolutely.
that fat.
Exactly.
Fat,
And also, I was just gonna say,
bro.
Hold on, I just wanted to say that, like, John, that guy that I'm not gonna mention his name, but that pig,
Johnny Pig,
he lives in
Johnny
Wisconsin. He lives in Wisconsin.
Yeah,
I
Johnny
mean, which
Pig.
is Wisconsin is one of the most
no, but let's give him. Let's
neighborhoods.
give him his theory. Even if he was from Chicago, what's that gonna do for him? What's that gonna do for him?
Yeah.
If I bumped into him in Florida, is he gonna automatically beat me? I'll fucking
Nah.
kill that boy. It wouldn't matter. He'll be a
Minecraft.
Chicago dude who got his ass beat by a dude from Queens.
From Florida.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
from Florida. Yeah, I
that's all
live there.
fucking one-on-one, man. Like he doesn't
But if-
understand that shit, right? Like
Yeah,
you don't.
and I
he
could make
calls
it
me.
look like
He calls
could
me
make
to
real
go fight him
real quick,
somewhere,
Fight
right?
Star, I could
I
make it look
accept.
like he got jumped by one person, by me, by myself.
Yeah, but Fight's got. Why don't you fight him, bro? You're the closest to him.
He's not opening
Yeah,
a
he ain't no
dialogue
pussy,
to
right?
actually fight. He's a fucking poser,
Exactly.
right? Because
Dude,
he's
this
trying
is
to
what
he's
he
trying to
does,
act
right?
He's
gangster.
a clout chaser.
When-
He's a
when
clout
Durden-
chaser.
Because
He's trying to
if you
act
guys
gangster,
remember,
right? But he
He's a
doesn't
clout
know
chaser.
the gangster ways, right?
Yeah,
Don't
if
know
you guys
That's all
nothing.
he
remember,
You
is.
don't-
He's a clout chaser.
you
That's
guys
all he
remember
is.
it was Durden who first had beef with him, and Durden was like dead set gonna meet up with him. And whenever he mentioned a gym, and he was like, "Yeah, let's meet at this gym. You know, we'll spar or whatever." Because you know they're both boxing channels, whatever. He was always be like, "So when we meeting at the park?" And then he's like, "I'm not gonna meet you there because you could fucking jump me with like a bunch of your guys." Like he wants you to go to his place, like to
His
some
mom's
park.
house. He wants you to go to his
Yeah,
mom's house so he can try to call the cops.
yeah,
That's
he can call the
exactly.
cops, or he can
That's
I'm the
exactly
one.
what he wants to
He
do.
lives in the suburbs,
Listen.
man.
Real quick, I'm the one that started noticing that shit. He's always like inviting people to his house, then he's making up lies on the streams that people are threatening him with guns, and then they're calling his mother. All that is signs of a dude who will call the cops
It's
on you.
just
I'm telling you.
bullshit.
Yeah,
It's
he's
bullshit.
listen. He's not, dude. He's a what he is
I recognize.
just a bum. He's just a bum that's living his life
Recognize.
off of YouTube. Real quick. And I actually
Wait.
think that he's
I'm
more
gonna jump.
dangerous to himself. I think he's more
Don't
dangerous to
defend him,
himself.
OG Boogie.
Hey, recognize. I'm gonna jump off and let Gonzalo come in because he said
Okay.
he got a full
You can
panel.
enter, bro. There's only
No,
nine
you could
people.
come. You could stay on if you want.
Yeah, there's one
Hey,
more
look,
spot.
that
10 people there.
Yeah, there's
that BDA Canelo post fight show was funny as fuck, man. That shit
Yo,
reminded me of when with the Kovalev Canelo post fight where Gonzalo and Precise went at it. Bro, LT bullied Precise, man.
bro,
That
LT
was
going
like
to
that was
Precise
like
made my
He didn't
night.
bully him, man. He didn't bully
LT
Wait,
him.
I
going
don't
to
even know what
Precise
happened
made
there.
my
Like,
The
night,
first
bro.
half hour is like it was kind of
I
tough
need
to
to
listen
see
to,
that.
man.
Bro, it was the first
Precise.
10 minutes.
Yeah,
Bro, that
so
shit was good.
LT does
Bro,
what he
he-
does, right? If you diss
he made
Canelo, then
Precise
he'll go at
quit.
you. He'll go at you
It was
personally.
a
He
bad
won't
style
even
matchup for
talk about the
Precise,
fight.
Nah, it was a bad matchup. Yeah.
Bro, it
I need
was
to see
like
that.
It's not a bad matchup, right? Because Precise isn't going to go at him personally like
Wait,
that.
are you trying to defend
All
your
right,
He
brother?
did go
alright.
at him, bro. He did
No,
go at him
it's one of those
personally.
things
He
where
did go at him
Let's do
personally.
Whoa. First of all, I don't even know what happened. What are you guys talking about? What happened exactly between?
Yeah,
What were they
please.
arguing about anyway? What was they arguing?
No, because Precise said it was a fake fight, right? And then LT went off on him.
yeah, but he went off on he didn't go at it in a boxing way, right?
No, but
Bro,
he
Precise called him like a fucking retard and a faggot. Like, come on.
Yeah, afterwards,
no,
but
no,
he
no,
didn't want
Nah,
to.
no. He made the first
You
insult.
understand that you can't.
Bro,
who always says like
Precise was
you
being
can't
silly.
make
No.
promises.
You insulted him a
This
little
is the
bit.
same guy
You
that
know?
he makes.
You're something a
And this
little
is
bit.
the and
I'm
he
not sure
told
I
him
said.
something
That's good
stupid.
one.
You're
Yeah,
something
but
a
he's
little
not
bit.
trying to
Precise made
open
the
up that
first
dialogue,
insult.
right?
Precise made the
was
first
being
insult.
slick, bro.
Drinks
LT was
on the
just like,
house.
oh,
I
come
mean,
on,
Precise is
man.
an
You're like
LDBC.
LDBC.
Look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is like it's just a fucking boxing discussion. Like, people get passionate
No,
about
it
it. You
does
know?
matter, bro, because it's gonna create a division, bro. Like that's what the LDBC wants, bro.
It's not a division. All it is like, let's say I disagree with what Hefe is saying, and Hefe is saying something. Oh, you stupid Hefe! You want some drugs or something, man? Like that's
No,
not
but
opening up a
low-key-
dialogue on actual
No,
boxing,
but you
right?
missed out.
And so, yeah,
here's
but
what I'll say.
yeah,
Like,
but then it
Precise-
goes on for 1
Precise
hour.
was being
It just goes
slick,
on for
bro.
1
let
hour
me
of just
say this
yelling back and
about
forth.
like kind of Precise, right? I see that he likes to always like try and make it formal, right? But look, man, sometimes an ad hominem is the best form of argument, man. Because there's
Exactly.
just no point
Exactly.
arguing with some people.
Exactly.
Like,
They're never going to
some-
change their mind anyway.
and like, dude, like I saw some guy put a comment on his latest video, and he made a good point. He's like, you know, just go to a gym and try a couple of these things, and kind of see how it plays out. And he's like, well, that's an appeal to authority or whatever. 'Cause the guy said, like, ask a trainer, like, what I'll say is from someone who actually has boxed, shit is very hard. Look, it looks easy when you're watching it, right? It looks easy, like a jab. It looks simple, right? Kovalev's jab. It looks so simple. But you want to land that same type of effective jab, that shit is difficult, man.
All I'm saying, bro, I think they should have a formal debate, LT and Precise, or bro, if you're in Precise doesn't want to debate LT, he could debate someone like L Dog. Like I think it would be
Yo, Precise ran
I
away
like,
from
I
that
like how he
debate.
did that. He's like,
on Kumite, bro. Fuck it, do it on Kumite.
That's the
Yeah.
debate the fans want to see.
I
That's
I
the
wanted
debate
to
the
see
fans wanna
that.
see.
Precise excuse was like, "Oh, L Dog is gay. I'm not gonna debate him." Like, I want to see that debate. I don't
okay,
know. What
but let me ask you guys a question. I mean, you guys are aware of the Cunningham glove situation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know who
what
came
about-
up?
yeah.
You know who exposed that, right?
Was it Precise?
Yeah, Precise
Yeah.
Precise does do some good videos,
That's what I'm
right?
saying.
Like,
So
there's
it's
no
like
denying.
he's not.
Yeah,
It's a
but
mixed bag, but
He
to
does
me,
good
when it
videos,
comes
but
to
just
like,
because he
again,
has
Canelo,
some
like,
good
he
videos,
makes a
just
lot
because.
of LDBC-esque arguments that you would expect from an LDBC. I mean, that's
No,
my issue.
LDBC just
Yeah.
LDBC from what I've seen. Look, maybe I'm wrong. They just make blanket excuses. Like they'll say, or accusations. They'll say, Tyson Fury cheated. Okay, can you prove it to us?
But they do have like
You
maybe
crazy.
they're not like maybe
But
they're
I
not
mean,
good
again,
arguments,
it's just
but
like
they are
his,
arguments.
like his
Well,
videos.
that's what I mean. Okay,
it's
but
just
look,
his videos, like he
but
like, I mean,
you cannot compare. You cannot compare Precise, who's trying to show you something, versus a guy who's not. Basically, a guy.
It's just like
saying-
he has his own agenda, and like he tries to like revise history. That's just my problem.
No,
that
look. The problem I have with it, Brandon, is like when you slow down film and you micro analyze everything after it's happened. It's like when you're in the ring, man. It's pretty hard.
That's
to,
not how
you're
boxing
not.
is scored,
you-
though, L Dog.
He's not talking about scoring. He's talking
No,
about
I'm
their
not
face.
talking about
about
scoring.
scoring.
I'm saying like you slow it down, right? You microanalyze every movement made and shit. Like a fighter doesn't have the luxury of like looking at themselves and the situation from outside their vision. It's just
They
difficult.
actually do, though. If you're that technically good, yes, you evaluate every single step you take, and like
Not in slow motion though. It's in real time. Like you're
in real
doing
time, yeah, you
these
can do that.
things,
You
like,
can
it's
do that. You
difficult.
can absolutely do that. That's
I
how
don't
they
know,
teach
man.
you in
It's
kickboxing,
difficult.
right? So it's not like a boxing thing, but if you're like a kickboxer where one mistake will get you pretty much knocked out immediately by a kick, like you have to analyze literally every step you take. So yes, fighters can do that, but when we're talking about fighters nowadays in boxing, I'm just talking about specifically boxing, only a few guys can do that, and I could tell you which ones, but you guys would just laugh, right? So I'm just not gonna even say it.
No, I mean I'll probably agree with you on a bunch of them. Like but when it comes to like
I'm
boxing,
sure
I'll just say
Deontay
this.
Wilder's at the top of that list.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wilder and Broner. But when you're in there, man, especially for Plant, right? Let's look at him. This is the biggest fight of his life. The crowd is on Canelo's side. He's fighting a guy who is the pound for pound king. Like it does get to you, man. And when you're in there, especially when you're tired, right? Because when you're physically fatigued, you're not mentally right. Like you can't think as sharp as you did in the early rounds. You make mistakes. That's what I think. Like ducking into a punch, like ducking down and shit. To me, that's a common mistake people do defensively. Like even some fighters do that, like just as a habit now. They duck under a punch, like, and it works, but it can get you fucked up against an elite guy.
Or like
Yes,
Billy
Saunders
Joe
was doing
Saunders
that.
said, right?
Saunders
It's
was
not a
doing that against
deliberate
Andy
mistake.
Lee. Saunders was doing that against Andy
It's
Lee
not a
in that
deliberate
entire
mistake,
fight.
is what he was saying.
No, like it's a mistake, right? It's a mistake to duck away from punches because you can duck into one. But there are lots of good fighters who do that, and they sort of. I mean, Pernell Whitaker made a career of fucking ducking his head below the waist. It's stupid, and like, some people will catch you, but guys do it. I mean, Tyson Fury
Look, we
does
would
it.
never
Tyson
know.
Fury did it.
We would never know if a guy's really throwing a fight. Let's be honest, right? We would never know. So, and I have plenty of discussions with this about Fight Scouts. Sometimes I agree with them. Sometimes,
Unless
even when even when I disagree, I see his point. What I don't do is attack somebody with like childish attack names. Like that's just, to me, it doesn't prove anything. Now, if I don't do
Exactly.
that to you, if I don't do that to you, then I expect you not to do that to me either. Because then basically, there's
Right.
no need for the conversation anymore. The conversation is just dead.
I
That's
100%
LT
agree with
versus
that.
Precise, though. You
Yeah.
know.
I think that's exactly right. Recognize the only time is Wilder fanboys. I couldn't help myself.
Right, yeah. Because they're just so easy, bro. It's so
I
fucking
can't find the precise video that debunks Steve Cunningham. I can't find it.
No,
He-
okay.
he-
So
no.
You
That's,
won't find it.
bro. You
That's
don't even
gone.
want to
You
know.
that's a
won't.
different conversation.
Time out.
What video?
My friend, there's. I don't even want to talk about that shit because. But look,
Yeah.
What
the
video?
boy
What?
does good. The Cunningham shit. That's fuck it, man. Nobody listens to my, like. I don't have like a million fucking subs. I think Precise was bride, bro. That's all. That's it. Like, just
No,
take that shit down,
Precise even said he
motherfucker.
got bought out.
Yeah, of course he did. Of course, there's
His
no
channel
doubt.
got bought out, and he
Yeah.
accepted. He said, "Yeah, I'll take your
Hey, the
Accepted the
only
money.
way I
tens of
would
thousands
believe,
of dollars."
the
Yeah, he
only
probably
way I
got like
would
20
believe,
easily. And if
only-
Precise takes that as an insult, I apologize, but that's what I think. I think he got.
that's a rumor anyway. Like we don't know, but that's
No, he directly said it. He
Dude,
directly
man.
said it.
Yeah. Come on.
But
That was a
anyway, like
bad
I was gonna say, the
video, bro.
only
Put it this way, real quick. Oh, dog. I'll just say this. That video was so bad, you can't deny it. There's nothing you could do. Like,
Yeah,
there's
that was.
nothing. That's it. There's nothing you could do.
Yeah.
That
You
was
might as well
100%
just say,
proof.
"I'll take the
Except
plea,
pay
Your
for the
Honor.
dude,
I'm
right?
taking
Pay the
plea
dude
deal."
to take it off.
I mean,
Just
that's
pay him,
how
that's it.
I'll tell you guys. The only way you can prove to me a Canelo fight is fixed is if all of a sudden Precise starts becoming a Canelo fanboy,
Yeah.
and he starts to say like, "Hey, I was wrong." If he does that, I'm gonna say, "All right, man." I'm gonna say, I think Chapo's guys got to
Okay,
him.
then if
Yeah.
Plant
L-Dog,
won,
give it some
let's
time.
say if
L-Dog, give
Plant
it
was
some
able
time.
to beat Canelo, would he say that fight was fixed? Then would he then say that?
His original prediction was a draw.
He might.
'Cause he
He
thought
might
Why
that
be
would
one
you
was
spend
deceived.
real.
$10 million
It's just
on a
butter.
dive? I have one question. Why would you spend $10 million on a dive?
Exactly.
$10 million. Oh yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
because he needed his belt.
And also this was Caleb Plant's career high payday, and of course, and
It could have been cheaper.
sure. Callum
If it
Smith,
didn't mean anything,
he didn't do what he was supposed to do, but Caleb Plant, he came to win. I watched his highlights. He
Mostly
came to win,
all
but
the A sides, and it's silly to just blame fucking Canelo, especially if you're a 20-year-old somewhere around there who just might have missed Floyd Mayweather, and then before Floyd Mayweather, there was like I can't really say De La Hoya, man. I know people may not like this, but De La Hoya was a gangster, bro. Listen, man.
He was.
He fought
Fair
everyone.
scoring, yeah, fair
Scumbag,
scoring.
bro.
He was a piece of shit. Listen, he was, but when it came to his fights, it was straight up. If you win,
Yep.
you win the fight.
He was a weirdo, but he fought.
You got your money's worth.
Yeah.
You got your money's
Yeah.
worth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's Sugar
Where
Ray
he-
Leonard. Go look at Sugar Ray Leonard. He played a lot of fucking games.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of games. And it's because they're the money. They are the cash cow. You got to understand that it's better for whoever's throwing the event that the cash cow wins. Now, I'm not going to
I
say
wonder-
a guy threw the fight unless it's like so fucking obvious, right? Then that's different. But there's other ways to make that shit happen. It's just like, look, man, I'm going to put you up against a guy who's not on your level. He's not on your level.
Yeah.
I think the Canelo fights are real, man. I think against Kovalev, he just had a lot of shit in the contract that fucked Kovalev over.
Nah.
Like, I
Very
think-
possible. Very possible.
And I think, look, the whole offering him a deal if he lost, that was a pretty lucrative deal. That's like signaling without saying. That's what they call signaling. It's like a signal. It's not like verbal. It's not, written or in language, but it's like it's a signal almost that, hey, you know, you're gonna be good if you do lose this fight. So, you know, when shit gets tough in the fight or when shit gets tough in training camp, and he starts to think about things, you know, is it even that bad if I lose? Like, I've already got this like
In
set
my
out.
opinion,
Oh,
in
look,
my
there's another thing.
opinion,
Go
Kovalev
ahead.
took a dive. In my opinion,
Yeah.
Kovalev took a dive because where the fuck did you ever see Kovalev every fucking round he wanted to touch gloves? The crusher. The man that killed the man in the fucking ring. When the
He looked
fuck did
horrible in
you
that
ever
fucking.
see?
He looked horrible in that fight. He looked horrible,
Eh,
bro.
Bro,
Horrible.
he
He
was
was
throwing
just
pity
like,
pat
yo, you look
shots,
terrible.
bro.
Like
He
I
was
said, he
throwing
was, oh shit, we
pity
got
pat.
LT in the building. We got LT.
LT.
Saludos, man. Saludos to LT.
Salute to LT.
Yeah, I just want
Boogeyman.
to say this real quick, man.
Hopefully,
I
Go
don't. I
hopefully,
ahead,
I
don't.
see you
Virtuoso.
in
Yeah.
No, no,
Matt
no.
Wait, let
Chat.
Have
Matt
Virtuoso.
Chat
OT,
I don't.
stream.
have OT, have
Hold on,
OT
real
jump
quick.
on and debate fight stuff,
I,
bro.
Hold
and I
on. I want to
hope
hear what
soon we could
Virtuoso
just,
said.
get past this issue, move on to this to another topic. But I just want to say this real quick, man. I don't begrudge people that feel that way. The Canelo fights are fixed. You feel how you want to feel, because, like, you know what, we all been felt cheated. When we saw the results of the both Triple G fights. So people hold on to that resentment. And the drug testing scandal, yeah. That shit stays with you. As a fighter. You I think in boxing, it's hard to get redemption. You know, um,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's a very good
Yeah,
point.
absolutely.
Yeah, I think you
I
hit the
mean,
nail on
yeah,
the head.
but I'll say this, Virtuoso, like, dude, I was salty for a long time at those Triple G decisions. I thought Triple G won both. Okay, I thought the first fight was
yeah.
8-4,
Same here.
second fight 7-5.
Same.
But look, with the second fight, it could have been 7-5 either way, in my opinion, because there were swing rounds I gave to Triple G. But I can't hold that against him anymore,
And
man.
L
I
Dog,
can't hold that against Canelo anymore. He's moved
Dog.
on.
And here's this. This is why even I don't totally dismiss it. What OG actually the fight with that fight, the Kovalev fight, I have my suspicions that was, foul play. I don't know what it was exactly, but yeah, there's something not right there. But that's why I say his fights are not rigged the way you think it is. Go watch him the way he fought Triple G in the second fight. Dude, he was right there with him. Like you said, I thought it was 7-5 Golovkin, but that fight was like a draw type of fight.
Yeah,
in my
I think
opinion.
a draw would have been a
So
great
you
score
have to
because
be good. You have to be good to do that, bro. And you have to be a good fighter. Even if you think he lost and you said, man, he was competitive, he's good. He's good. So if you give him a side advantage, whatever that is, hey, you have 3 weeks to get ready for me. Canelo's gonna beat you because he's that good. He's gonna make it look easy too.
See, I'm gonna say this. Look, kudos to Canelo for getting the undisputed, solidifying that for his legacy. Great. I'm just saying it's kind of suspicious that I'm talking about the Kovalev fight. I ain't even gonna go through the Triple G politics. Nah,
What
I
do you
ain't
mean?
doing
What do
it.
you mean the Kovalev fight?
Hey,
bro?
recognize.
He
Drop the
knocked
link
him
for
out.
LT.
I'm just saying. I'm just bringing light to the Kovalev fight
No,
because it's
you're not bringing light, bro. You're bringing bullshit, bro. You got to come with facts. You can't just say
Well, you're not
I
letting
thought you
him speak, El Jefe. You gotta let him speak.
yeah.
You gotta
Come on,
speak.
man.
No, bro. I've had enough with this whole Kovalev shit. Kovalev took a dive. Bring some facts, bro. Bring some evidence.
Look,
Don't get in
Look,
your
okay.
feelings. Don't get,
how about
Here's
this?
All right, so
my
just
you
input.
gotta
let
have
him
a debate.
speak.
Stop crying
Let him
about
have his
fucking
Ain't
opinion.
nobody
Canelo.
crying,
Okay,
nigga. What are you
just
talking about?
take it in the ass, all right? Just shut up.
Man, you shut
All
the
right?
Yeah, man. He told you to shut up, man. Tell him, OG.
Look,
ain't no fucking OG, bro.
He's an OG, man. What's up with it?
my dude, you ain't got the fucking talent to be with me, all right?
Nigga,
Oh,
I'll
hey.
fight you,
Yay.
man.
Stop it.
Calm down.
You
Like, I
don't mess
mean,
with
Stop
I
it.
OG,
respect
man.
y'all. I respect y'all.
You don't
Calm
mess
Show me
with
down.
some
Boogie,
evidence,
man.
bro. Show me some fucking evidence.
That's what I
Don't just
mean, man.
Show you the evidence. Okay. Well, when he fought Yardy,
Yard, say his fucking name right.
I say it the way I want to say it. How about that?
I
Don't
won't
correct
know,
me.
bro.
I don't
I'll
correct
correct
you.
your bitch ass anytime, bro.
Dude, shut up with your. See, that's how ignorant you are, but I ain't even gonna
Ignorant,
keep
bro.
focusing on you. So anyway, like I was saying, since I was interrupted, motherfucker Yard fight, Yardy, Kovalev knocked him out with a fucking jab, and he was already tired and all that shit. Okay, he comes in the next time. Canelo gives him how long to fucking prepare for Canelo, and then the kicker of it, he gets a contract after he loses against Canelo. When if he's supposed to be the crusher that was washed up, why the fuck are they giving him a 3-fight deal?
It's not negotiations, you fucking idiot. It's not about
Bro,
they just gave him
you
a
see how
free
stupid
fight.
you are?
It's
You see
not
how
about,
stupid
like,
you
let me
are?
fucking
Little
speak for what
boy,
let me
talking
fucking
about
speak for what, bro.
negotiation,
You
my
don't know
nigga.
shit about
Look,
how the
I
fucking
make
negotiations
100
work, bro.
and
You don't make shit,
I
bro.
make
Boasting about the fucking money,
100
bro.
and
Ain't nobody
better,
give a fuck about
son.
your money.
Okay,
I'll wipe my ass.
I
with
got
you.
3 houses, my
I don't give
nigga.
a
What
fuck,
you
bro.
got?
You a
You
bitch,
got
bro.
nothing. You
Shitty
live with
ass fucking
mommy.
money, bro. What do
Stop
you do
it,
for a
you
living,
little
bro?
bitch.
Suck fucking
You ain't
fucking
beating
mouth,
nobody.
you
You
fucking
ain't stepping up
fucking
on
homo ass
nobody.
motherfucker, bro.
Look,
He's a pussy, bro.
trust me, son. If you
bro.
was in my
You ain't even
face,
keeping that
look,
boxing,
I'll
bro.
bring my
Go ahead, fucking
24-year-old son to
motherfucker,
whoop
bro.
your
Oh,
ass.
up, nigga.
Because
Where
if
you
I
at, bro?
come my
Yeah,
way,
he's
son,
done with
I
you.
will fuck you up.
He's a hoe,
I will
nigga.
fuck
He's a hoe,
you up.
nigga. You won't do shit about it, bro.
I
'Cause he's
will
a
fucking
pussy, bro.
choke slam
You
the
don't know
shit
shit
out of
about
you and then
negotiations, bro.
smack you the fuck
You ain't
out.
gonna do shit, bro.
Your
Post your
own
number,
mother
bro.
wouldn't
Post
even
your number,
recognize
bro.
your ass.
That's all you
I got
gotta
OG
do.
Boogie. I got OG Boogie.
Pussy.
I got OG Boogie over you right now.
He ain't
Well,
even, bro. He gets
if I was
all
to bet
emotional,
money,
bro, because I'm keeping it factual, bro.
Hey, Boogie, you getting better from your hip replacement, old man?
OG Boogie.
oh shit, L Dog, you trying to jump in?
Yeah.
My
OG,
nigga,
OG Boogie.
look, let me
Hey,
tell
we
you
can.
something. Let
Hey,
me tell you something about myself.
Hefe,
Stop
can
it,
I
stop,
take
stop,
turns with your
stop it.
bitch?
Yeah,
Can
go
I
ahead.
take
Hold up,
turns?
no,
Go ahead.
wait. Let me squash this right now. Let me tell you something, son. Okay, motherfucking airborne, air assault, special forces. I will fuck your world up, son.
He's a pussy, bro. He ain't gonna do shit.
Keep talking. Keep talking. I could trace your fucking
Find
line,
my
and
dogs,
then
bro.
then
Find my
what?
dogs.
When I show up in your
Pussy.
fucking face,
You
when I
won't do
show up in your
shit, bro. I'll
fucking
piss
face,
in your face, bro. You ain't do shit.
bro, I will pistol whip
I
you
will
and then
piss
piss
in
on
your
your
face, bro.
motherfucking mouth.
I'll piss in your fucking face, bro. Fuck the military, bro. Fuck the
Yo,
USA military.
Show your face,
Bunch of
Hefe.
I
fucking,
am
Show
the
your face,
wrong
Hefe.
motherfucker to fuck with.
bunch of fucking
I
Show
am
cats.
your
the
face,
wrong
Hefe.
Wait,
motherfucker
wait.
to
That's how the
fuck with.
fucking U.S. military is, bro. A bunch of fucking kike lovers, bro. Fucking
Oh, shit.
Oh,
going over there and killing innocent
I know
Arabs,
about
bro.
that, bro. I don't know about
Going over
that.
there and killing
Hey,
innocent Arabs and thinking you're a
hey,
man,
hey,
bro.
we got
Come
LT
and deal with a
backstage. We
fucking
got
real
LT
man.
backstage. Recognize if you're there.
He's
But I
probably
guess
in the
that's
bathroom.
what makes you a man, killing
He's in the
innocent
bathroom.
Arabs, bro. That makes you a man.
OG
Wow.
Boogie.
That was funny.
OG Boogie.
Yeah, what's up, bro?
I was just gonna say, are you the one who appears on Matt Chad like in his streams sometimes? Matt Chad boxing.
Yeah, man, Chad. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I was able to see you. That's how I recognize you. I was just wanting to make sure. That's all. There's LT. What up,
Yo,
LT?
man, ¿qué onda, raza? Yo, man, what's
Going
with
on, my
this?
bro?
Like,
Hey,
fixing.
LT.
What's up, my bruh?
I heard you beat you beat Fight Film. I heard you beat him in the recent BDA. Is that correct?
I beat Fight Film.
Well, like I heard you like you debated him. Like we were talking about that.
Huh?
No, nothing,
The
nothing.
guy who went on BDA and said the fight was fixed.
LT doesn't.
Oh man, what's with that shit, man?
Oh,
So
never
what?
mind.
So
I
so
got
you guys are trying to
confused.
say? So you guys are trying to say that Plant versus Canelo was a fixed fight? Is that what
I
I'm
didn't say that.
understanding?
Weren't you the guy that said
Whoa,
Canelo was
hold
a
on, hold on.
Freemason?
So you guys are saying
Didn't
I'm
you
not
say
that
saying
he
Canelo was a
anything. I'm
actually
not
Freemason?
saying
could beat?
anything.
Hold on. So you guys are actually saying that he
That's a
could
damn
actually
good ass
beat
point.
Canelo, bro?
I'm not saying anything at all. I'm not saying anything. Yeah.
No. But if you're the guy that's saying that the fight was fixed, so you're saying that Plant actually had a chance to beat Canelo, like he could
Who said
like
that?
do something better than him, move
Who said
better,
that?
jab better, be slicker than like Floyd Mayweather. What are you trying to say?
Who said that?
I mean, if you guys are saying that the fight was fixed, so you're
Ain't
saying that
nobody said
Plant is
that.
better than Canelo, then better
Ain't
than
nobody said
Golovkin.
that.
Is that what you guys are saying? Please,
Nobody
guys.
said
No, we're
that
not saying that.
Plant
We're
was
not
better
saying
I
than
mean,
that.
you
Canelo.
insinuate. Look, I get. Look. Oh, I get. Look. Let me explain it to you guys. Look, man.
LT.
These guys, which is like Plant, Charlo, and a couple of those motherfuckers, bro. They are being prepped up. Their their fucking record is being prepped up to be delivered to a big star eventually, because they will never be a big star. That's
I agree
basically
with
it.
that.
It's not Canelo's
Sounds like a
fault.
fix or
It's
die,
not
though, doesn't it?
Canelo's fault. Well, it's not Canelo's fault that those motherfuckers are not elite. It's not his fault, man. He just went there and cleaned the division with a bunch of fake ass fucking champions. Now don't start claiming that, oh, this A side shit, bro. The fuck out of here. As soon as he left Oscar de la Hoya, he stopped with those fucking weight class and all that shit. He stopped it. He even gave fucking Sanders the biggest fucking the size of the ring. Bro, he let Caleb Plant wear this fucking huge ass beard. That's fucking illegal. That's not right. He let him use it. Like, fuck it. You think that's gonna protect you? Use it.
That is facts, dude. That beard was fucking big because they usually
First
make
of all,
you trim that
I
shit.
don't think nobody talked about Caleb Plant through the fight. I didn't say that shit. I was talking about Canelo versus Kovalev. That Kovalev must have threw that fight because that motherfucker looked like pure shit.
Can you believe that, LT? He's saying that Kovalev took a dive, bro.
Bro, fuck, man. Can you fucking believe this shit? Can you that old bastard, bro? That old bastard, bro.
LT, let me ask LT a
Listen,
question.
bro.
LT,
Listen. I want to tell you again. I want to tell you again, bro. I want to tell you again. Until a big
LT, I gotta mute you for a second. Is it impossible that a guy could throw a fight? Is it impossible?
He's the one always talking about Canelo's the Freemason and all that other stuff.
Let me explain. Let me say something, man. Let me say something. Let me tell you guys again, man. Look, these guys are being prepped up until a big star arrives, until a big fight happens. All right?
I believe
Kovalev got his
too.
way. Kovalev
Can-
remained with a fucking belt until something better. They're fucking milking these fucking fighters, man. They're milking them, all right? Even fucking Golovkin against fucking, what was this guy's name? Derevchenko, bro. They're milking these motherfuckers, bro. They're not elite anymore, man. They're not. They're just waiting until it makes their big name, so they fucking move the numbers around. Well, I lose this guy with this fucking guy that has no name, and then all this fucking investment with this guy, it makes me no fucking money. So that's basically what it is. Canelo got there, and that's basically what it is, bro. All right?
Yeah,
They're not to their level anymore. That's why all of a sudden, oh, Kovalev got caught with fake testosterone and shit. These guys are all being prepped up, bro, to look good. They're not at an elite level anymore, man. They're not.
But then you're denigrating Canelo's achievement then.
Bro, think whatever the fuck you want to think. If I'm denigrating his fucking achievement, then at least he's a real fucking champion. He's above them.
Facts.
He's above them.
Facts. Yep.
Facts.
Yep.
LT,
Keep
do you
that
think
shit up,
Canelo's a
OG, baby.
Freemason?
Yeah, man, that motherfucker is a Freemason. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
This is no. Let me get this. Let me tell you something.
Wait, let me
Recognize,
wait quick,
please.
because Hefe's a Christian. Hefe's a Christian. Hefe, you still support him?
Bro.
You still
I
support
support Canelo 100%, bro.
Hold on.
so
Let me tell you something. Hold on. Let me tell you something, bro. This Freemason shit has nothing to do with him inside the ring.
Facts.
The Freemason shit made all the right business moves for him. All of a sudden, this guy makes the right business moves and makes a fucking fucking gas station in Mexico.
Like
He's like, bro,
like
this guy
paying
has
Caleb
this,
Plant to take a dive.
bro.
That's a good business move right there, man.
Man, Fight Scott, get the fucking finger out of your ass, man. All right. Like, be fucking real, bro. You thought fucking Caleb Plant was actually gonna go there and beat somebody?
Can you mute him? Recognize? This is exactly why nobody can talk.
Wait, let Fight Scott
he
speak,
goes,
LT. Let Fight Scott speak.
oh, you got a finger in your ass, and listen, I can say some harsh shit to you too. I just don't want to say it on air.
Shit.
Right? Like, if I hear you talk, I feel like I need to go to fucking detox, right?
You hear that, dude?
What a burn.
Fight Scout said he wants
That's
to
not
kill
even
Mexican.
that's not even the best shit that I got, but I'm just not gonna even say it.
Calling you a beaner, bro.
No,
I know, right?
I'm not even gonna call him that.
Look, man. All right, look. Let me tell you something, man. I do think that some fights are fucking fixed, but not at that level, bro. Not when it's a PBC. Everyone was saying Canelo might get robbed. Everyone was fucking saying that. I believe it when it's inside the house. I believe it when it's Tank and some fucking Rolly Romero or some shit. When it's inside the house. But when they can't pin this motherfucker down, that's not a fucking fix.
Also,
when they want to pin this motherfucker down, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna go. You guys are just fucking haters, bro. That's all it is.
I'm not hating. I'm just gonna say, like,
look, bro, and look, man, look, all this like clenbuterol shit, whatever. That doesn't give you skill inside the ring, bro. Not at all, bro.
Who just burped?
Well,
I mean, here's my thing, right? I don't really care if Canelo does cheat, to be honest.
Bro, these guys are crying, bro. These guys are crying, bro, because Golovkin beats women, bro. That's why he can't become such a big star.
I think you're confusing with Kovalev.
You think why you don't think why the big names don't surround those? You don't think those fucking tycoon industries, the Fortune 500 industries, look at all their fucking profile. Okay, this guy's married. He's never been to jail. He's always dedicated. Put the big money on that motherfucker. Oh, he's dedicated and he has skills. Put that big money on that motherfucker. You know, Mayweather, bro. Like, you can go on and go on and go on.
Triple G and Kovalev are both men that are married to like their girls since they were like teenagers.
Look, Kovalev fucking hits women, bro. Just go on his fucking record, all right?
Then why did the girl didn't? Why did she just settle out of court?
Look, to be honest,
and not press charges on it?
Why do we care?
It's more than you guys think, right? It's more than you guys think, right?
Yeah, I don't care.
If Kovalev
bro,
beats
and
women,
let me tell you something too, bro. Let me tell you, let me tell you something, bro. And I'm gonna put you guys down, and I don't mean it in that way. You guys are from the United States, or you live in the United States, which means your voice don't fucking count no more. All right, your American stars are left the sport. You guys, your voice don't count no more. It doesn't count. America's not a boxing nation no more. Not anymore. There's big money coming in from everywhere. Besides here.
Yeah, but they
so you guys want to cry and all this. My bad,
still trying
bro.
to save a market.
But
go ahead, Outlaw. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, but the American guys on this panel, I think, call out more American fighters as much as anyone.
American fighters. I mean, because they're divas too. I mean, Davis is a diva. The Charlo
like the
sisters
Charlos,
are
which I want to get into. If you
the Charlo sisters are divas.
You think we can get into like
Charlos
like
relevant.
No, real
Yeah,
quick,
Hey,
fuck the
bro.
Charlos.
bro,
Fuck
Wait,
the
let Virtual
Charlos
I
speak.
can't
Go
sisters.
ahead,
believe
Virtual.
it.
Yeah,
Go ahead,
No,
or sorry,
go ahead,
the
I just
Virtual.
want to
Western European
touch on this real
fighters,
quick.
Recognize,
right. The Western European
recognize.
fighters, right.
I
Ace
can't
the
believe it, bro. I can't
Right,
believe
my
it.
bad. Forget the American, the
Wait,
Western
hold on,
European
LT,
fighters.
because I need to check the chat, bro. The chat is being super racist to LT, bro. I think people deserve to get modded up, bro, because
No,
this
I don't
is
see what you're talking about. I don't see
he's
nobody
being
saying anything.
discriminated, bro. Like, come on, man. We don't support racism on this panel, bro.
I
Well, me
do.
specifically, I don't. So if y'all can in the chat, bro, please come on.
Well,
Let's chill
bro,
out
you
with
said
the
the
racism.
most racist thing to LT. You said he got deported.
No, bro, come
That
on.
this
People
is the,
change,
he's
bro.
the kind of Mexican that makes you look bad. You said that.
No, don't try to
Yes,
start
you
shit
did.
like
Yes, you
that.
did. LT, he said that to you. Yes or no?
Nah,
Yeah, but
bro.
he's my homie, man.
Yeah,
Come
All
on,
bro.
right.
guys. Let's
Bro,
he
keep it
come
did
on,
say
real.
it
bro.
Let's
though.
keep it real. A little bit of racism makes the world go round.
Man,
I want to
I
hear what
don't
Virtuoso
like.
got
I'm
to
not.
say.
Wait.
Look,
Look, look,
if
look,
you
look,
guys
look, look.
thought that Golovkin was gonna be a big fucking star, being too fucking dimensional, good luck, bro. Good luck, bro. Good luck,
Look, I think this is
bro.
I think that let's take the names out of it. Let's just take the names out of it. Boxing is a business. That's all it is. At the
Thank you.
outside level. I'm talking about the promoters and stuff like that. They have vested interests in certain guys winning fights. And how do you know that? Golovkin beat him in the first fight, bro. There's no doubt about that. He beat Canelo. Now you can argue the second fight. You can argue it, and the scorecards were close. They weren't ridiculous, right? They were pretty close in favor of Canelo, right? But 118, 110, 10 rounds to 2, bro. What was that about? What was that about? What fight did they watch? Okay? Don't tell me that she made a mistake. Nobody wants to hear that she made a mistake. Okay? Everything is, oh, I made a mistake. Oh, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Right? Sugar Ray Leonard is considered one of the greatest fighters ever. No way he won 10 rounds off of fucking Marvin Hagler. They had a vested interest in Sugar Ray Leonard winning the fight. That doesn't mean he's a bad fighter. No. What that means is the establishment chooses him. So if it's a close fight, they're going to give it to him. Right? Now, I don't
I
believe that
agree with
guys
that.
just going there. I don't believe that guys just go in there and throw the fight like that
Recognize you got somebody
on
backstage,
behalf of
bro.
somebody. Now, hold on.
Hold
But
on, let me finish.
sometimes they do. Okay, sometimes fighters do, and especially at the lower level. And I'll give you an example. So some fucking guy who's on the come up versus some fucking dude who has like a journeyman's record. You know, he has a winning record, but he's tough or whatever. But really, he's been matched soft, and he's still got a bad record, right? He's got more wins. You don't think somebody goes up to him and say, "Yo, listen, there's no way you're gonna beat this dude. This dude's gonna fuck you up. Why don't you go down in 3 rounds and we'll put your check and bet all of it, because if you go down in 3 rounds, the odds are fucking 8-1." If you don't think that happens, that definitely happens, bro. Absolutely, that
I
happens.
know. I agree with that. I agree with that. But let me tell you
Look
about this
at this, bro.
Golovkin
Look at
and
this. Look at
Canelo
this,
stuff.
bro. What the fuck, man? Take away their fucking guns, bro. No wonder they fucking shoot up schools and shit, bro. Come on, man.
Look, man. I was gonna say
What are you talking
recognize,
about?
and I agree to that point. But let me, I
Take away their
recognize,
fucking
and I
guns,
agree
bro.
with, and I agree with you. I agree with you. I mean, Shakur, I think that's basically it. But let me tell you, what happened with Golovkin and Canelo. You know what Canelo told? You know what Canelo said? Golovkin stayed quiet, and the only one that was talking was his fucking coach.
Right,
How are
Abel
they gonna
Sanchez.
hand him? How are they gonna hand him the face of boxing or the keys to Las Vegas when he doesn't even fucking promote himself?
Can I say
It
something, bro?
was the
Before we
coach
move
that
on.
was talking for him.
Hold on,
Well,
OT.
Yeah, I'd like to
Hold
respond
on,
too.
OT. Let me say this real quick, bro, because I'm in fear of my life.
I agree, Golovkin. Real quick, I agree.
Hold on,
Golovkin
bro.
won the first fight, but Canelo won the second one.
Let me
All
say
right,
this
you can
real
go, man.
quick, bro. Because I'm in fear of my life right now, bro. I'm just gonna put that out there for
Fucking
whoever
bitch.
saw
You're
that.
a bitch,
I'm in
bro.
fear of my life, bro. I don't agree with the Second Amendment, bro. In my opinion, all guns should be taken away, especially people, bro, that suffer from mental illness, people that went to the army or whatever and come off fucked
Show your
up and all
face,
that,
man.
bro.
Show your face. Show your
There's
face.
something wrong with them, bro. I don't
Show
agree
your
with the
face.
whole Second Amendment shit, bro.
Show your face.
But go ahead, LT, as you were saying, bro. I just wanted to put that out there, bro, for the people that are listening.
Mexican lives matter.
No, but
Chicano lives matter.
Virtuoso wanted to respond. Go ahead, Virtuoso.
Bro,
it's just like you said. Recognize, boxing is a business, right? And you're seeing it play out right in front of you, right directly under your nose. And the thing I'm gonna say this about the second fight that's the one that's a second, that's also a sticking point, not just the egregious draw, from the first one, but Canelo was actually telling his coach between rounds, "Am I winning? Am I winning?"
You talking about the first fight?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the second fight, right between rounds.
Oh, the second
And
fight.
then
I missed. Yeah, I missed that. But go
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
it wasn't the first one.
Right
It wasn't
there.
the first one.
First one, second one, but like I'm telling you this, it's like they're just telling you right in front of you that we're trying to set things up for this guy, man. You're not in our plans. When I think, what was it, Eric Gomez, I think it was, who went into Golovkin's ear and tells us like, yeah, unanimous decision. Sorry, good fight though, and that was it. It was a sleight of hand, and that's how it's played out.
Listen, Triple G didn't mind. Triple G didn't mind. I'm sure he was upset.
Yeah, because you know why?
But he knows there's a
He
payday.
knew it was
big
business. See,
payday.
he knew. As soon as he decided to take that rematch, instead of going for undisputed with Billy Joe Saunders, you made your decision, and Tom Longford was part of that too. He forced him to do that. It's a business. That's how it is.
Also, I'm
This
gonna
is
say I'm
business.
gonna head out. It's a pleasure talking to everybody. Hopefully to see
You're
you.
welcome.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Nah, peace, Brandon, man. I appreciate you stopping by.
Peace, dude.
And yeah, so thank you very much. Hopefully I can see you in the other panels on the other YouTubers. But yeah, thank you.
Definitely.
Brandon,
Peace
God
out,
bless.
bro.
All right, man.
Peace out, man.
God bless.
Take care.
Shout out to Carl Martin.
Bro, not just that, man.
Mhm.
I think Danny Jacobs beat Golovkin first, but they gave it to Golovkin.
I don't
Wow.
think he came close. I don't think he came close.
Why don't you guys cry about that?
No, but
Why don't
no
you
one
guys
cares
cry
about
about that? Oh,
Because
but
I don't
hold on.
think
But you
that's
know
what
what?
happened.
You know
Because
what?
it was a knockdown.
Bro, even Daniel Jacobs said, you know what? I won this guy. I beat this guy, but they're not going to give it to me because they want to see Triple G versus Canelo. There you go.
Of course.
But wait, LT,
And we
he
got
can
to
say
see
what he wants.
Canelo versus Jacobs. So what's the point?
Yeah, but Jacobs could say what he wants. At the end of the day, he lost clear as day.
Bro, against Golovkin?
Hold on, come out. LT, wait up. He won the effective. He was the ring general through the whole fight. That's one. In spots, Danny Jacobs fought back, held his own. He could have stolen, that department in a couple of rounds, right? He definitely landed the cleaner and effective punches. His face was wrecked, and he dropped them. He didn't win that fight at all. He didn't win that. Honestly, he was lucky that fucking, I don't know what HBO was on, that they gave it 6-6, and the one to me that fight was like 8-4, and the knockdown. That's just my opinion.
I had it wider, but
okay,
Jacobs
but
went
that's your
southpaw,
opinion, right?
Immediately, man.
All right.
Why did Jacobs
I
go southpaw
understand.
immediately?
I understand. Okay, hold that thought. I understand what you mean. I get it. Because you're a Golovkin fan.
Am I a Golovkin fan, or did I make points? Did I make points that he did drop him? Yes or no?
Yeah, man. I agree.
Did he not bruise his face up?
I agree.
Yeah, so that's why I think he won clearly.
All right. But you also think that Canelo lost the second one, though?
Recognize.
I mean, if he lost the second one, it was super close.
No.
I
mean, you see?
Hey, hold on, real quick.
But I've always
scout.
said, LT, I've always said, in terms of the fight, that wasn't a robbery. In my opinion, that wasn't a robbery. It was just predictable. I said, if this fight's close, which it is,
they're gonna give the sleight of hand to Canelo. It's not to insult Canelo fans or anybody. It's not.
No, no,
it
no.
just
I
makes,
get it. I get it.
It makes business sense, LT. It makes business sense.
Hey,
It
Fight
does.
Scout. What did you have?
It
the
does.
second
It
fight
does.
scored
It does,
again?
bro. It does. It makes business sense. But when you just start claiming that Canelo fixed all his fights, and then you bring him Golovkin, come on, bro. And then you bring,
Those
and then you
Golovkin
bring,
fights were
and then you
fixed,
bring
though, dude.
Kovalev. Come on, bro.
Wait, hold on. What did you have?
Come
the
on,
second
man.
Fight scored, Fight Scout.
I had a 10-2 to Golovkin.
Fuck at it.
Second
10
one.
rounds to 2. Did you think the fight was competitive?
Fuck
For
at
sure.
it.
For sure.
What are you laughing
Fight Scout,
at?
you're
Bro.
That's the
fucking
scorecard.
lying.
Bro, let me tell you which one is actually to me though. Like, fuck, man, I can't believe this guys, man. These guys only cry about the white boys. This is what lets me know, they just right
Canelo
dick
was
on
a
the white
white boy,
boys.
dude.
Bro, they never bring
Canelo
Lara
was a
up.
white
You
boy,
notice
dude.
that,
He's
Jefe?
Irish.
This is
Jefe, you
God.
notice that, Jefe?
Straight out
They
of
I
never
Irish.
noticed it, bro. It's a
bring
bunch of
Lara up. You
racism.
notice that?
It's a bunch of racism, bro. That's what
Do
it
you
is.
notice that, Jefe? That these motherfuckers never bring Lara up. You notice that?
Racist, bro. And even OG Boogie
Yeah,
himself,
justice for Lara, you know?
OG
Yeah, they
Boogie
never
told
bring
her,
Lara up. They only cry about Golovkin,
OG
We
Boogie,
should
Kovalev,
we should march
and a
for
couple of
Lara.
white boys, bro, that I can't
let
even
me
remember.
let me say this,
bro,
LT.
you
Because
even
these
have
fucking white boys,
hold
bro,
on, hold on.
and this is the thing, bro, and I don't want to like put it on you guys.
Jefe, let me say this. As a white person, I apologize that you have to go through
Shut the
these
fuck
micro.
up.
come on.
thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
Fuck
I
that.
hope
That LT might even
I
accept that
muted that
apology.
motherfucker.
LT will say to fuck up with
Bro,
that
I would
apology.
understand,
I'm
bro,
muted.
if you're telling me that
Don't even
Canelo's
apologize
fights
to me, bro.
are
Now
being
look who's
fixed.
all they be
If
saying.
you tell me about Lara,
What about
like,
Lara?
and Cotto's brother, you know what I mean? Like, if you
What
start
about
bringing
Lara?
those fights, like, get the fuck out of here, bro. Golovkin,
We
the
fought
guy that
negatively.
fucking couldn't wake up and shit. I mean, Kovalev, the guy that couldn't wake up. Golovkin that lost against Davidchenko, bro. Come on, man. You guys are on something
But
else,
that's
bro.
again, that's all subjective.
Hey,
What was the what was the
remember,
scorecards? What
Yeah,
was the official
subjective.
decision?
Right. Now it's
Hold on,
subjective.
It's
Now it's
subjective.
subjective.
Wait,
Let's bring out
LT.
the big words. All right. Maybe you guys should start a conversation, bro, about Canelo's,
Who won
fixing
the
the
fight?
fights,
Who won the
but
fight?
it's subjective. Finish that
LT,
shit.
who
But
won
it's
the fight?
subjective.
Who won
Don't
the fight?
take
LT, who won the fight? Golovkin or
Between
Triple
who?
G? Golovkin or Derevyanchenko? Who won?
To me?
Who got the victory? No. Who
To
got
me,
the
like, if you
victory?
ask me, like,
No,
who got
not
the
to you,
decision
not to you.
or who won in my
Not
eyes?
to you, not to you.
Okay,
got
who
the
gave the
official
okay?
decision?
Golovkin. Yes.
Right. So your opinion would be what?
But
An
you tell
opinion,
me,
right?
well, what do you think?
It's just an
Suggested.
opinion. You thought that Derevyanchenko, because you said the same thing about the Golovkin Canelo fight, the second fight.
Right.
I said I thought he won, but you said that's just your opinion. You said, remember? You remember that?
Well, I didn't get it, man. Fuck you. You moved it.
Whoa.
I didn't
What's
get
that
it.
double? What's that? The fuck is that? You guys hear that?
So someone has it on the background. Someone has a.
Yeah.
I think it's
Yeah. Try to. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah. But okay. So, in your opinion, Derevyanchenko beat Triple G in that fight. Okay. In my opinion,
but I don't go cry about Davidchenko.
Triple G beat, in my opinion, Triple G beat Canelo in the second fight.
Okay.
That's what
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but it didn't happen, right?
Right. Same thing for Derevyanchenko. It didn't happen.
Right.
Same thing.
Right. Okay. So then the conversation about Canelo's fixing fights because he's the A side, and look at Caleb Plant. Like, oh my God, he could have done way better. I mean, Golovkin. Look at Golovkin. I mean, look at Kovalev. I mean, Kovalev. I mean, he's a destroyer. Kovalev, the destroyer. Come on, man.
Dead ass. That was the start of the fuckery.
That's true. How did he get a draw with fucking Floyd Mayweather? What's up with that?
It was a close fight. People think it was a close fight.
Lovely.
I just want to say this, LT, Jefe, if you guys know any Mexican families looking to, move to
Fuck up, man. I'm tired of this guy shit, man.
I mean, you guys can tell them that they're more than welcome to stay at my girlfriend's place.
Look at his name. Look at his name, lad. That's not me.
What the fuck?
Look at his name, bro. Oh, that's
You know what it is, bro?
Recognize, I get the feeling, bro, that you grew up with a bunch of white guys, bro.
Oh,
Oh, wait.
Oh, man, come
Hold
on.
on.
Come on.
Hold on. I'm not gonna let you insult me like that. But actually, you're right. I did.
Yeah,
I'm not
look.
gonna lie.
I knew it. Woo!
But like, no. But listen. It has nothing. First of all, you know, Triple G is not really a fucking white guy. Okay, he's not.
No, he's half Asian. He's half Korean.
Half
He's
Korean,
half guy.
right?
recognize. It's not about him being
Oh.
white. He
And
represents
Canelo's white.
supremacy,
Canelo's
bro.
white.
He represents white supremacy.
Yeah, but Canelo and Triple J have European heritage.
Canelo's
Look at this picture. Look,
hold on.
man, like.
Put it on full screen. What is that?
I think that's Bridget Nielsen.
Oh, dog, man. Is that your mom kissing him?
That's Elton John or what?
Being
That's
honest, guys,
Pigeon. That's Pigeon kissing him. That's Pigeon.
nah, I have that picture because some black dude was saying about how Fury kisses other men. So I showed a picture of like a a tribe
Hold on, I
man,
gotta-
but kissing other. Wilder looks like he's enjoying that.
That's a great point.
Bro, recognize. That was mean as fuck, bro. Recognize that was mean as fuck, man.
Random Lee's comment, bro.
Damn, bro. That was mean as fuck, dog.
Do you agree with that, old dog?
Really? Yeah, I don't. I recognize. I think these guys didn't cut on to it, man. I think only I did, man.
No, I was
Yeah.
saying
When I got offended,
the
I said, yeah, I
midget,
did.
the midget.
Yeah.
Watching dialogue today in a big conversation, bro.
Yeah.
He's gonna get some pushback on that, right?
Fucking, that was great, bro. That was funny as fuck.
That's what the white man
Yeah.
does, bro. He has a fetish with Asian people, bro. And I've noticed too, like a lot of Asian people, they promote white supremacy too, bro.
Not me, bro. I've got a fetish for Mexican girls. Not me. I like the thing.
King Bucho.
I like that.
Just,
Drop
Hey,
the
but
link.
I'll say this: like the thing with Asian fighters, and the reason white people they support Asian fighters is because there's one less black man on the pound for pound list.
Oh, man, Jesus Christ.
Bro, can I make a quick observation, bro?
yeah.
All right, real quick, man. You notice how most of the PBC fighters that went to see the fight with Canelo, they all left mad. You notice that
That's
shit?
weird.
You know
That-
what was
that
the
is
plan?
weird.
You know what vibe they gave me? They probably thought that before the fight, they probably thought that, man, fucking Caleb Plant's gonna win. So if they rob Caleb Plant, they're gonna go out there and tell the media, man, they rob Caleb Plant. I think that was the plan. Because even fucking Josh Taylor was there. Even the trainer was said, yeah, man, Plant's gonna win. Oh well, and afterwards the story changed, like, oh well, I mean, he was a better man. I mean, shit like that, bro. You notice how they all were mad, bro.
LT, and you noticed how Canelo and Teofimo Lopez stood up to racism at the end of the press conference?
Bro, fuck that Teofimo Lopez, bro. Fuck that kid,
They
bro.
stood up, bro, to racism.
Fuck yeah, but you know what? Yeah, man, they stood up for racism and against PBC fighters.
Yo, LT, what's your beef with Tio though?
With who?
With Teofimo?
What's my beef?
on
Man,
dirt.
I could start, man. And I could like, where do I begin, bro? Where do I begin, man?
Rolling aside, I fucking hate Tio, man. I can't
Yeah, I
stand
Like,
don't like
that
where do I begin, bro? By like him trying to be black, and then all of a sudden he forgot. I'm like, oh shit, I'm not black, so I got no audience.
Hey, shout
Fuck,
out
let
to
me
that-
go back to Latino side, and then
Shout
should
out
I
to
start
the
there or?
LDBC for pointing this out, bro. The LDBC pointed this out. They said you want to be all pro-Latino, but you also want to say the N-word. And you got a tattoo of Africa on your back. You were trying to rip
No, but
Juneteenth.
we could say the N word, bro, because we're actually
Yeah.
not. We're actually black.
I'm not black, bro, and I don't say it, and I don't need to say it. I got my own culture, bro. I got my own slang, man.
LT, you got it wrong, bro. Like, haven't you seen the Fanon video, bro, where he says Hispanics are blacks, bro?
Well, I believe what he said is you.
They pretty much breed it with black people, so yeah, he's not wrong.
What's up, Bucho?
Yo,
What's going on, Bucho?
you hear me?
Bro.
Not much, man. I thought you guys were talking about Canelo still.
Welcome to the. No, we still are actually. We still are. We're talking about. Welcome to the madness. To the late night madness.
Pucho, what do you think about people who say Canelo fights are all fake?
You like L Dog's name?
Yes, fucking. You guys know what I think, man. That's bullshit, man. It all started with a Kovalev fight. Let's be honest. It all started with a Kovalev fight.
No, it went way back. It went before the Kovalev fight.
Well, no, you claim that the Liam Smith fight was also fake. Like, why would they have to pay Liam Smith? Like, come on, man.
He didn't even make weight that fight, dude.
So why not Ricky Hatton's brother too? Let's add him to the fucking list too, man. Like, come on, they don't have to pay Liam Smith to take a dive. That guy was sucked, man. He's a top fighter, UK level. He started with a Kovalev fight for most people.
He sold his belt. He was there to take a dive.
How was that a dive though?
Because he just laid in one spot and just let him just rip the same body shot.
What about
over
Angulo?
and over.
What about Perro Angulo? Was that a fix too?
Perro Angulo, it was
done.
fixed matchmaking, right? Because he was in ice for like 2 years.
So what, you want Liam Smith to be moving around and shit? Like, when have you seen him having any fucking skills?
A completely different style that he never uses. He fights that same style in every fight.
I could make the same claim with Golovkin though. Some of those fighters he was fighting, like Matthew Macklin, like, oh, why is he on the ropes? Like, well, fuck, he sucks, stupid. He doesn't know how to move.
That's a good point. Like the whole.
Why don't Triple G opponents fight back? What's up with that?
Well, we never criticized him. We praised him and we said he had skills and all, but we weren't shitting on his fucking record. That was the LDBC's fucking job. Remember, that was what the LDBC was doing. They were shitting all over Golovkin's opponents.
Bro,
and how they didn't fight back
at all. I don't know why you guys keep bringing it up. We're just talking strictly about Canelo.
Yeah, but okay. So do you want me to talk about Golovkin so I can expose the bias that it's being shown, demonstrated here? I mean, it's the same arguments. I'm showing you the reason why I bring up Golovkin is to show you that those arguments that you're applying to Canelo can be applied to Golovkin. I don't know if you can get what I'm trying to say here. Do you want me to just stick I mean, like you just want me to stick to Canelo so I don't expose the weak arguments.
No, you can bring it up. You can bring it up when Golovkin fights Murata. I'm just saying, just stick to the point because it seems like you're just moving the goalpost for right now.
No, I just explained. No. I just explained to you why I brought Golovkin. Fight Scout. I just explained to you why I brought up the Golovkin. You said don't bring out Golovkin. I told you why. Then you say, okay, yeah, you can bring Golovkin. So can I or can't I?
But you're putting words in my mouth. I'm saying the subject
I'm not putting
right
words
now
in your mouth.
No, like why bring up Golovkin if that's just going to completely deviate it? Like we can get into that, but then that's like a whole.
No, okay. So I think the point he's making is that the point
I don't get the point, man.
Is that there are other fighters, right? There are other fighters whose fights look fake as fuck. Like by the same standard that we're using, right?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
man.
and you will call it.
Well, we can. Apparently, we can. We have to stick with Canelo only.
I mean, Loma versus
You're putting words into my argument, man.
I mean, Loma.
You have no argument. What's your argument?
Exactly, bro. You just hear a bunch of guys just moaning around, bro, just crying. I'm thinking to myself,
you know what I mean?
Do a Kumite for this, bro. Like, I want to debate.
You claim people claim a fight is fake based on certain things, right? So I'm like, okay, the guy just stood there. For example, right? This is what you said. Did you say this or not, Fights? I don't want to put words in your mouth. Did you say that Liam Smith just stood there?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so now can I talk about Golovkin or am I not allowed?
You're allowed to.
So some of his opponents just stood there as well.
And which guy was that?
Martin Murray, Matthew Macklin. Matthew Macklin just stood there. Rubio, he just stood there.
Monroe.
Yeah,
I mean, come on. Are you saying? Why are you asking me a stupid question like? What?
Liam Smith, he does try to pressure behind the jab and the right hand.
Oh, get out of here, man! Hey, Matthew Macklin just stood there the whole all his career. He just
Matthew
stands there.
Macklin pressured Sergio Martinez.
They all suck.
Rubio
Bro,
took a
Margarito
Yes, they
was getting
suck.
pushed back by little Pacquiao.
Okay,
And he
so
was
this is what I
laughing
w-
in that fight.
Man, Rubio beat Lemieux. Rubio beat Lemieux. So come on. But he
This
just
what
stood there
I'll
against
say. Like,
Golovkin.
if you want to use the fake fights one, the best one is to look at like Lomachenko, right? When he made those guys quit, some of the radical LDBC guys were saying, "Oh, these fights are fake as fuck. Like, these guys are just paid to quit." And like, I mean,
But those guys could have.
How would you explain that Rigo just didn't do anything that fight? Was he paid off?
Like that's weak argument. That's why I keep saying they are weak
Yeah,
arguments, and they
and quit
can be
without,
applied to other fighters in other
he
fights.
quit without even taking any damage. Like,
It's not something that can be explained in 30 seconds. That's all I'm saying.
Well, okay, so that's your defense here.
It's not a defense because I'm not making a defense right now.
It is a defense. You're saying you cannot explain in 30 seconds. So therefore, everything you say right now,
Because
most of
you're
it,
trying to make
it's
me
not
answer,
like it's.
You're trying
you
to make
cannot.
me answer everything in just one sentence. I can't do that.
I'm not trying to do that. So, but you say so you can't explain. You can't prove your point in. Okay, so you know what? Let's just put it this way. You explain to us how those fights are fixed. Let's take the Caleb Plant fight. How was that fixed?
Caleb Plant took a dive in the 11th.
You can explain this in 5 seconds, but you say you can need more than. Come on, so you explain it in 5 seconds. So stop complaining.
Only give you one sentence, but whenever I try to add up on it, you don't let me follow.
Oh, don't blame me, man. I told you how did he? how was that a fix? And you just say a one,
I'm not trying to
two
blame
words,
you. All
5.
you're doing is just speaking over me. So
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, but I already said it earlier in the show. Yo,
Yo, come on, stop it. Everybody's listening to you, man.
Believe this guy,
Yo,
bro.
you're a joke,
First
man.
of all,
You're a
Caleb Plant,
You guys are
bro.
just
Fight
laughing.
scout.
You guys aren't even letting me
Fight
speak.
scout.
We just let you speak. What do you mean?
He won round 1, right? So what happened in round 2? He just gave it up. What happened in round 3? Canelo didn't do anything in round 1 to change the way that Caleb Plant should even fight. Going into the second, going into the third.
You know what a feeling out round is? Like when you try to just figure out your
Consistently
opponent.
adding more pressure as the rounds went by.
Yeah, but when you look at the feeling out round, how many times did he hit him in the head in the first round?
He didn't hit him at all, I think.
You sure about that?
Canelo?
We're talking about Plant hitting Canelo.
Oh, Plant, yeah. Oh, he hit. He won that round, I think.
Why? So what made him?
It was mostly pity pats in the first round.
Yeah, but what's your point, Fight Scout? I want to understand this. Okay, so what?
Yeah,
So if you're not having trouble finding the target, why aren't you putting any power behind it? Why?
Oh my God!
The right hand.
He was out. He was just hitting. Are you saying he was hitting Canelo at will?
He was. Yeah.
He wasn't. No, he wasn't.
He wasn't. That's the argument.
He was finding the spots to land his punches.
Your premise is already destroyed. Your premise is out. This is your premise.
Bucho, he also said he didn't put any power behind it. Can you believe that?
That's what I call
Can you
it.
believe that, Bucho? He also said that Caleb Plant didn't put any power behind it.
That's the power he has, man.
Exactly. It's always been like that.
Even
so,
I don't know what you expect.
Okay, wait. First, let Fight Scout finish. But here's the thing, Fight Scout and Bucho. It's gonna be hard to just go off the top of the head without no video. You know what I'm saying? So to prove that, so that's why just try to give your breakdowns, both of you guys, if you want. But go ahead.
Yeah, but I was saying, like, what happened in the second round? All of a sudden, he's not throwing the punches, right? When you can find the chin, just keep at it, regardless of whether or not these people who are judging think you have the power or not.
Let me tell you what happened.
Why wasn't he committing to some of his shots when we've seen him commit?
Yeah, let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you what happened. Canelo fought that sweet spot on the ribs, so he fucking dropped his hands down. He felt his power.
His hands
so
were
he
down
wasn't
already,
like so he thought about letting his
hands were down
so he was thinking already. So he were giving second thoughts about letting his hands go.
See, but
easy
you're
as that.
trying to make
And
your
y'all,
argument.
and if you see the fight again, hold on, and if you see a fight again,
you're making your argument.
Hold on, and if you see the fight again, you'll know. And if you see the fight again, you'll notice that he slipped a couple of fucking jabs.
came back
Yep.
with left hooks.
Come
Well,
on.
if you're
No, so
if you're
Now
supposed
you
to be
wonder
that good,
why
you
he
would be
stopped throwing the
expected to
jabs.
split
He was
these
neutralizing them.
jabs.
He was countering
even
them,
though
bro.
he outlanded Canelo with the jab, 41, that's still a small value. Like, you got to at least get it to 115
You know what it is,
and
bro?
make it look
Fight Scout has
convincing
no
and get
argument,
his
bro.
respect. You know,
He
you
has
got to
no
stop
No,
argument.
these
him.
You
arguments are
asked
not
me. You asked me
convincing,
for
man.
my point. I'm giving it to you. That's it, man. Like,
Yeah, but it's a flawed point.
And
And
these arguments could all be applied to like Triple G fights as well.
I mean, what?
Like, you know that, right?
yes, I know that, but that's not the argument right
That's
now, right?
bro. That's like if I say the Earth is flat. So
We
what are
can
my
make
arguments?
that
No,
a
bro,
whole
that's what
different
you're
show
saying.
for sure.
You sound like a flat earther, bro.
I don't
The
know what
reason
shape the
why
earth
we
is,
compare
right?
your arguments or other with other fights is to prove that these arguments can be applied to other fighters, like other fights, and we're not saying those are fake. That's the point.
Yeah,
You know what, bro? It's not
yeah,
even.
but I'm
I mean, I don't know if
comfortable. I'm
how hard is that to
comfortable.
understand, and
It's
I'm
not even a
no,
comfortable
conspiracy, bro. I'm
saying
gonna call
that
you
yeah,
for
these
what
fights
you
are
are, bro.
fixed,
I'm gonna call you
such
for
as
what you
Tank
are.
Davis's
You're
fights,
a
right?
Canelo hater, bro.
They go
Simple as
very
that. You
similar.
don't like the dude. You don't like
so
Canelo.
Such
Golovkin
as
fights could be fixed, could have been fixed because they,
for sure, for sure.
Of
James
course.
Monroe,
Yeah,
but how come
no.
nobody brought
James
it up?
Marshall even said that somebody told him to take a dive. Now, I don't know who told him to take a dive. Was it King or was it Loeffler? Who knows?
So why do you watch
Look,
boxing,
sometimes
bro?
it's
Every
not
fight is fixed.
popular. It's not popular to talk about that stuff, but yeah, the Motorosian fight. Let's just say that at least there was a rumor that somebody said that somebody told them to take a dive.
Yeah.
It's not impossible.
It's not
Look,
impossible. I'm not ruling it
I
out.
don't understand.
Why can't we just accept that these are just no
Time out.
hopers, man?
LT, wait, guys.
Exactly. Yes.
Why are we
Listen.
even giving these dudes time, bro?
That's
It's a
where
bunch
it
of
probably came
conspiracy.
from, bro. Guys, that's where it probably came from. You don't have a shot of beating him, so don't come to win. You know, that's it.
So pay $10 million to Caleb Plant.
No, I'm not saying.
Absolutely.
First of all, I don't. That's not the fight that I think. Listen, I
All right.
disagree with Fight Scout on that one. I disagree with Fight Scout on that one.
Yeah, and I don't care
I
that
could
you
see
disagree.
a lot of mistakes the boy was doing, and I started seeing it early. But I don't say right off the back, like I know I'm a person of authority. Now I may disagree, but I don't say for a fact there's no way that these fights are not fixed.
Yeah, but I'm saying there's no way that it's not completely legitimate, knowing that it's Canelo and the shit that was said before with the clauses and stuff, right? I don't know what they are. I'm not gonna give it to say that it's a completely legitimate fight. That's all I'm saying, man.
Bro,
Like, maybe some
you're
parts
talking
were
out of your ass
legitimate,
because you
sure.
don't know shit, bro.
He's not saying.
So I don't know. Therefore, this might be true. Like that's why we have to stick what we saw
I
in the
don't
ring.
know that it's a completely real fight. That's what I'm saying.
So that
not the other way
knockout
around.
wasn't real enough for you, or what was it?
Do you know? Do you know if Golovkin fights were real? You don't know either, right?
Going by the Veins Martirosyan fight, right? Because
No.
now we're changing the subject.
No,
Veins Martirosyan did say he
God,
took a
Jesus
dive.
Christ! Yeah, I ask you a question and you like just answer the fucking question. So, do you think Golovkin fights were also fixed?
Yeah, but
do you, simple
you're
question,
trying
man.
to put a lot of words into my simple answers, right?
You just don't want to answer anything. I'm asking you a fucking question, man. You just don't want to answer because you know where I'm going. Because you know where I'm going, Fight Scott. That's why you don't want to answer the questions.
I don't know where you're going.
Yeah, that's why. No, you know where I'm going, and you don't want to answer the questions because I'm pinning you down, man. You're putting you in a corner. You don't want to fucking answer the questions. Do you think Golovkin fights were also fixed?
Do I think so?
Yeah,
Yes.
or denying, bro.
No, but the possibility is there going by what Veins Martirosyan said. He said
Okay,
he was
so why
going
aren't you
to
making the
dive.
same argument? Why aren't you saying this narrative that you keep saying with concerning Canelo's fights? Why aren't you saying that Golovkin fights could have been fixed as well? Like you never mentioned that.
Why would
you
I
never
mention
ever
it?
mentioned that?
He's not even the center of the subject.
No, the thing is, you're not keeping the same standard.
You know what? Fight Scott is right.
Fight Scott. I'm making Fight Scott. I'm making it the center of the focus of what the subject, whatever you fucking said earlier. So now we're talking about Golovkin. Now can you answer the question, or we can't because we're talking about Canelo?
What question are you asking?
We're Golovkin. Okay,
Now
so you're
he's-
saying
now
Golovkin.
he's acting
You're
dumb.
saying
Can you believe
Golovkin
it?
fights. You're saying Golovkin fights could have been fixed, correct? But you don't know, right?
Nobody knows.
Okay, but
It's the
you
same
kind of sound
thing I'm
more.
saying about Canelo, right? But with the Canelo thing, I'm leaning towards the fight that it was towards the side that, yeah, it's a fake. Why? Because Canelo's whole entire career seems to be leaning that way.
But you also
You
said that
understand what I'm
about
saying, right?
You also said that about Anthony Joshua versus Usyk. You said that there was an outcome before the fight even started that Anthony Joshua
Yeah, but
already
you
won.
understand why I made that video, right?
Which
Well,
one?
he only says
To
that to the
push the
fighters he doesn't like.
narratives
Bro.
in order
That's what I'm
to
saying.
help boxing correct its mistakes. You understand that, right?
Yeah, but I mean, you could have said that about this fight if Caleb Plant had won.
Yeah, I have said that. He's a 12-1 favorite. What does that mean? It means it's rigged.
Bro.
No, it means he
No,
sucks, man.
So you
it
thought
means
that
he's the
actually Caleb
favorite.
It
Plant.
means if there was the possibility that Caleb Plant actually did show up to fight and he actually won, then it didn't matter. It was gonna go to Canelo anyways. That's what 12-1
Bro,
means.
well,
So,
bro, this guy, bro? Can you believe it? So you actually thought that Caleb Plant was gonna win?
In September, yes. In September, but not last weekend.
What
Why?
was the difference in September and
but
November?
changed.
Steroids. Steroids.
Oh, but that's just more speculation. How do
It's
you know
not
Plant wasn't
speculation.
That's all
before
based
that?
in
Just look at his
speculation, man.
body.
It's all based on maybe, I don't know. It
Well, we
could
have
be
to
there
look at
for.
the
Look at his body.
test
It's
results,
it's
right?
there.
Bro, this
So,
guy,
fight
man,
scouts.
doesn't, bro. This guy, this is the thing, Bucho. This is the thing with these guys, bro. They don't even find the time to really create in their head the
Exactly.
theory. The theory.
They come
They're
out with
just spitting
20.
out of your ass like,
There's
oh,
20
free balling.
reasons.
They're just free balling
What?
the, you know what I mean? They're just free
It's,
balling what they feel and what they think.
all right, let me
Well,
ask you a
maybe the
question.
fight is
There's
fake.
like 20
Well,
reasons
because
now.
he didn't
All
throw
right,
the
Bucho,
jab.
Bucho,
Like these
Bucho, let
guys
me
are
ask you a
not
question.
coming with a legit theory. Well,
Bucho,
this
let me
is
ask.
why they was fake,
theory.
You
and
may not
this is
notice the
what
fight
then,
scout, but
and
you
this
are
is
pushing the
why, and
goalposts.
they're just like,
Kind of yell.
LT. Let me ask Bucho a question. Do you
Yeah.
think that the scorecards were rigged in the Canelo Triple G fight one?
Yes. Yes.
So you do think that it was rigged, right?
They were
Yeah.
biased.
The judges,
Right.
we know
So
this. We've seen it multiple
He's
times
gonna
in
spin
every,
you,
like,
bro.
yeah.
He's gonna spin
But we
you.
see
okay,
A side like judging in every fight.
that's okay. You see,
Yeah. I'm talking about taking a dive where
so
the
they
guy doesn't
are
show up
no,
to
of course,
fight. Yeah.
it's two different things. Absolutely, and I agree. All right, they are two different things, but you see that the possibility of rigging fights are possible, and
I've always said that,
yeah,
recognized, and I
and
told you about the Malik Scott Wilder fight, man. Look at
yeah,
that
he threw
shit.
the
That's
fight exactly.
yeah.
Like that was a guy who fucked up. He fucked up. I'm talking about Malik Scott, right? He fucked up. He got punched in his hand, and he didn't realize everybody saw that, and he just did the roll. You know, he was trying to pretend like he was knocked out.
It
Okay,
was fake.
it was fake because look, nobody had no enthusiasm for this cat, Malik Scott. It was like Wilder because he's like crazy and tall black dude, muscled up, all that shit, right? And so they were like, Malik, you're not gonna really do anything. Like you're not gonna do anything. Like you're never gonna make it big, like make big money. So what I'm saying, look, going fight to fight and saying which fights I look rigged and which fights don't, it's not really an argument, right? And I agree with that. It's really not an argument. But the fact that we know that there's possibilities that they rig fights, at least on the scorecards, or stupid referees that start interfering in a fight when there's no need to, we know that exists. We know that's for sure.
Yeah.
Not an argument.
My issue is though that these weak ass arguments that people don't understand when they make these weak ass arguments, they can be used against you later on. That's the problem. These people don't realize they're like, I have proof that this was facts. Can I finish, man? Can I finish? Some people go like, I have proof that this fight is fixed. Here are my weak arguments. And then when those weak arguments come back to like against them, against their fighters, they don't know what to say anymore. And they, oh well, let's not talk about this other fighters. Like no. You make these weak arguments.
No,
You said
but
these standards can be applied to other fights as well. So next time you better think twice before you start making accusations like that.
No.
Well,
So
when I
you
said
were
about
asking weak questions about Golovkin. So the Golovkin fights were fixed. That's all you were saying. You never brought in specific instances. You asked me to bring in a specific instance. I brought in veins, smart erosion.
I brought up
That's right.
Rubio standing there. You said, what I mean, I told you, said Leon Swing was just standing there. I said, well, Matthew Macklin was just standing there. Rubio was just standing there.
Yeah,
These are
but
weak arguments. I would never use them. I
other
would never use
argument
those.
would
Like
you try to
that's a weak.
say
I would never
that would
use those
help
weak
you?
arguments.
Yeah, but
I'm just using your standards.
you're only using Golovkin to try to push some sort of like emotional response towards
No,
you,
that's your opinion.
but you're
That's
not
not
bringing
it.
any
Well,
sort of
I'm
like
sorry you feel that way.
objective. You're
He's
not
making a
bringing any sort of like
comparison between
objective.
Did you
Triple.
feel any emotional and
He's making
anything
a
emotional?
comparison between
No,
Canelo
I
fights and
don't.
Triple G fights.
So
and how
I'm
they
not.
look.
That wasn't my
Yeah, but
intention.
you're getting
If you thought that,
emotional. You're
that
getting
wasn't my
emotional,
intention.
dude.
No, you're getting out of
But
the
you're
point.
the one
I
that's
never
getting
mentioned that.
emotional.
I never intended to like steer your emotions or anything. I just used Golovkin because it's a good example, man. It's a good
Don't
example.
project your emotions onto me. That's all I'm saying. It's just boxing to me, dude.
Hold on,
You're
hold on.
getting,
I'm
no,
gonna
man.
ask
You're
you
Fight
this.
Scott. You're good at
Hold
I
on,
don't
hold on.
care about these
This is
fighters,
a good
dude.
Fight
one.
Scott
This
is
is a
good
good
at
one.
just getting away from everything.
No,
Like the
no,
guys,
this is
I don't
talking
care
about
at
it.
all
ultimate.
about these
This is
fighters.
in
This
the
is the
OJ Simpson
ultimate
trial, man.
question
Come on.
for the panel. Did Pacquiao pay Rios to not show up?
Or
Hey, no. If no.
Claudio,
L Dog, L Dog,
Did he
L
or
Dog,
didn't he?
L Dog, Claudia, man.
If you
Look
can,
at that.
if you
Yeah,
can,
Claudio,
if you can,
Rios, like,
if you can
I
show me
think there was
sufficient
some bullshit.
evidence, then yeah, I'm
dude,
willing to
those
listen
guys
to
did
it.
nothing that entire
Yeah.
fight. They just stood there getting punched.
Yeah, but
Claudie,
nobody
Clotty
cried
fight
about
is a
that
bit
shit.
suspect. The Clotty fight is a bit suspect.
Yeah.
Nobody
Bro,
cried about that shit though.
Bro, like fucking Pacquiao never robbed Marquez, bro.
robbed.
He robbed
It was
him.
the
Yeah,
other way
bro.
around.
Marquez
Robbed him?
won like a couple
It
of
was the
fucking
other way
fights
around,
against
man.
Okay,
against
okay.
Pacquiao.
Let's go to the
Robbed him
two. Let's
3
go to the two
times.
fights. Let's go to
I
two,
think that
the
third
two
fight
fights.
was.
Oh boy.
Now
Right?
the two.
Marcus
Hold
beat
on.
him 3 times.
Let's go to the three fights, right? Because obviously he got knocked out in the fourth fight. So, Pacquiao knocked him down 3 times. in the
Nah,
first
bro.
fight.
Nah, bro.
Hold on. You're not letting me
Marcus got
finish.
paid to take the
LT,
dive. Marcus
LT.
got paid. Pacquiao got paid to take the dive, bro. On the 4th fight,
Maybe I don't know.
Pacquiao
I'm
got
not,
paid to
I'm
take the
not saying
dive,
that.
bro.
I'm not saying that.
Pacquiao
I
got
don't.
knocked the fuck out.
He just got knocked out. That's
Yeah,
all.
nobody's saying
Marcus paid
Pacquiao took the
Pacquiao.
dive.
Marcus paid Pacquiao to take the dive on
Nobody's
the 4th
saying
fight.
Pacquiao took
That's
No,
what
no.
happened.
LT's saying it.
Hey,
LT's
First of
saying
all,
it.
why you calling us fanboys,
Marquez
bro?
wouldn't be
Why you
able to
calling us
pay. They wouldn't be able to pay Pacquiao. It would be the other way around.
It's not
If
an argument,
I
bro.
don't know. That cartel,
Wait. So
cartel
you think
influence,
actually
he's
Canelo's
with the
pulling $10
pre-now.
million to give Caleb Plant?
no, I'm saying you're not listening. If Marquez side can't pay Pacquiao to take a dive, he's the A side.
Whoa.
He's the A side.
Wait. Economically, bro, because Pacquiao
Yeah,
didn't bring any fucking fans. It was all Mexico.
Economically, yes. Economically, Pacquiao's a bigger star.
Pacquiao.
Who's a bigger star, LT? Marquez over Pacquiao?
No, who
Who's the
brings
biggest
more
star?
money?
Who makes more money?
Yeah,
Okay,
but
Pacquiao.
No, who brings more money? Who brings more money?
Pacquiao.
Who brings more money?
It's not working.
Pacquiao. He brings more money.
Marquez, bro.
No.
Marquez, get the
What
fuck
do you mean?
the fuck out of here, okay? That's just what they call a fucking oopsie, you know. Fucking Pacquiao got knocked
You
out.
see how those fucking arguments suck balls, bro? You see how low we can fucking go?
They
I know, bro, because I know you guys love fucking Pacquiao, bro. I know you guys fucking love Pacquiao.
They wanted Pacquiao to win that
Recognize
fight. They wanted
Bro, they
Pacquiao
robbed fucking Marcus, and that's a fucking fact. Not several of the fights against fucking Pacquiao.
How many rounds? How many rounds do you? Okay, let me ask LT a question. How many rounds do you think Pacquiao won in the first fight? How many rounds?
I can't even fucking remember, man.
Just give me an estimation.
But Marcus got robbed. Point blank. Period.
Okay. Hefe. How many rounds did you give? How many rounds did you give Pacquiao in the first fight?
On the first fight, I only gave him 2 rounds.
Okay, 2 rounds.
Wait.
I don't believe that. But Ucho, how many rounds did you give Pacquiao in the first fight?
I don't remember, to be honest, man. But I think,
but guesstimation.
Bro, I
fucking crying.
3, 4, something like that.
2.
You know what? Now think about it. Well, it wasn't a draw actually because you know what? A judge fucked it up. Remember?
There was a
A
judging
judge fucked
error.
it
Yeah.
up, right? Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, for instance, if you gave 5
Like
rounds
it
to
was hard for
Pacquiao,
Pacquiao. No, hold on. Even for Marcus to have had a draw, like he went down 3 times,
Then
right?
Pacquiao was
Yeah.
on voids too.
So like for him to win a decision. He's like I don't think it was possible, man.
right? I thought so too. That's what I'm saying. I thought the same thing.
That's not
Me
how
personally, I
math
had
works,
it
bro.
6-6. I had it 6-6
If
plus
you
the 3
win 10
knockdowns.
rounds,
Yeah, plus the 3 knockdowns.
if
So it's
you
like
win 10 rounds to the 3 knockdowns, even winning the fight.
yeah, but you have to win.
Well,
10
here's what I always score that fight either 8-4 Marquez, which has him winning by 1, or 7-5, which has him losing by 1. I remember there's always like a swing
Yeah,
round.
I
So
think that fight, like a draw, to be honest, is a fair outcome for that fight because, dude, Marquez really did take over after the first round. There were some good rounds for Pacquiao in there, but they were
Yeah.
far and few in between.
Okay, the second fight.
Marcus got dropped.
Marcus got dropped. The rounds were super competitive. Okay.
That knockdown could have made the difference.
The knockdown could have made a difference. Now the third fight.
I thought Marquez won that.
I had Marquez.
I thought Marquez won that fight. I had
Yeah.
it 7-5 in favor of Marquez. Okay,
Yeah.
that's not
Nothing
that's what
much
I thought.
happened though. Like,
Yeah, but
it
nothing
wasn't-
really happened. Okay, and then obviously in the fourth fight he knocks out Pacquiao,
Right.
who might have been too aggressive. Right, he just
Yeah, but recognize
Because he had him hurt.
I
like-
want to ask Precise a question since he's in the chat. Like, a Lomachenko fight's fixed, a Pacquiao fight's fixed, a Triple G fight's fixed. Because there's some fights of theirs that look like they're fixed.
You know, there are fighters, and then there are just frauds, right?
fighters and there are
cases, in some cases that's true. In some cases that is true. Yeah.
But you know what
Such
it is,
as,
bro?
like, you won't
There's no-
convince me Tank Davis actually won his last
See, but that's
few
the thing.
fights.
For
You
you
just
guys,
can't do
it's
it.
always
He's
it's
a
always
fraud.
a Hispanic fighter. And
Why?
it's always a black fighter.
I
that
mean,
you say are
Tank
fake
Davis
fights,
fought
bro.
cherry-picked opponents, man.
Yeah,
That's what
he
I'm saying.
cherry picks his opponents. Like that doesn't mean that
LT
they're
was
like
right,
rigged. He
bro.
still beat like
LT was
Pedraza.
fucking
Like
right.
he's not
Bro.
he has skills. He just cherry picks his
Only the
opponents.
white fighters are real fighters.
Bro, it's not my fault that no Asian
And
American
Asians.
boxers like are good, bro. They all suck.
Yeah, but you're only saying that to try to like stir some response, and I really don't give a shit, right? Because I view boxing as just an art. I don't care about these guys'
you're a
names or anything. Because
Just
sooner or
an
later,
art.
they're gonna
Can
be
you
gone.
believe this guy, man?
Acting skills.
You're cutting, bro.
All right. Well, what did you take? If you
Like,
see it as
let's say,
an art,
okay,
what did you
LT,
take?
LT, if you bring up Brandon Lee, the Korean versus Mexican, the half Korean, half Mexican dude, you bring him to me, I say he sucks. There you go. His fights right now.
All right.
Not
No.
on the
You see
level.
it as an art. You see it as an art. It's an art. All right. Now, what was your take on the fight that happened this Saturday? What was
Which
your take
one?
on it? Well, what did you see?
Telenovela,
What
man.
You're talking about the Canelo one?
Yeah.
Garbage.
Huh?
It
If
was
you see it as
garbage,
an
man.
art,
Both guys look like they fucking sucked.
oh, man, you don't know
Canelo ain't
anything
pound for pound
about
number
boxing,
one.
bro. You might know names.
Caleb
You
Plant,
might know
Jacob
names,
Giles.
but you
There
don't know
go. But
boxing.
you're asking
But
what I'm
LT,
thinking.
You
You're
know
not
names,
letting me
bro,
finish.
and I always meet motherfuckers like you, bro, that
LT,
know
you asked him
names,
for
that know
his
history,
opinion.
that know records, that know where they were born and where they're from, and how old they are, and how
LT,
much they weigh,
What I
and
don't
how
get,
many
like,
belts, but they don't know boxing.
But
okay,
LT, you're
what I
asking him
don't
for
get,
his opinion. You asked him
yeah.
for his.
Getting on my nerves,
You
bro.
asked for his opinion, and he told
Wait,
you. He
Yeah,
let Pucho
that's
talk.
it, man. That's it. Yes.
No, I was
my
just gonna
opinion,
say
I give
because
it to you.
I
If you
thought
didn't
we
like my
did.
opinion, well, then that's on
Wait,
you,
fights
man.
go. Let Pucho talk.
No, I was just gonna say like we talked with Fight Scout and Reckons. We were talking like I think it was yesterday or something. Like Fight Scout, you told me like you think Canelo's skills are on the same level as Caleb Plant, right? Like you're not
Absolutely.
impressed with Canelo's skills.
Absolutely. Is Caleb Plant a pound for pound fighter?
But then like this is the thing though. Most of us saw the second Golovkin fight as close. That the Canelo Golovkin fight, it was close, the second one. But you said that you had it 10-2 for Golovkin, so
yeah,
it wasn't
but
a
you
close.
also didn't let me finish, right? Because when we were speaking on a private
Go ahead.
chat, I wanted to bring up El Gallo versus
El Gallo.
Chocolatito, right? So
Now
That
he's
fight
changing
was
the subject.
competitive.
Talking
That
to
fight
me,
was
bro.
competitive, but the actual winner should have been Chocolatito 9-3.
Okay, so does Canelo have skills or not? Because he was in a competitive fight with Golovkin, though, right?
Yeah.
Who's this?
What are you asking now?
Okay, so Canelo, you said you're not impressed with his skills, right?
Yeah, I'm not impressed. Nope.
Okay,
Not
but
at all.
was he or wasn't he in a close fight with Golovkin?
He was in a competitive fight. Now, when you're talking about the scorecard, it was not close at all, in my opinion.
Okay, that fight wasn't close in your opinion, right? Okay,
But it
that's
was
all I wanted.
competitive.
That's
No,
all.
no,
No,
no.
That's
Because
just.
here's the
I'm
thing.
just
wait.
evaluating
You don't know.
your.
You
I
said
You don't
just
know the
rounds.
background, right?
You
So
said
yeah.
in
I'm just
here, I'll
trying to
explain
see
the
how you see
background, right?
fights. I'm just trying to understand how you see fights, how you
So
evaluate
yeah,
fights,
I'm gonna
and that's
explain
it.
it right
So
now.
you
I'm
think
gonna
that the
explain it right
second
now.
fight
You're gonna let
wasn't
me
close?
explain it?
The
You're gonna let
second
me
fight
explain
wasn't
it?
close. The second fight wasn't close. All right.
So I grew up watching kickboxing, right? So kickboxing is always going to be competitive, but if you know what you're watching and you're counting the score, you're counting the turns, you know who's ahead, the winner is very clear, and it's usually the winner is pretty obvious, even if it's a very close competitive fight.
I
Same thing
understand
goes
what you're
for
saying.
boxing,
Okay.
right?
Hey,
So
Fight
same thing
Scout,
goes for
can I
boxing.
ask you a
Yeah, I
question?
understand, but you said Canelo has no skills. If he didn't have any skills, he wouldn't have fought the way he fought against
He would
Golovkin.
have been knocked out against Golovkin if he didn't have any
OG
skills.
Possibly,
Boogie
He
wanted
was
to
possibly,
say
all
not
something.
roided up.
necessarily.
He
Hold on.
Not
was all roided
necessarily.
up. He
OG
had his
Boogie wanted to
fucking
say something. Go
hands
ahead.
loaded up. He had his
Hmm?
new gloves that were just sanctioned with no
So you're
padding.
so the gloves gave him skills.
It didn't give him skills, but it gave him a slight. It made him better than what he actually is.
Wow.
So they didn't
Dude,
give
you
him
guys are
skills.
like
The gloves.
Wilder
See,
fans.
see
It
what?
made him
This,
better than what
this,
he actually
dude,
is.
this is
Wow,
exactly what
man.
Wilder
Like
fans is.
seriously,
It's not only the gloves
If I
have
make
no
you wear
padding
pillows
for
and I go
reps. It's that
barefist, doesn't that make me
you're
better
not gonna
than
make me wear
everybody
pillows.
else?
That you
Fight
could
Scout
never
said
be
on the
able to.
Discord that he doesn't disagree with the LDBC. So
But
This is
this
horrible,
is why
bro.
it's hard to believe. Like I made fun of the LDBC when they said, "Oh, Wilder was drugged and Fury loaded his gloves and he took padding out." I
It's
mean,
too many.
you guys
Too
are
many
saying the same
things.
thing. You guys
exactly.
are saying Canelo took padding out of his gloves, was on PEDs,
He
stacked his
paid
Hold
them.
hand
on, hold
preps,
Now,
on, hold
and
on.
paid off
hold
the
on.
judges.
The refs, the
BDA
Hold
judges,
on.
he
Boxing
paid him. He
Channel
paid them
Dog,
off.
was the
L dog,
first
L
one
dog,
to
L dog. You
expose
gotta
those no
blame
boxing, no life gloves.
you.
The
You
one where
gotta
the first
blame
time the first guy wore it, it completely exploded. There was like
So fight
nothing in
scout.
there.
Yeah,
Without the gloves, it wouldn't have been a competitive fight. Without the loaded gloves or
Bro,
whatever
this
you said.
dude's saying a bunch of
I'm
bullshit.
just
Bro. Why
saying
are
it
we even
helped
taking
him.
this dude serious?
I'm just
Such a
saying it helped him.
motherfucker.
So without them, it wouldn't have been a competitive fight. In your opinion, in your humble opinion.
It helped him. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. But
Of
when we're
course,
talking
okay.
about
This
the
is the O.J.
scorecard,
Simpson
again, no,
trial,
no,
man.
no,
Seriously.
yeah, yeah.
You
But
know
you're
what's
just
good, bro? You
you're
know what's
putting
good,
words into
bro?
my mouth. I had it 10-2
No, I'm asking
for
you a
Golovkin
question. I'm
when
not
we're
putting
talking
words in
about.
your mouth.
It's
I'm
not
asking
even
you a
him.
Yeah,
question.
but
It's
you're
pretty
not
simple,
letting me
man.
finish,
It's not
man.
even him.
No,
It's
I let you. Why are you talking? What? Hold on. I let you
Either that or
fucking
I don't
finish.
understand. I don't understand the premise of your
fucking
question,
ignorant, like a
man. Like I don't
fucking
know
piece of
It's a
shit.
what
simple
point you're
question.
trying to.
It's a simple question, man. Why are you making this more complicated than it is, man?
It's
And then you tell me that I don't let you finish, man. Everybody's listening to this fight, Scott, man. Everybody listening to this.
either that or I'm just not actually listening to your question, right? So explain your question again without everybody fucking talking over. Go ahead
Without
and ask. Yeah, without everybody always fucking talking over
Canelo,
me.
without Canelo, if Canelo wouldn't have manipulated the gloves, would it have been a competitive fight?
No, Golovkin would have fucking knocked him out if Canelo
Okay.
didn't have his steroids and his stupid fucking gloves and his fucking
Okay,
stupid
that's all I
judges
wanted. Okay, so that
and
the gloves
everybody
Okay,
else. All right.
that
gave
sounded a
him
little
some.
bit emotional to me.
But again, no, you're asking me my opinion. I'm not saying that's. You're just
I
asking what
know.
I
I'm
think.
not.
What I think. I'm not saying
That's your
that
opinion.
would have
That's your
surely
opinion.
happened
I'm just trying to like see how. Anyways, it's an
because I feel like
interesting
you're
point
just
of
asking
view.
like loaded questions, right? Like,
Well, you went lightly, like unloaded. What was the opposite of
I
loaded
mean,
question?
it feels like every time I answer a question, you use that answer to fucking use it as an answer to some other question that you never asked. You know what I'm saying?
No, I don't know what you're saying. I'm simply asking questions, and I mean, if you really believe what you believe, then you should be able to easily answer my questions, man.
Hey, Precise, you got to get up on the panel, bro. You gotta state your case, man. Because this is causing this is a good topic, a controversial topic about
It's
the
not
Canelo
controversial
fight.
at all.
This is not.
It's not controversial at all.
This is not important.
It's
First
just
of all, right?
opinions at the end of the
Yeah,
day.
It's
if
opinion.
somebody
But
if
you guys
somebody
are
wants,
hating.
hold on,
You
hold on,
guys are
hold on,
hating
hold
on
on,
my
guys.
opinion.
If
No,
somebody
I
wants,
disagree with your opinion.
if
I
somebody
don't hate
wants
it.
to somebody wants to jump in and voice their opinion, let's do it fairly. Let's do it where you let the guy, you let the guy come in and state his case. Now, if you attack the person and the person attacks you back, you can't, you can't use. I'll put it this way: I'm not going to tell you what to do, but you sound kind of cheesy when you say he's being a hater, he's emotional, because you're being emotional too. You know what I'm saying? So if someone explains their case and you don't like what they say, and you make attacks and they attack you back, and you say they're emotional, you kind of like just look like a hypocrite. That's all I'm saying.
Fuck you,
Yeah,
recognize.
No, Bucho, I didn't say. Wait, Bucho, I didn't say you.
No, I'm just
You're
making it.
mixing
No,
too much
no,
with
no,
white
no,
boys.
no, no.
Recognize.
I'm making it I'm making it
Mexican
controversial.
lives. Hold
I'm
on,
making it controversial.
Mexican lives has been making insults, and then when somebody makes insults back, he says, "Damn, they're fucking emotional." It's like, no, so are you. You're being emotional too.
I'm just
Yeah.
starting an emotional. Anyways.
Hey, King Bucho.
Recognize. I was gonna
I
mention
didn't
something.
insult
wait,
Fight Scout personally.
Happy birthday,
Go ahead,
Gonzalo.
Gonzalo. Go ahead, Gonzalo.
No, I don't
Yeah,
take any of
hey,
these
feliz
questions
cumpleaños.
personally at all, man. How's it going,
Happy
If
birthday,
Gonzalo?
Gonzalo.
If Canelo isn't the full package, he comes more close than anybody else right now. It
Exactly.
takes like 3 or 4
Gonzalo, can
things
you
to be a
Facts.
raise
world
your volume
champion.
a little bit?
You know, he might.
Gonzalo, can you raise your volume a little bit, if you could?
Yeah, yeah. If Canelo's not the full package, he comes more close than anybody else right now. He might not have the
Yes.
greatest footwork, okay, and okay, we're gonna say okay, he's got loaded gloves, and he might need his computer.
Computer.
But when it comes down to things that he possesses as a human being, he probably has more than any boxer in the game right now. Okay, he's got a solid chin. He's strong. He's good defensively, and he's got decent punching power. When you think of great fighters, look, sometimes there's been fighters like Terry Norris that got a great punch, but they can't take a punch. When you can combine being able to throw a punch and take one with those two things, you're already doing better than half the boxers alive.
Yep.
That's my point, Gonzalo. I mean, is a guy clean? No. He's an A-sider, so he's gonna like dictate a lot of the things in the
Of
negotiations,
course,
whatever.
it's the
But
business.
he has skills. Like people say he's a
Yes, he
bomb or
does.
he's on the same level as Caleb Plant. Like I really don't see that though.
No.
I really don't.
Caleb
Look,
Plant.
this is hold on. I got issue with this comment. How is Canelo the full package if he got outboxed by Plant? How did he get outboxed by Plant? I had that fight 8 rounds to 2. Plant
Plant
was not
lost,
the
didn't he?
effective aggressor. Plant was not the ring general. He was not landing the cleaner, more effective punches, and he wasn't displaying better defense.
I can say this. Did Plant lose? He got knocked the fuck out. So
Yeah.
he was not the better fucking class fighter. He got
But
beat.
let me ask you this: did anyone on this panel have Plant winning?
No.
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 That's
So it's unfair to say
Only
that he
only
outboxed.
fight scout did.
Nah, look,
Yeah,
when I
but wait,
watched
guys
it
that
and the
real quick, guys on YouTube that I respect their opinion, right? A few guys, not talking about Precise, all right? I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about other people. They had somebody got bad. Somebody's got their fucking
Yeah, there's an echo coming
yeah.
through.
They had on the night they had Plant winning the fight until he got knocked out. Sometimes you could be making a mistake. Maybe you're seeing something
yeah,
that
that's what happened with
yeah.
me. I made a mistake when I watched that fight. I was giving rounds to Plant that when I
So you
rewatched
said
it.
you see what happened. You see there.
What was
Old
your
dog? You
first
said,
Yeah,
scorecard,
but
old dog? What was your
my
first
first
scorecard?
scorecard was like 6-4 either way.
Oh yeah, that's
Look,
yeah.
So I thought that was
if
6
you're
pretty bad,
rounds.
right?
Canelo,
But hold on.
Yeah.
But when I rewatched it, I had an 8 rounds to 2 for Canelo. This guy, Fight Film, has rewatched it, and he still thinks that Plant was outboxing him. Hold on, Fight Film.
No.
I thought you didn't like back foot boxers. I thought that the aggressor is the one pushing the pace. I thought he's the ring general. I thought the hard punches matter, the power punches. You didn't like it when Floyd Mayweather was outboxing Manny Pacquiao on the back foot. You didn't like it when other fighters were outboxing on the back foot. But when Plant does it against Canelo, he's a masterful boxer.
Not every fight can be comparable, and that's not really a comparable fight.
Yeah, Plant's naturally a mover. If Canelo would have decided to move with the mover and play chess along those lines, like outbox the pure boxer, he might have lost because he's not gonna do what he does most effective in this case, which is use his power to his advantage because he got it and Plant doesn't. So your method that you want to employ if you're Canelo Alvarez is break the other guy down because you don't want to play pity pat with him because he's probably more an expert and playing tag than you are, right? So he could have been winning rounds, but in the end of the day, this one guy Canelo chased him down and beat his ass.
Yeah. Because I picked when I went on the BDA show, I knew Canelo was gonna win. But I said if Plant was to utilize his height, his angles, throw Canelo's footwork off, which Canelo did impress me a little bit on that fight because of his footwork. He polished up a couple of his stuff and was able to cut off the angles on him. But Caleb Plant wasn't using his range, using his ability, and he didn't have the stamina to maintain it. Because I said in an ideal world, he would have won if he utilized those techniques, and he would have won as a UD. But I knew that Canelo was going to win, and I believe I said around the 10th round he was going to knock him out.
Man, Plant was getting his ass whooped, man. That's the thing. You got these guys like they hate it when Rigo does it, right? When Rigo was fighting Casemiro, it was all Casemiro dominated him because he was the aggressor. He was all this. Well, Canelo was the aggressor. Canelo was landing clean, effective, hard punches.
But
And I
L-Dog,
mean,
in my perspective, I don't think you should use that analogy because Rigo was running Canelo. At least Caleb was
so
there.
was Plant.
Nah, he was there.
No, he
didn't,
wasn't running
dude.
like
He
that.
didn't
Not
play
playing the role.
Canelo did a better
Doing
job
the shoulder roll.
he did a better job of cutting off the ring than Casemiro
I don't think
did.
anyone fought as
Yeah,
negative
exactly.
as Rigo against Casemiro.
Plant would be running if Canelo was fucking following him in a circle like Casemiro was.
I don't know if anyone in boxing's ever fought as negative as Rigo did against Casemiro. I mean, that was some marathon running type shit.
Okay, hold on.
Hey, L-Dog, I was about to give the baton.
Real quick. When is using your range a criteria? When is using your range a criteria?
L-Dog, I was about to pass the 4x100 baton to fucking Rigo.
Yeah.
He might as well been in the Ethiopian marathon team the way he fought that fight.
Hey, but hold on. Fight Film exposes himself again. He says Plant was landing clean shots all night. Clean shots is not a criteria. Clean and effective shots is a criteria. It has to be both clean and effective. So clean shots, if they're not effective, don't count.
That's what I was gonna say. Look, if Plant was landing, is because he wasn't putting power behind him. So that means he's just gonna flick the hand and it's probably gonna get there hella quick because he's not loading up on it. But if Canelo decided to do that, okay, let's play patty cake. Maybe it's a close fight, but at the end of the day, you're not putting weight behind your punches. And that's what Canelo needed to do in order to break him down. You're not going to break him down playing patty cake with the guy. So, of course, the one that's playing patty cake is going to land these flicking shots because he's just doing them to touch you. And it looks like he's scoring. He probably is. Maybe some of the judges are counting it. But you know, in the end of the day, Caleb Plant was never gonna knock out Canelo. So Canelo wasn't gonna do the same thing to Plant. I'm not just gonna touch you just to look cute in front of the judges and get a decision, because mainly the judges know that that's not Canelo's style. And if it would have looked like that, they would have probably said, "Oh, Canelo was off," and Plant made him look off. So Canelo, what he needed to do, he did, was maybe not do the flicking, but load up on the shots and not get in as much as maybe Plant appeared to do. But in the end of the day, the shots that Canelo did get in were the thudding shots that ended up breaking the other fighter down.
Yeah, that's just like the when Canelo fought what's the tall guy name that he took his belt?
Smith.
Yeah, Colin Smith. When Canelo was throwing his shots, he was throwing his shots. And even in this fight, I saw him. I mean, like he emphasized on his shots. I saw I forgot one round that he hit him with a body shot, but didn't hit the body. It hit his forearm or elbow or something.
Yeah, his bicep.
Yeah, and then that motherfucker started getting on a bicycle. And I was like, yeah, he's loading his shots, but he trying to hurt this motherfucker.
Yeah, and he might look frustrated at times. He's throwing less, he's missing some, and the other guy's shoe shining, and he's probably tagging Canelo like he threw a combination, I don't know, later on in the fight. So maybe people are like, "Oh wow, that looks impressive if you want to score it like that, just because you're looking to give something to Caleb Plant." But in the end of the day, he left the judges out of it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
You got that right. That's how you're supposed to end a fight.
And you have to count body shots too. Some people don't count body shots for some fucking reason. I mean, that counts as well.
The body is a scoring area.
You can't count the kidney shots as a scoring blow. Yes, it does apply to overall damage, but when you're talking about the scorecard and judging, you can't count the kidney shots as a scoring blow.
Yeah, I say that Canelo did hit him like 4 times, but Caleb Plant he was turning his body.
Yeah,
and
I'm glad they allowed the kidney shots, but when you're scoring it, you don't count the kidney shots, even though they're landing.
To me, a lot of those punches weren't. Most of the right hands to the body weren't kidney shots. They were hitting the front oblique. Some of them were though. Some of them were kidney shots.
The one that I saw that was Canelo said, "Fuck you, I'm gonna hit you." It was when he turned to the right. Caleb Plant turned to the right and almost tried to do a Philly shell, but he bent over to the right side. Canelo was already at the body shot moment, and then he just like he did to like what Golovkin did to Rubio. He came downwards to the kidney on that shit. That shit was like, oh my god.
And by the way, we're talking about shots landed, whatever, but also a ring generalship. Who won the ring generalship? Who had the better ring generalship? Right, so
both guys were on the level because Caleb Plant was using Canelo's bad footwork against him.
What?
Yeah.
Wait, repeat that.
He was using Canelo's bad footwork against him when he wanted
to. Oh, by backing up against the ropes? By backing up?
He's getting backed up. You don't get backed up by yourself.
Him to reposition himself, and then he's hitting him. Now, he didn't do it consistently for whatever reason, but he was able to do that, which dictates the ring generalship. Right now, if you're not able to control the other guy's feet going backwards, in which this case Plant was, the ring generalship was pretty much
But why does Canelo need better footwork if he's chasing down the back foot?
I'm not saying he needed better.
Let him finish, man. Come on.
Next time he fights somebody that doesn't run, he's gonna fight probably better, and he goes toe to toe with those guys like the Golovkins of the world, Kovalev. He'll go toe to toe with those guys, even Cotto. But when it comes to the back foot fighters, he's been able to knock these fools out. So what are the other guys gonna give him trouble because they don't get on the bike, right?
It's not about who's backing up or who's going forward. It's about the positioning.
Right, and guess what?
But you don't score rounds with your feet. You score with your hands.
Hold on. Let me add to this. Canelo's position was such that he had all the room to move if he wanted to, but Caleb was trapped. You can't tell me that's a good position to be in.
He wanted to be on the ropes.
Caleb didn't.
That way, was the plan.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if he wants to be on the ropes.
Yeah.
That means
he was getting bullied on the ropes.
Canelo was the ring general. He forced him into positions where he couldn't escape, and Canelo was able to get a good shot off on him. He was the effective aggressor and the ring general.
I mean, he's trapped to the point where he has to show his back, and that's where the liver shots came in and everything. So, I mean, he doesn't look like he's in any type of control, man.
And I mean, look how it worked out for him. The dude
I
was
mean,
down on the
seriously.
scorecards and got knocked the fuck out. So, with all that
Again,
shit,
you guys
like,
are just whatever. You guys are doing patting each other on the back, whatever. But no, he was not trapped. At points, he did trap himself. Yes, but that was his own doing. But have we seen him do that before? Now you can say,
How do you know it was
Canelo
his own
forced
doing?
him into that, but
How do you know it was his own doing? He wasn't pushed to the rope.
have you seen Canelo or Caleb Plant ever run back to the center of the ring?
I see him touch the ropes and move. And this
I've
time he
never
didn't.
seen him fight, but when you're looking
even
at
did
the
it
way
against
that
look at his
Truax
past
at
fights.
points.
Fights. Look at
Canelo's
his past
positioning
fights.
against himself.
What?
Most of the times when Plant is fighting, when he feels the ropes, he moves. He gets out of the way. He just doesn't stay there and uses the shoulder roll. As a matter of fact, he really used the shoulder roll in this
Yeah, I'm
fight.
not saying it just went one way the entire time, right? Like sometimes he did have the better foot positioning and was the ring general. It was about even. That's all I said. You don't have to like it. That's just what I saw.
Don't worry about it if I like it or not.
Well, you guys are expressing your
Just
emotions that you guys
no, we're not. I
clearly
think you are,
disagree,
man.
right?
Just whether we like it or not, that's emotional. Like, just state your opinion, and that's fine. We're gonna debate. But I mean, do you like my opinion or not? I don't. Come on.
bro, Plant was landing this counter right hand that was not even effective. It was this little tiny catch counter shot. It was clean, but it wasn't effective because he would touch Canelo with that and it would pop his head back a tiny bit. But Canelo was right there. Didn't do anything to him, man. Didn't make him back up. Didn't make him take a backward step. He would hit him with some tiny shot that had
Aren't you
no
the guy
weight
that
behind
says
it.
power isn't a scoring criteria or whatever it is?
No, but effectiveness is.
And
those shots weren't effective.
They snapped Canelo's head back a few times, bro.
That was because
listen,
it
man,
caught
we
him
saw a completely
off
different
guard.
fight. That's it, man. We just
Yeah, I don't know what these guys are saying, man, because these
I mean,
guys
both
they have
fighters landed shots, of course. I mean, but like throughout the whole fight, who was in control? Who landed the harder shots? Who landed the cleaner shots? I mean, that goes to Canelo. I mean, obviously, we're gonna find instances where like Canelo got hit. I mean, obviously, it's a fucking boxing fight, man.
Yeah, I
it
saw
was
Like
one.
seriously,
it was
I
a
saw
staged
one
boxing
shot
fight.
that
Right.
Caleb Plant did hit Canelo with a body shot, and
Yeah,
he
it
backed
hurt him
up for
in the ninth. Yeah, I think.
The ninth round. The ninth round.
he stopped
And then he never
throwing
threw it
for
again,
a
right?
second.
Why?
Yeah, he never did it
I
again.
think it was a little bit low. It seemed to me like.
I don't know. I have to look at it again. I just recollect that I saw at the moment that he hit him with. He threw his body shot. I think it was a left hook. He threw a body shot, and then Canelo like, oh shit, like it wasn't like all all dramatic and shit. It just was like, oh shit, and he backed up for a second. Then he regained his faculties. Then came back.
He wasn't
what
like
I mean?
he wasn't badly hurt. It just like
Right,
stunned him for a
right.
second.
Yeah, it just took like
No,
it took the wind
Like
out.
a
It took the
holy
wind out of
shit
him.
shot. Like, oh shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
caught a little off guard. Okay.
in the end of the
But the
night,
reason why he didn't go
at
for,
the end of
in my opinion, the reason why he didn't go to the body again is because, let's face it, when did you know Plant to like fucking break down a guy and understand that he's breaking a guy down, or at least try to work on that? Okay, I got his attention. Let me do it again. He's worried about what Canelo's gonna do back to him.
Yeah.
So therefore, he doesn't go back for it again.
That's why
Because he
that
knows
finish.
Canelo delivers the stronger punches.
Right.
There's no doubt about
Of course.
the fact that Caleb Plant was really hurt. I'm not gonna say he was hurt like Davidiachenko or like Meldrick Taylor, but he was beat up at the end of the night, and Canelo was pretty clean. He wasn't beat up that much. He probably had like a little
Yeah, some
welt
redness.
under his eyes.
I found like between the rounds, and Canelo was more like annoyed and frustrated than he was like exhausted, in my opinion. He
You
seemed
know
kind
why?
of frustrated.
Because Caleb Plant, you know what Caleb Plant's best attribute was probably in my eyes. He can't punch hard, but he's strong. He's strong like a Sean Porter or Timothy
Like
Bradley.
physically
He can't punch
strong.
hard, but the body, he was able to resist. He didn't wilt
Yeah,
like right away.
He kept
He
holding
resisted.
on. Yeah, he was
He kept
holding
yeah, I
on a
holding
agree.
lot
on,
with
and he
that.
kept pushing Canelo down with the forearm. Pretty
Yeah,
much, roughing him up too. But roughing him up, but that's all he was doing. Why not waste your energies and trying to throw a punch that counts? No, all that energy and strength he was just using it to like push Canelo off.
yeah.
And King Bucho, the one that I was saying, and what I said was, I didn't say nothing about Canelo. I just said Canelo and Kovalev fight, and I said I feel that Kovalev took a dive. I didn't say nothing about Canelo. I'm saying Kovalev took a dive. You know what I mean? Because that was, even though he was 37 years old, and people say he was diminished, and people say this and say that, the techniques that I saw from Kovalev, I was like, that motherfucker's there to take a dive. And then what brought it to my attention afterwards was that he had that court case with this fucking chick, and then he got a fucking after he got beat. I ain't saying that he didn't get knocked out, because Canelo said, he probably wasn't in on the script. You know what I mean? He's just doing his thing. And fucking Kovalev gets a fucking a contract after the fight. He gets to pay off this chick undisclosed amount. I'm not putting it towards Canelo, even though it was a Canelo Kovalev fight. I'm saying
Wasn't
it was Kovalev.
wasn't Kovalev with Bob Arum at that time? And my understanding, if he would have won against Canelo, then that's the rematch would have been on ESPN, and Kovalev wouldn't have gotten that contract. But if he lost, then why would Bob Arum still want to work with a guy that just lost? That would have
Yeah,
made sense for
no,
him to. And then the zone at that time they needed fighters, so it's like, well, we might as well get Kovalev on that 3-fight fucking deal as well.
right.
But the thing is, if Kovalev would have won, then the fight would have been on ESPN, I believe, with Bob Arum. And obviously, you keep Kovalev if he wins. If he doesn't win, then yeah, sure, he can go to fucking the zone. So there was an incentive to win as well, because people say, like, well, there was an incentive to win. There was an incentive to lose, because he would get the zone fights as well. But that's not true. If he would have won, he would have gotten another Canelo payday, which is huge, and he would have maybe have the ability to dictate even more terms or
Yeah,
some terms.
but
Yeah,
this is what I
that's what a lot
mean.
of these people like don't even like realize. Like, if Plant had won, you know how much money he would have won off the rematch, and just being like the A side value in that. Like, remember Andy Ruiz after he beat Joshua? Imagine if he had just like taken a dive, he would have just been another like nobody in AJ's record. But
Yeah,
instead,
but
he went on to become one of the faces of like heavyweight boxing, one of the biggest boxing stars in Mexico.
Yeah,
And
the
like
first
he,
Did
Mexican.
Kovalev even fight 3 times on the zone after that? Or what happened? I don't even
No,
remember.
he
What the
fucking
hell? So,
after his
no,
court case, he's disappeared.
yeah. Okay. So maybe he should have won that fight, huh? And
I
then
think
maybe.
I made one payment to that girl from the last time I heard, and then never paid her whatever the agreement was. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what I heard. Then he failed the test
Yeah,
with Beck the Bully. Remember, he was supposed to fight him.
Yeah, he got popped.
He got popped, and ever since then they haven't planned a fight for him. Since then.
Yep.
That was early this year, January 2020. The fight was set for January of 2021, this year.
Listen, Kovalev since the Wonder Award rematch started to look like shit, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then dehydration clause, you add this and that. Like, I can see him just not being in the fight, man.
Yeah,
maybe he was hurt. I could see him just like being shot. Like, honestly,
I mean, Canelo is fast, you know what I mean? So maybe he was waiting for that. Maybe Kovalev was waiting for that perfect shot. Never came. Started to get tired.
Kovalev
Like he always
I just looked
does.
at When I
Kovalev,
saw
after
that,
fighting Andre Ward, arguably only lost 3 rounds or 3 or 4 rounds
He was hurt
after
bad
fighting
in that last
after
fight
fighting
before
Ward.
Canelo
Yeah, and
against the
that's one
other
of the rounds
Alvarez
that he
dude.
lost, right?
yeah,
Against
against
Alvarez.
Yardy,
Against Alvarez and Yard. So when you're going against the Shabransky or whoever he fought, the other dude from France, the 2 Alvarez fights, and then the Yard, he only lost a total of like 4 rounds or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. He was losing bad, and he even got stopped by Alvarez there.
Yeah.
So I
he
mean, I
did.
don't care if he wins 2, 3 rounds. I mean, at the end of the day, he's gassing, he's struggling. Second
Like,
part of
don't
the
you see
fight.
like fighters like that, like especially if they're older, like grueling fights like that? Like, remember Povetkin in the last fight against White? Like, it can just happen sometimes that fighters just get old overnight and they're shot. Like,
Yeah.
Man, before fighters used to fight like 33, 34, 5. They're already now we're pushing the limits for some reason.
yeah.
Like the age, it seems
Yeah.
like
It's better. It's better living. That's what it is. It's
it
these
could
they
be
got
training, dieting, whatever, but
training,
still, man.
dieting, medicine. You know, whether
Yeah.
they're legal or not, or illegal. Yeah, it's many things. You know,
Yeah, but still 35, 36, 37. Like,
why did
I'm not
Povetkin look
surprised
like?
that a guy just fades, you know? Like,
Why did Povetkin
Exactly.
look like he just finished throwing
He
up
looked
before he got in the
fucking
ring?
horrible. Right. He
Dude,
looked like
that
a
was
zombie in that last fight.
dude, that was insane.
That was crazy.
That was insane. You know, why did he look like that? What the fuck was going on?
I didn't even get to see that second one.
No,
It
it
was
was
insane,
crazy, dude.
bro. It's insane, man.
Bro, it looked like he could like barely move, like let alone fight.
Look,
It
there
was
was
a
this
totally
Russian
legitimate
boxer.
fight, right?
There was this Russian boxer.
Right out, dog.
There was this Russian boxer that he disappeared. They killed him, bro. They just fucking killed him. I'm sorry that I don't know his name off the top of my head, but I remember this dude. He beat John Ruiz. I don't know. I don't know if you guys know who
who?
that is. Man, this Russian boxer. He had beat.
He beat John Ruiz?
Yeah. He beat John Ruiz as a cruiserweight. It could have been a heavyweight
Oh,
fight.
shit, I don't know.
Yeah, it could have been a heavyweight fight. But
Wait, is it like the big dude, the really big dude?
No. This was early in I think he's the first guy to ever beat John Ruiz. He's the first dude to ever beat him.
Sergey Kobozev, I think.
What's his name? Yes.
Sergey Kobozev or something.
Yes,
like
that dude. And that dude got killed, right? He got killed. I think the Russian mafia killed him. Now, it could be legit. I mean, those guys are in jail. They're finished. You know what I'm saying? They caught these guys. They killed them in Brooklyn and took his body to Jersey and like fucking buried him in some spot over there.
So he was fucking with the Russian mafia in Brighton Beach.
Yeah. Now, again, this is just rumors. I don't even feel comfortable talking about that shit. But rumors were that there was, they were in control of his boxing career. You know what I'm saying? These were the guys that were like funding him. His basically giving him work, keeping him because he wasn't making that much money. They were sponsoring him.
Right.
And he even worked I think he worked as a bodyguard. Again, this is a long time ago. This is in the 90s, but I remember this guy, and he just disappeared one day, and then the rumor was that he got killed, and like a couple of years later, they found his body in Jersey. So like, there's a lot of shit that goes on that we're not aware of. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could just be simply like, yo, you owe me money, motherfucker. Where's my money? Yeah. And they don't want him to do anything else, just to give him back the fucking money that they gave. Or sometimes they could have disobeyed orders. And it doesn't necessarily mean take a dive for a fight or anything like that. It could just be like, yo, I need you to kill somebody for me. And he's like, nah, man, I got this boxing shit going on. Fuck that.
I look at it like this on all fights and stuff like that. I can see what I see and stuff, but I can't be naive that this is a big money sport and there's different entities that try to get advantage to make some of that big money as well. You know what I mean? We can't be naive about that.
Pacquiao had a fight in his early career, and it was like against some Spanish dude, or he looked Spanish, or he could have been Arabian or some shit. I don't know.
and he fucking hurt Pacquiao, bro. Pacquiao looked in deep trouble.
Sanchez.
Yes, I think that
Sanchez,
was
the
his name.
Dominican
Agapito
kid.
Sanchez? What? No, was his name?
No. This was
He's
in
a
the
Dominican
Philippines.
guy. He
No,
was
it was in the Philippines. It was in the Philippines, I believe.
Oh fuck! How do you find that shit?
Yeah, you gotta. But dude, it looks so suspect, bro. And I love Pacquiao. To me, Pacquiao is one of the greatest fighters ever. You gotta ask yourself, what the fuck is that ref doing? What is he doing? You know what I'm saying? He just catches Pacquiao, and Pacquiao looks stuck. He hits the floor, Pacquiao goes down, and he looks stuck. I think the referee counted it as a knockdown. I think the count was weird. The interaction between him and the fighter going to the neutral corner was fucking weird. And then what transpired after that was very weird, right? It was very strange. And if I point that out to Pacquiao haters, they'll be like, "Oh my God, you're right," you know. And but then when you show them something about a fighter that they like, they right away they get defensive. You know what I'm saying? They get very defensive. And the reason why I could bring, first of all, I didn't even know that happened to Pacquiao until I saw it like 5-6 years ago, some shit like that. I said, "Wow, Pacquiao was fucking almost done in that round." And just go look it up, man. You'll see it. Like it should be on YouTube.
Who was it against?
I just don't know the guy's name, man. I'll be honest.
Was he Thai or was he?
Nah, he was a Spanish or Arabic looking guy. That's all I know. Yeah, and he fucking clocked Pacquiao. He clocked him, bro.
Well, look, my father.
And I'm sure that was an act. I'm sure, right? I'm sure, to finish the point. And I'm not saying this is what happened. I'm not saying that. But if you look at the referee's behavior, is it safe to say that the referee was like, "Oh shit, I'm not supposed to let this happen"?
Right.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? That's a fixed fight.
Because look, bro.
Wilder versus Luis Ortiz, the first one was like that too, right?
Yeah. He hurts him in the 7th round. He's like right towards the end. He's got him dancing, basically. And next you know, he gets a little minute break. And he's like, being seen by the doctor. The doctor should have seen him a little. I think the doctor should have seen him earlier in the fight, and it is what it is.
We can't be naive that there is corruption.
Is that his name, Fight Film? That's the guy's name that almost clocked Pacquiao out of there in like the 3rd round of their fight. That could be his name.
He thinks that's him. That's what he said. He put a question mark behind it.
Put a question mark. Yeah. He did. I see that.
Yeah, you can't.
Look,
there's corruption. There's corruption
I
everywhere.
think that's him. The guy right here, Nidal Hussein.
Hussein.
Yeah,
Nidal Hussein.
Yeah. Hussein. Saddam Hussein. Yeah, it was Saddam Hussein. He clocked Pacquiao. Right? But like I could be subjective. In Pacquiao, everybody knows. Sometimes I got criticized for being, a pack chart or whatever. But I can sit there and say, look, man, maybe they felt this is not a good situation, and maybe that referee started acting that way.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember Bute against Andrade in Montreal. He was.
Oh yeah.
That was a 20 count, man. He was like, that's a clear 20 count. Like Wilder fans talk about that long count. Well, that's not a long count. This was a long count, man.
Yes,
and yeah,
that
of
was
course,
right.
Like there are fixes. No, I mean, and I've said this. Like, yeah, they can fix fights, but to the certain a dive like that, when I don't see anything that leads me to do it, there's a dive. I mean, and the arguments I find them just not.
No, but to me, the circumstances.
Real quick, the third fight between Wilder and Fury, a little different situation. Come on, that ref could have stopped the fight a long time ago. Let's be honest, he could have stopped that fight. He would have done it in different circumstances. What happened?
He was getting carried for the last 3 rounds.
They basically said, I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe they didn't even have to tell him.
Exactly.
He
Recognize. I
knew.
was gonna
Yeah.
say
Let
that.
him get
This
knocked the
ref, I
fuck
think
out.
these
Yeah.
referees sometimes they act on their own. They know who the A side is, and
Yeah.
you don't even have to tell. But remember, these referees are competing with other referees to referee the big fights, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
And I don't
they,
even think, and using that point, this is not about like favoring the A side. It's like teach that fucking dude a lesson, Wilder. Teach him a lesson. Give him
Hey,
what he wants. Let
I'm
him
glad
get
he
beat the
did.
fuck.
I'm
Yeah,
glad he did.
yeah.
could be.
Like so, he ended up like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Night, 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 night.
Who knows? They probably wanted more.
I
Who
mean,
knows?
Kenny Bailey is one of the most like dirtiest referees in there. He doesn't beat Joe Cortez. Joe Cortez is the worst referee of all time. I keep saying it, but Kenny Bailey's man in those Floyd fights, he knew what he was supposed to do. And I think then nobody tells him what to do. He just does it. He keeps getting to referee Floyd's fights. So that's
Yeah. And
income.
again, to bring up the whole Pacquiao thing, I'm just saying that it looked suspicious. Maybe I missed something. Maybe that fighter Nidal Hussein was doing something that just caught the referee's attention, like a foul. Maybe I don't remember because it was a long time that I saw that video. It's been a while, but I just remember, man, he fucking clocked him. And but if I say that about Floyd and fucking Jose Luis Castillo, that he dropped Floyd, he dropped him. Oh, you fucking crazy, man! Get the fuck out of here. You know.
Yeah, same way in the Zab Judah fight. He got dropped. His glove
Oh yeah,
touched.
he clearly got dropped. Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't call
Clearly
it.
got dropped. Yeah.
Corruption is out there, man. Even though, as much as I don't like Canelo, but I can say this with the Kovalev fight, I don't think he was involved in it. You know what I mean? I'm just saying that I felt that Kovalev took a dive, and then the circumstances that followed, and then all the other stuff that it led me to believe that I felt that he took a dive for that fight. And the way his punches, he didn't even put no power in any of his punches. Only one time he did, and he was like, he looked and he was like, oh, like, sorry. You know what I mean? Oh, I ain't like how you was just illustrating about the referees. You know what I mean? Like, oh, hey, oh shit, I ain't supposed to do that. You know what I mean?
One of my issues is the knockout, though. Like that would be
No,
extremely
that
good acting.
knockout, like I
The
said,
legs are
that
all like
knockout.
twisted and shit.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't acting. That motherfucker got knocked out.
Oh.
Like I said,
Nah,
it
like
wasn't.
those
It
stinging
wasn't
shots behind
Canelo.
the ear like that, they definitely hurt. Like I
Yeah,
can see him going
I'm
down from
saying that
that
it
shot.
wasn't Canelo. Maybe Canelo was not
Yeah,
involved.
maybe Kovalev was involved in some shit and he needed to like not win or something, but I don't know. This Plant fight definitely seemed real to me, I gotta say.
Yeah, I never thought Plant could win. I'm just being
Yeah.
honest. You know what I'm saying?
Like
So I actually I was just
I did say on BDA show, I said, or King Bucho BDA show, podcast. I did say I want Caleb Plant to
me
win
too.
by
Yeah.
unanimous decision, but I said I wasn't stupid. I know Canelo is the favorite. He's gonna win. Knockout. He might knock him out early, and then I think I said 10th round for Canelo. But I wanted Caleb Plant to win unanimous decision.
I don't even know if I wanted. Look, I could be honest. I don't like Canelo, so I don't like Plant either. Like he's not my boy. He's kind of cringy. He's kind of a cringy dude. The way he talks. In terms of talking, like being proud of who you are, I probably like Canelo more. Right? He's Mexican. He grew up Mexican. He's fucking not. He's no apologetic Mexican. Right? So like I respect him for that shit. He is who he is. But I don't like the A side. I don't like that guy and it's not just him. I didn't like Sugar Ray. You know, I didn't like Sugar Ray Leonard. I saw Sugar Ray Leonard towards the ending of his career. That sticks in my head. You know, the early parts were like just videos and shit that I saw. And the same thing with Floyd. I thought Floyd was a fucking bitch. You know, he asked for too much stipulations. You know, but that doesn't mean that Floyd can't fight. All you gotta do is just, you know, watch his early days when he was trying to prove himself.
Yeah, pretty boy
I
Floyd.
mean,
That boy was
yeah,
nasty.
but like you said, it's the A sides they do this shit all the time. Some more than others, right? But I remember Pacquiao also did some shit I didn't like when he fought Cotto 145. Why 145?
145, yeah. You could
And
say,
then
yeah.
because he's too small, and then all of a sudden for other fights he's at 147, right? And then when he fought Marquez, the third fight, no, the fourth fight, he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna fight at 147," because he thought Marquez was gonna be. At that point, he didn't really have any fights at 147. Pacquiao had already had a bunch. Actually, he even fought Margarito at 150, right? So he's like,
Yeah.
Freddie Roach probably thought, well, Pacquiao's going to be more used to fighting at this weight. They're going to be bringing up Marquez. Oh, yeah, 147. Okay, but why would you fight Cotto 146? 150. I mean, why didn't you fight Margarito 154? It's junior middleweight fight.
Well, Pacquiao was.
And I know he was small and shit, but still, I
No,
mean, if you're
Pacquiao
challenging.
weighed in that fight. I believe he weighed. They said he weighed in at 150, 151 or something like that. But in the day of the fight, he was like 149. He was losing the weight.
No. You talking about against Margarito?
Margarito.
No,
Yeah.
so he came in at 144.
144?
Yeah, and then he came on fight night, or at least the weigh-in on the day of the fight. He was
144.
Yeah, I swear to God, I'm pretty sure.
I thought he made it up to like 140.
No. Because remember the weight limit was 150. The weight
No,
limit was,
it was 154.
No, 150.
No, 150.
No, it was a catch weight.
Yeah, it was a catch weight of 150.
Yeah, but Margarito came in at 168.
Yeah,
on
the
fight
night.
We're talking about the day of the weigh-in, that Friday.
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 Okay.
Day of the weigh-in, I'm pretty sure that Pacquiao weighed 144. Okay, that was 150-pound weight limit, which makes sense because that's what he was doing in the beginning when he first came to 147. If you guys remember, like when he fought De La Hoya, he was like 142. Then on fight night, he was 148. Canelo, I'm not 100% sure, but he might have made the limit 145 and whatever he weighed in on fight night. But against Margarito, that 150 limit, he made 144. And Margarito made the 150 limit. And then on the night of the fight, I believe Margarito was close to 170. And this dude was still under 150. He was under 150, 148.
Yeah, something like that. I think like on the fight night, Pacquiao was like 150, 149. And Margarito, they said that he came in at 168. That it was like a 17-pound discrepancy or some shit like that.
Some shit like that. Okay. This your boy Jack West probably looked it up. Margarito was 160 fight on fight night. Pac was 148. Yeah. So basically almost 20 pounds. Yeah, 17 pounds.
In real life, Margarito looks like a skeleton though.
He's skinny, right?
He's skinny. He looks like a crackhead.
Yeah, but he's tall though, right?
Oh yeah, he's tall.
He's like 5'11".
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like 5'11".
Pacquiao look like a
5'10"
midget
and a half,
compared to him.
5'11".
Pacquiao look like a midget compared to him.
Yeah, but we're gonna take away the credit for that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say, oh no, he fought a deep.
You can take it away. I'm playing. But yeah, no, listen, when it comes down to it, I never gave fucking Plant a chance to beat him, but he made the fight a little bit better than I thought. He did.
I think he could have made it even better if he fought tall.
Yes, but
he
you're
don't
talking about a guy that doesn't.
He also have the skills, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he could have. That's like us when we talk about Wilder. Like Wilder, his frame. Why if he would have fought like this with the jab? Yes, the frame is there. He could have been a great boxer, but he just doesn't have the skill. Same with Plant. I mean, physically speaking, he's taller than Canelo, longer reach and all that shit. But he just doesn't fight that way, man. He doesn't utilize everything. That's why he's not a great fighter.
I was on Thunderdome talking about that with him, and we was actually comparing, and I said one thing about Plant, and then Thunderdome was saying, yeah, he needs to stand up and fight because in his amateur days he used to stand up and fight long, and he said, but ever since he got pro, he never came in, and we was just throwing these things around, and I said the only way that I see him winning is if he can the stamina issue because I know he don't have power. I've never seen Plant like one hit or quit or somebody or something. He's strong, just like Gonzalo said. He's strong, but he don't have the ability to deliver that punch. You know what I mean?
Well,
And then
it's not Jiboogie. It's not like okay, like he was absolutely like not born with it. A lot has to do with the development as a fighter,
right.
getting on the back foot, punching on the fly, scoring and looking to move away to like only keep scoring. If Caleb Plant would sit down more on his legs and on his feet
Yep.
and fight a little bit more like I'm not saying fight like Golovkin, but he's a strong guy and he looks like he's got a good beard because look how many punches did he take from Canelo before he finally like sprawled out on the canvas the first knockout. He's a strong dude.
This is what me and Thunderdome was talking about. It was the time if he could time Canelo and then not emphasize too much on trying to plant his foot, time him and then hit him, plant your foot and then hit him, and then time him, back up, and just throw because he has stamina issues, so he just need a decent jab, bow. Even if Canelo's eating it, okay, every now and then fake the jab and then bam.
And
Whatever
also the
he's
mentality.
throwing in,
He has a defensive mentality. His mind is more
yeah.
concerned with defense than offense, and sometimes that makes you hesitant to throw
Because he
certain
doesn't like to
punches.
get hit.
Even you see an opportunity and then you land it, and then you land it. You're like, come on, follow it up. You just landed 2 shots. Because of his mentality, he's like, oh no, defense first, and then he forgets about the offense, man.
Yeah, and also it's like when you are always running on, you always get on your bicycle and you're always on the back foot. You kind of feel probably that you're like being chased all the time, and in your mind, you're probably thinking this dude is fucking chasing me down, and it's only a matter of time before he catches up with me. That can
Yeah, he was
feel good that you're always the one that's backing up. Look, and in
he
the ninth
was
round, did you guys
You're the
see that
prey.
where he was trying to butter up
yeah.
Canelo? He knew that
Yeah, he was
that the
mentally
pressure was coming,
fatigued. That's
man.
why he was talking sweet to him.
Yeah. That can be a good feeling that you're always getting chased down by
No.
the boogie by another dude.
Yeah. Well, when I used to fight Gonzalo, that I was like the total opposite. I was like a aggressor pursuer, like Chavez, how Chavez aggressively pursued his prey. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though people say, oh, Glove can get hit too much, he used to pursue in his beginning years when he put the footwork and everything together.
Yep.
He was an aggressive pursuer. And then now Canelo is starting ever since I saw that last fight with Golovkin, he
Yep.
started doing that same thing what Golovkin was doing, pursuing and trying to cut him off. But like when Reynoso say, hey, stop trying to fucking knock him out. This guy's too strong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he's a 160. He's a strong motherfucker. He's just built like that. There's people that are built like that. You know
Oh
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
It's God
And you
given
know what?
ability.
When you can take a punch and like this, you're born with the great chin. That's pound for pound too. A lot of people say, "Oh, the skills, that he's more skillful than the other guy." If you were born with something, you deserve all the credit for being born like that. And a lot of people don't see it like that because God gave you that, and nobody else has it. So he might not have the skill, but hey, guess what? He can take a punch. He's not going to go down anyways, and he can punch. So as soon as he gets you, he probably took two of yours, and he's going to get in position to hit you back. So at the end of the day, he's going to probably fucking knock you out. And this is old Golovkin, but yeah, like you said, the young Golovkin, yeah, shifting, fucking walking you down behind the jab, good timing, but he still got that
Yeah,
iron chin, man.
I gotta look at the Caleb Plant fight again. Because when I saw it, it wasn't a good visual that I had, and it, I don't want to say anything else about that. But
What about Canelo's power? Because can a fighter improve on his power? Because power is also technique. I mean, I know you're born with power. Yeah, you're born with power or not, but you can also work on it, man.
yeah, you can work on it. You can get a little bit more percentage on your delivery of the punch, but that's all in pivoting, the technique and stuff like that. Canelo, from what I see, his delivery of his when he plants, when he delivers his power, like his overhand right or his he put torque into his hooks to the body, because he throws his hip towards it, and he wants to hurt you when he throws it. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
yeah.
he's working that shield. It's called the governor bag, gobernadora. It's like the mitts, but it's just this big round ball that you hold.
Yeah.
From
Yeah.
And that pretty much is like just focus. It's like a focus bag. You're focusing
It's like a really big balloon almost.
your delivery, just working on your technique.
Oh, you talking about the water joint?
No, because I was talking about like a pad, like a. I don't even know how
It's
you
like
call
a
it.
shield. It's called the governor.
Oh, like the one Golovkin was doing with Abel Sanchez.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one you hold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think. Yeah.
Yeah, he's really working on that. He's really turning on those fucking hooks, man.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I tell you who got a savage hook for a heavyweight. Fucking Joshua, dude.
Yeah.
Joshua got a fucking.
You think he has a shot in the rematch? You think he has a shot?
On what? On the rematch?
Yeah.
With Usyk.
He got hurt, man. It's like even if he opens up, man, like
he got hurt.
It's usually like the technician that does better in the rematches.
See, look, that's a good example right there. That's what, because everybody say Usyk don't got power, he ain't gonna carry it or whatever. But his technique that delivered the power to Joshua, something like that Caleb needs to work with. Maybe shit, fuck it, hell, go work with Papachenko or something, Caleb. Maybe you might get some power.
I saw Canelo throwing a punch similar like Usyk, where he's chopping down. He would get close to Plant, and Plant wouldn't really like allow him to punch, but he would just chop down with his hand. I don't know how to explain it to him, but did you guys see that?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Say it again.
He got close to his body, and basically he was just like, I wouldn't say like, how would you call it? He was punching down, kind of like similar to like what Usyk does, and those shots were getting in.
Oh,
like
okay.
punches. Sneaky punches where I'm close to you, but then I'm
I saw that punch. That shit was fucking illegal. Some of those punches was illegal. Gonzalo, I saw him hit him in the kidney with it, like 3.
Plant was also holding him a lot.
Head punches.
Like I noticed whenever like Canelo trapped him, like whenever he had him in a trap, like Caleb would just hold him, like hold his arm, kind of like Mayweather did against Mosley when he got hurt. He would just hold him so he couldn't throw anything, but he used his other hand to throw. Yeah.
Did you see that? That's the one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It didn't look so clean, but some of them were getting through.
Yeah.
Hey, he's a short guy. He's stocky, so maybe not all his shots like Callum Smith said. He's not that powerful, like because Callum Smith's a tall dude. But like he's been working on the technique. The punch that he hit Caleb Plant, you could see how he launched off the pad, like and put a lot of torque behind it. And even if it was partially blocked, and it didn't hit like Caleb Plant like square in the face, maybe it was just not a glancing, but it did hit pretty good. But even if it was partially blocked, that shot was killer, man.
It snapped his like neck back. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it in like slow motion.
Yeah, BDA's video.
Yeah, from BDA's video.
Yeah, and then he threw an uppercut, a right uppercut, and then a left uppercut.
He bent down. He threw like a right uppercut. Yeah.
It's like Golovkin was a beast at 32 years old, 30, 31, 32. Maybe Golovkin was better, but Canelo's improved. If they fought prime for prime, hey, Golovkin would probably still beat him. But if Canelo fought Golovkin now, Canelo would probably beat him, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If they fought a third time, Canelo would win. Maybe even stop him.
Because of the timing, the speed. Because Canelo got speed and timing.
Yeah.
And he got power. So just with timing alone, timing and power that Golovkin has to slow down. So
and Golovkin's
like
body is more. His body is more vulnerable now.
Yeah, he's a little too slow on the trigger, in my opinion.
Yeah, Derevyanchenko showed that he's slowing down.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see how. Go ahead.
Benavidez Senior said, like, didn't he say that David Benavidez would have stopped Caleb Plant?
Yeah, well,
you know what? I don't think he would have, man.
I don't know if he would have either. I mean, I don't know how good Benavidez is at cutting off the ring. I mean, I could see Plant winning a decision in that fight, to be honest. But
yeah, like Gonzalo said, Caleb Plant is like strong, physically strong, and I think Canelo thought that those body shots were gonna have more effect earlier than expected.
That's why he got frustrated, right?
Yeah, because he didn't look like Caleb Plant was still doing his thing, on the ropes and like taking those shots to the body.
Yeah,
and I think Canelo started getting frustrated. It's like, fuck, this guy, like, isn't flinching or anything.
It was taking him longer than expected too, like, because he said he wanted to do this in 7-8 rounds. Like he wanted it to go like the Saunders fight almost. So when it started getting to like the 7th and 8th, and he was still going, he got kind of like annoyed at that because he just wanted to get it over with.
Yeah.
But yeah,
he's fighting like 168 pounders now. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
If he can handle better BF's power, he'd probably beat better BF too. I think so, man.
He's slow.
Like, BF is also 40 years old.
Well, he's 36 now, but yeah, he's always been slow though. He's always been slow, but yeah.
And it's like
his power is always going to be a threat.
Who's like really strong and got dropped just recently? Like he's built like a fucking brick shit house, but
he got dropped.
Yeah,
he got dropped.
Viturbiev got dropped.
Somebody just got stopped. That's
Viturbiev
really
got dropped many times.
Yeah, he's been dropped a lot.
Who got stopped?
I can't remember, but anyways, like he's been dropped before because he's strong, but sometimes doesn't equate to the greatest chin.
Yeah, he doesn't have the best chin. He was dropped by Callum Johnson, who's not that good. I think he's been dropped by lesser punchers than Canelo, and he's not very fast at all. I could see him losing that fight.
He fucking destroyed those guys.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
understand. Go ahead.
Oh yeah,
he destroyed those guys, but he also struggled.
Berlanga's fucking like strong. He's a tough dude. I know he's just a kid. I mean, the other dude's got old man strength, but yeah, man, just because you're tough as fuck and you can hit really hard and you got them dense bones, I don't know, man.
How old is Berlanga? Isn't he like 24 now?
No, I think he's 26.
We're talking 26? Different levels, bro.
Yeah, he's not that young, I think.
Oh,
though. I
shit.
think he's 28, huh?
Holy
you guys
shit.
should check it out.
They're
I remember
hyping
somebody
him up to be like some fucking young prospect here.
I know when he first came out, they were lesser opponents. They was out there to, fucking get knocked the fuck out and shit like that, spectacular or whatever. But
yeah, he's 24. He's 24.
Oh yeah.
You see the last fight that he just did?
He almost lost.
Yeah, dude, he did
He got
lose that
dropped.
fight, bro.
Yeah. He got dropped. Like.
Did you see the real reaction when he got dropped, Berlanga?
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
he was
started
like,
punching the floor.
And bro,
Fucking,
guys, remember.
Yeah, but if he's
this
24, he can still
this
like.
same dude who Berlanga couldn't hurt and arguably lost to, this is the same guy that got knocked the fuck out by Billy Joe Saunders.
That's
The
right.
middleweight
Wasn't Billy
Malinadji.
Joe outboxing him though throughout the fight though?
What?
Wasn't that guy
He was
outboxing
close.
Billy?
It was a
Yeah,
close fight.
but he got knocked the fuck out.
Yeah, right.
By
How the fuck
Billy
you get
Joe
knocked out by
Saunders.
Billy Joe, man? What the
Wow.
And Berlanga, who's
Marcelo
supposed to be
Coceres.
this huge power puncher, right? He couldn't even hurt him.
It's all those mismatches, man. The first
Yeah.
few
He's
fights,
gonna
man.
become the new one-time Thurman. Remember when he was no longer like knocking anybody out?
Now he's Keith Once Upon a Time Thurman.
Yeah.
Push back his wig, Thurman.
Remember when, one thing I'll give Earl Spence. Remember when he said, you know, he used to be one time, and now it's like sometimes.
Yeah,
I'm not
Keith
sure
sometimes
times.
Thurman.
I'm not sure times. He said.
Hey, is it true that Spence was at the Canelo fight and he was fucking
He was
wasted?
fucking.
Yeah, I was hearing some rumors like that. Is that true?
Fucking no, yeah. I saw there were videos of him. I was on a call with the dude who was at the Canelo fight, and he saw Spence and he was asking him questions and shit, and he said he was fucking loaded, like out of his mind. Yeah. Like people were apparently like telling him like, dude, you need to go home. You need to fucking get out of here.
Yeah, you're
'Cause he was
fucking
that
making a fool out of yourself.
Yeah.
That's one dude that's suspect too. I think he pulled out of that fight because he didn't want to get Pacquiao. He said, "Fuck that."
No, but apparently his eye looks fucked. Like his eye
Really?
looked fucked up. Yeah, like his left eye was visibly like red and shit.
Car
It was
accident, man.
weird.
I'm telling you, it's the car accident.
Still? What
I don't know what's
thought
going
it
on
was
with
his
him.
right eye that got fucked up.
Well, I don't know which one it was. Just one of them looked fucked.
Illuminati.
It's watching you.
No, you know what? They're gonna Jaron Ennis is gonna they're gonna use him to take care of Spence. Spence is like no longer useful to the PBC.
They
Yeah,
might.
they're gonna sacrifice him to Ennis.
Yeah.
Anus?
Yeah. Penis?
Booty anus?
Booty anus.
No, think about it. What are you gonna do with Spence? Like he's never gonna fight Crawford.
No,
like
you serve him. That's what you do. You serve him to.
Yeah.
Maybe you could get him to the Crawford fight. He loses, right? Let's say if Crawford beats Porter, and maybe you could get him there, and then he loses, and then let's say it's respectable loss. Put him against Boots, and then Boots takes care of him, and then like Boots is calling out, I want to fight Crawford. You know.
Is he gonna be as good of a win if they sacrifice him to Boots after he already loses to Crawford though?
That's right. Your boy Jaquez. I've always been saying this. Porter is the real one.
Yeah, facts. He's the only one willing to fight everyone.
Yeah. That's why I don't totally dismiss him. You know.
I think he's got a shot. I'm not picking him to win, but I think he has a shot. No.
I got Crawford knocking him out in the 6th round, or at least I'm gonna put a bet down for that.
Really?
Yeah,
Wait, is that with the number strategy?
I can't let you in.
Oh yeah, we're on fucking YouTube. That's true. We
Can't
don't
let
want
you
this
in
channel.
on my secrets, but
We can't let the stream get taken down.
But then again, I see a lot of other numbers too.
I got Crawford stopping him around the 9th round. He's gonna dog walk him, man.
I got Crawford by decision.
He's too aggressive, and he doesn't punch that cleanly. He doesn't punch that hard. And Crawford, he can get on the back foot too, kind of like with how he fought Postal. But then when he starts going back, he'll kind of like throw an anchor punch going forward, and he's got the longest arms. So sometimes he needs to back up in order to place that punch right because his arms are so long and lanky. So as he's stepping back, he's probably gonna counter Porter coming in sloppily, and probably hurt him, man. I think he's gonna knock him out. And I'm picking the 9th round.
So if I have to choose 3 rounds, which ones would it be?
Ooh, go first. I can't.
It's a group
Has
bet,
any
though.
numbers come out yet, Bucho? Has anything come out yet?
I haven't checked yet.
In terms of what?
The odds for the fight,
Yeah. Here, I can
So
look it up real
like,
quick.
10, 11, 12, or 7, 8, 9.
Let's see.
I
So
think
the fight's November the 20th.
Yeah.
And Porter's like a 5-1, 4-1 or 5-1 underdog.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm betting on that. I'm betting on the fucking stoppage, man. Crawford stoppage, but like I want to make more
I
money.
think it's like
so.
around the ninth, Mucho, because this is how it would happen. He would start winning. Porter would start winning rounds, and Crawford wouldn't allow it to go into like deep waters because he could possibly lose. So he's got the talent to step it up and leave it out of the judge's hands. And he wouldn't want to risk it going like really, really late, because once you're tired, it's really late. Basically, you're one step from the getting to the finish line. So I think like around the 8th or 9th, he steps it up, and while Porter gets more aggressive to because he stole the early rounds, but Crawford is rallying back. In his mind's eye, he's thinking, "No, man, I gotta get more aggressive to leave it out of the judge's hands myself." Crawford's gonna step it up and leave it out of the judge's hands.
I think Porter asked for $4 million, and Bob Arum said, "You're only getting one." Right, and Porter said, "I need my 4," and Bob Arum said, "Okay, you can have 4, but you go down in the 6th round."
Ooh.
And Porter
I'm gonna
said,
bet on
"Okay."
I'm gonna bet on the 6th round. I'm gonna bet on the
trying to start some problems, bro.
It's not out of the realm of possibility, man.
But I tell you right now,
it could be. Why would they let Crawford lose though? Who's promoting this? Bob Arum?
Bob
it's
Arum.
a top rank.
There you have it.
Basically, Crawford needs to be blown out to lose, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mucho. So go 4, 5, 6.
He was fucking hurt by Kavalauskas though. I think he got dropped.
He did.
They didn't count it as a knockdown, but he got dropped.
Kavalauskas dropped him and almost dropped fucking Ortiz.
Yeah, he hurt Virgil in the second
round. He could punch. He's
like a 5 round fighter. Like he always does well in like the first 4 or 5 rounds. Then he just gasses out. But he got power.
Sean Porter's power is like not really like that much.
Yeah,
let's be honest.
he's a volume guy.
Yeah.
He's a pressure fighter, but he doesn't necessarily have power.
He stopped Malignaggi. He looked like he was Mike Tyson in that fight, but
he was built like Mike Tyson.
He's built like Mike Tyson.
He's a fucking
I was looking at him like
5'6" stocky guy.
Yeah, he looks like he has power, but it's like he doesn't, man.
How did he beat Usyk? That's what I'm wondering.
Yo, that's weird.
Remember when he beat Usyk, it was amateur days. I think Usyk and I think they're the same age actually. They were like.
Who was that?
Recognize. Remember when the LDBC was like, "You guys saying Usyk is a great fighter? He lost to Sean Porter in the amateurs."
How do they feel about that now, right? But goddamn, you know what I'm wondering? I'm wondering how tall at 18 Usyk was, because you do realize like Sean Porter's like 5'6", bro.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
That must have been weird to look at, man. Maybe Usyk was like 6 feet back then. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he was
but still,
yeah. But remember, he beat him on points.
7 inches. Is it 7 inches?
7 inches.
7 inches is a huge difference.
Yeah, but Porter beat the crap out of Danny Jacobs in the amateurs too, didn't he?
He did too. Yeah, that's insane, bro.
No, they fought each other 4 times, and I think Jacobs beat him 3 times, and Porter won once.
Then Usyk knocks out Joshua, and how does that make Porter look? Triangle theory.
Heavyweight contender, man.
That makes Porter gonna. But you know something? I wonder if he's missing something, because remember he started off at 165 when the amateurs, right, when he was about to turn pro, and even when he turned pro, I think he had fights like at middleweight or junior middleweight.
What the fuck is that sound?
Somebody.
Yeah,
OG
G
Boogie.
Boogie, man.
but
Yeah, that's true. It could have been a robbery.
Yeah, his
I
first.
think when Porter fought Usyk in the amateurs, Usyk wasn't in his. He probably wasn't in his body yet. You know what I mean?
No. Yeah,
His
yeah.
first
But
ever pro fight, he was a super middleweight. He came in at 166.
Oh
Sean
shit!
Porter.
Look at that! Look at that! So think about it. He's been losing weight his whole career.
Yeah, because he used to be a running back, from what I heard.
He was he was football Sean.
Yeah, when you in the collegiate level as a running back, you walking around 205 to 220.
Yeah,
I believe he was 185 at the
that's
high
even
school level, but he wasn't like good enough to even go college. I think
right. He might have been too. He might have been.
Yeah,
too small.
I think he used to put his football videos on YouTube, like way back.
Was he
way
good?
back when? No, no, he was not good.
Damn.
Yeah, you could tell he did a lot of bench pressing. Full contact. Like full contact hits. That's why he boxes that way.
Yeah.
He don't use his legs at all, man. He just uses his legs to jump at you.
Yeah, he just comes at you. Makes for entertaining fights, though.
Yep. Absolutely, man. I think I'm gonna end
it's
this.
4 a.m. over here, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Salute to everybody in the chat. Thank you for stopping by. Don't forget to drop me a super chat or a cash app and subscribe. Hit the like button. Hit the notification button. Hit all that stuff.
God bless to everybody.
God bless to everybody, man.
Peace out.
Saludos.
El Jefe, put your red dunce hat on.
Yeah. El Jefe, you're the B side of life. The B side.
Protect El Jefe at all costs.
Later, gentlemen.
Peace.